Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show.
Never before has one radio show been so extreme. Oh my God. So vulgar.
Fuck you, I'm not a pussy. I was accustomed to getting blown and having my ass eaten.
This is insane. I mean, this is insane.
So flatulent.
Why do we even try? Let's just fart into the mics and call it a day.
This is the funniest shit ever.
It's a weird show.
That's what's real. That's sex.
Oh,
Tune in with no expectations.
Quite simply, the greatest show in the history of broadcasting.
Here we are, the Opie and Anthony Show.
Another 4 hours of love.
You guys having a good time or what?
Yeah, check, check it. I'm up early in the morning, yawning. What Opie Anthony get? Jimmy Tranny pointing. Opie like brother man, Ant wants to join the clan. Jimmy on the other hand, he working the other hand.
turn my headphones up.
There are horrible people to say in this old objectionable human beings, and I want you to know unacceptable to my scene when I'll give it a go. 50 Cent, Larry King, Opie and Anthony Show.
Go. I know you're feeling the flow, but Opie's mother hucking, Jimmy's trying to get blown. And we come to play around and we still in the show. I know you never heard nothing like this before.
How important is the board? Bored you'll never be, and don't worry about getting shot when you're with Anthony. Oh yeah, on the edge of your chair. Cause you really wanna hear Opie, Anthony, and Jimmy. Just keep it right here.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Yeah, the Opie and Anthony Show.
Yeah, check it. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. Yeah.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, now Mike Tyson up in this bitch. It's the Opie and Anthony Show.
Enough of this palaver. Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, let's do that. Good morning, everyone. It's the Opie and Anthony Show, the Friday edition. It was 50 years ago today.
That Sergeant Pepper taught his band
to play, yeah.
Something?
Yeah, that's one of the 50-year things.
It was 20, I think, right?
20 years?
Yeah. That's
Well, now it's about $50, what I'm
Probably.
saying. If you think about it, really.
Yes.
Actually, it's 40. All right. All right.
The Kennedy assassination.
50 years ago today, and I just tweeted. The Daily News did a really good job today. The Post got lazy. The Post has 3 pages from 50 years ago. The Daily
Just
News,
of the Kennedy assassination.
right? But the Daily News said, you know what? Why don't we just reprint the whole fucking paper from 50 years ago?
Yeah.
And it's great because besides the JFK stuff, you really get a look at what life was about 50 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
The paper itself was 5 cents.
5 cents? That's an outrage.
And after 50 years, it's only $1 now. That's not too bad, I think.
Why would you pay even 5 cents if you could just get the online version?
Oh, that's right.
See, because,
There wasn't one.
What happened was then...
It starts out, Kennedy assassinated. Johnson sworn as president.
Oh.
Leftist jailed as slayer.
Leftist. See, you lefties, you're always causing trouble.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Got the Daily Almanac. They won't forget the day.
What was the Dow at on that day? Because we just broke 16,000 on the Dow.
They had 100. I think it was 100 listed stocks.
Wow.
But I don't see an actual total for the Dow that day. Wait. This is kind of hard to read, actually. Most active stocks are 2.5 cents.
It's probably like the company that made whites only fountain signs. Made a fortune.
Chrysler closed at 78. A little over 78 with a change of 2.25, looks like.
Chrysler.
Most active stocks, Chrysler, Sperry round, it looks like.
Sperry? Yeah, that's like a military
Ford
thing.
Motors up there, RCA's up there.
RCA.
American Motors. It was all about the car
It was
company.
all fucking cars, man. That was the shit.
U.S. Steel.
U.S. Well, bigger than U.S. Steel.
Looks like they closed at 45, I think. It's hard to read this. General Motors, the Studebaker stock.
Studebaker. I wish I would have held on to that.
And Xerox.
Xerox?
And Xerox.
Xerox? Get it?
How many of those companies still doing well today?
No. Xerox is doing okay.
They're hanging in there.
They're doing all right.
They're reinventing themselves a bit.
I bet they never knew the government would have had to have bailed out all those
car companies
stocks there.
What about Studebaker?
The old Studebaker.
But they only closed it. It looks like $6.
Oh, just cheap shit.
I think. I don't know.
Market closed early due to the assassination, November 22nd. The Dow was at 711.
711.
That's something. And now we just cracked 16,000.
Unbelievable.
On the Dow.
The president is assassinated as Dallas multitude hails him. Leftists accused of murders of Kennedy and Dallas cop. Final events of his life. They have the whole schedule you had that day.
And they really, God, it's so weird, because in hindsight, 50 years later, people are still debating what happened and everything.
Right.
And there's the paper, which is like, here's the news.
They got the picture from where Oswald was, though, right away. And they're pointing at the car or another car,
like here's
kind of showing that you could make the shot. Sniper assassinated President Kennedy from this window. The president's car was at upper right arrow. I don't. Okay. Texas Governor John Connally was seriously injured by sniper's bullet.
He's okay.
And then this is kind of horrible. A last kiss on the lips of her dead husband.
Oh, Jesus.
It says,
shocking.
Representative Henry B. Gonzalez of San Antonio said tonight he watched the nation's first lady, caked with blood, kiss her lifeless husband on the lips in a last goodbye and take the ring off her finger and place it on his. I couldn't take it, Gonzalez said. I walked away.
I couldn't take it.
Minutes later, Gonzalez said 4 attendants wheeled the bronze coffin containing the body of JFK out of Dallas Parkland Hospital for the last trip home.
Man.
And then, of course, they just move on right away. It's fucked up. They already start hosing shit down.
Hose it down.
Because we talk about this. Talented Lady Bird is now the first lady.
Lady Bird.
They're already moving forward.
What kind of fucking name was that?
She kind of looked like a bird, though. Kind of fit, I think.
Look who it is. Holy
Ronnie
shit.
B.
What a treat.
What a nice surprise.
What a treat this is on the...
Welcome, sir.
Happy 50th.
Happy 50th.
Happy 50th.
Happy 50th, Ron.
50 years.
The Daily News reprinted the entire paper from 50 years ago.
No, you've stepped into some kind of a time continuum.
Yeah.
We were all just going to go around the table and have recollections of where we were and what we would. I literally shit myself when I heard.
Did you?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shit and pissed myself, and I couldn't even take care of it myself. My own mother had to clean me up. That's how
you were distraught.
That's how
you were
fucked
distraught
up
that day.
I
Good, I
was.
got that water I was looking
Crazy.
for. Nice and warm.
You like the cold water? We got some cold water. Whatever you want, Ronnie B.
It's been 50 years since the Protestants killed the President of the United States.
Wow.
Right.
50 years.
Going out on a limb there.
Well, they wanted to wear shorts to church. Good. You happy now? Now you got it.
No one really pushed to that angle over the years. The shorts angle. I know Vietnam. People thought maybe Vietnam.
It's a hell of an angle.
Casual thing.
The mob, because him and his brother organized crime. But shorts. All right, I'm in.
Hey, you know how they are. You know how Protestants are.
Yeah,
they
man.
don't believe in any formalities like we do.
They're a little strange. They always were when we were growing up.
Sure. Publix.
They weren't all in with their religion.
Fucking public kids.
Well, we're talking from the future now. It says they'll never forget the day JFK was shot. We're here to tell you, kids, we're still remembering
50 years ago. I like all the booze ads in the paper.
Of course you like the booze ads.
A lot of booze ads.
You could get some Canadian Club for $6.55 a bottle.
That was good.
That's kind of expensive for
Go
back
home,
then.
smack the wife around.
New president, hard driving, soft spoken, old political pro.
Oh.
Then they got the death every 20 years of a president.
Yeah, it didn't work out after this one.
Well,
They almost got
18
Reagan.
They
years
almost
later.
got Reagan.
Almost got him.
Reagan was 80, right?
81.
Was it 80 or 81?
I'm almost positive 81. He elected in 80.
80, yeah.
Anthony shit himself that day.
Yes,
boy,
I
did he.
remember once again, I shit myself and had to have my mom clean me up again.
Schools will mourn is in the paper.
yeah,
of course they're going to mourn. Let's see what else
Were there,
we got
were there
here.
grief counselors in the school? Or just the gym teacher saying, suck it up?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I love the old days.
Yeah, we don't come.
Now there's grief counselors. If a fucking kid gets a haircut that looks ugly, they have to have the grief counselors come in. And now,
I remember
back
when
then,
a
forget
principal
about
died of a scuba diving accident. You're right. No grief counselors. We're all just losing our minds. We didn't understand death yet.
That gym
They just make the
teacher.
announcement and like, okay, so anyway, we're going to, have gym class soon.
That gym teacher, I remember, that left
From
to
Nam.
go to the Nam. And he came back and visited the school in his uniform in the cafeteria, and everybody was like all proud of him. And then we heard what happened to him. Oh boy.
Not good.
Another name on that big fucking wall. And there's no grief counseling. It was just, that's what happens.
Now, Kennedy was hit first as governor's wife. Okay, so that's the magic bullet thing,
What does
right?
she know?
Legal steal, there's cartoons. But then it gets good, Ronnie. You get a glimpse of life from 50 years ago. You could buy a house for $15,000.
And of course, there's no Negroes in the neighborhood. Thank goodness.
A wonderful neighborhood called Brookwood, somewhere in the New York area. $16,000 to $20,000, you could get yourself a crib.
That's pretty righteous.
As little as $600 down for non-veterans.
$600.
And as little as
$600 down, and you're like, I got a house. I just bought a house.
And as little as $120 monthly payments.
How are you gonna fucking scrape up that kind of scratch?
A house
Cable money.
Cable.
I wonder if we could look up this house in Huntington, because that's where we're sort of from.
No, it's the Huntington. It's
they call it
type
the
of house.
Huntington, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They tricked me too.
Oh, you thought it was a house in Huntington?
Yeah, I thought it was a house in Huntington.
All right. You could get this house for $130 a month. Holy shit. Why didn't we understand real estate back then?
Well, I was a kid.
I didn't even understand blocks yet. You're right.
If I would have gone up and kind of tried to convey to my dad to buy real estate,
right,
he probably would have smacked me and called me a faggot.
Hey,
what
here
are
we
you
go.
doing? Get to work.
Where am I going to get $600?
$600? Why don't you get it out of your mother? Oh, okay, Dad.
Sam just looked up Brookwood. It's still a rockin' little area of townhouses.
How much?
So back in the day, you could get one for $16,000 to $20,000. Now what are they going for?
$12,000 and another for $11,000. No, falling off there. Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, boy.
It's all rentals now.
Yeah.
Rentals.
Yeah, they even closed the train station. It's sad what happens.
Yeah.
You know what that means.
Used
the
to be
neighbor
nice.
went to shit.
Yeah, it used to be nice.
Rentals.
Oh, that's bad
boy.
then.
Oh, boy.
It's probably
All right, all right, during the ad, they're playing the knockout game. There's no way.
That's probably not a good neighborhood.
There's no way.
It costs us a lot of money to clean up the radon in the basements. Back in the mid-'60s, we found out there was radon.
If you look at this paper, people's eyes must have been better back then. Look how tiny the print is.
Very good.
Print is microscopic.
It really is hard to read.
Really small.
That's
I mean,
Is that the whole paper, or is that just, do you think they just...
It's pretty much, they're saying it's the whole paper.
Well, the movies are in there and everything, so...
And the funny paper, there's actually like a comic in the back.
Read the funny papers.
You could do the Jumbo, Jumbo from 50 years ago. You could get an engagement ring, but it's only a quarter carat.
Oh,
that's like a chip.
Cheap. Yeah.
What's that?
Oh yeah, of course.
But you could get a engagement ring for $69.
$69.
$250 down, and then you have to pay $1.75 weekly.
You know what? Say what you want, but I'm going to run over to 52nd Street and catch Jack Lemmon in Under the Yum Yum Tree. Oh, does that just sound terrible?
Awful.
What'd you go see last night? Yeah, went to see Under the Yum Yum Tree. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. It's about a tree made of vaginas.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Wow. And then right next to it's like porno listings. Can you believe they, like the paper now, they would not even put a porno listing in. And it's right next to Under the Yum Yum Tree. You have Naked Autumn.
Ooh, let's look up Naked Autumn.
Adult in the purest sense of the word. What does that even mean? Adult.
In the pure sense of the word, that means they showed, pubic hair.
You think that's what it was?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they were doing pubes, were they?
They showed pubic hair. They didn't show an insertion, though.
First New York showing of Traveling Lights. And the amorous sex for the sophisticated adult.
Sophisticated adult?
How sophisticated did you have to be to sit in a theater and probably crank one out?
You're like the guy that blew John Voight in Midnight Cowboy. Fucking cranking angrily.
Lee Remick and James Garner in the Wheeler Dealers at Radio City Music Hall.
Did you see the Traveling Light? Did you say that one?
Oh, yeah.
Join nudists at play.
Nudists
see beautiful sun-kissed maidens frolic in natural...
Au natural.
Oh, okay, that's what it says. In the waters of the exotic isle of Corsica.
That sounds horrible.
Why? That was on 49th Street.
Oh, yeah, well, that
east of 7th Avenue. Wait a minute.
That whole area was great.
Wait a minute, that's pretty much where we're broadcasting from.
Yeah. Oh, wow, the Traveling Lights.
Yeah.
We're right around here.
That's like 5th, right?
We're close to where they used to have the Traveling Light.
Damn, yeah.
Oh, wait, we are east of...
Yes, we are.
Yeah, 6th Avenue. It's
yes,
probably
we are.
Right where we are.
It's pretty much where we're broadcasting today. What else?
They had those until a few years ago. Me and my friend Philippe, when I worked at Christoph Silver, used to look at the porno listings and always giggle at Cinema David, which was the gay porno house. And we would just read like the fucking gay porn names to each other and laugh.
Oh, nice.
But that was 20 years ago, 25 years ago, but that wasn't that long ago.
Well, this is nice. Apparently, South Vietnam's ruling junta of generals suspended 31 high-ranking military officials. Good thing we won't have to get wrapped up in that.
Sure.
You know, they're taking care of their own business there in South Vietnam.
Look at this. It's 50th birthday party for Cousin Brucey. So that's...
wow, cousins.
They just got him a toupee. This is great.
His first toupee. That's, pretty novel idea. I kind of like that. I remember going into school library and stuff, and they would have old newspapers, and you could... check out what was going on.
That was always kind of fun to do.
Yeah.
Did you see the sports section?
Not one black guy.
Well, there's a couple interesting things about sports. First of all, the NHL only had 6 teams.
Yeah.
Chicago, Montreal, Toronto, Detroit, the Rangers, and Boston. That was it.
Wow.
50 years ago. And then the NBA only had like 9 teams.
Yeah.
And then
all white guys too.
Then they were debating something with Negroes. It says here.
What happened?
Negroes, Bowl Ducks issue. Mobile, Alabama. A senior Bowl spokesman declined specific comments today on whether Negroes will be invited to play in the annual football All-Star game in January.
Wow. I hope not. Jesus.
You're hoping they made the right decision back then?
Well, because the truth of the matter is, I don't see how the Negro can excel at the game of football. I don't think we're ever going to see it.
The game will be played as scheduled January 4th, and as far as we know, it will be televised as planned.
Televised?
The spokesman said.
Televised football games back then must have just looked like shit.
Yeah.
They were just a camera in one seat. You know what I mean? It's like you bought a ticket to a game, and they just had a stationary camera.
Yeah, stationary camera. The field's too big for those cameras. I mean, even baseball looked like shit.
Oh, they were debating if they were going to cancel the television coverage of the game because
if there was a Negro?
Negroes are not invited to play.
Wow.
Oh, well, somebody was...
The network previously canceled national television coverage of the Blue-Gray game for the same reason.
See, the media was always in there going, we got to help out the black man.
Even the way they phrased it back then, the Negro was not invited to play, as opposed to you'll be shot if you walk through this door. Not invited.
That does sound very pleasant.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, what happened? I wasn't invited.
Yeah.
I didn't get an invitation.
Oh, my God.
It was a whole nother time.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Different time.
Sure.
And there's an advice thing in here also. There's a lot of little advice things. And one said that you should light your lady's cigarette first. Because,
very nice.
Because a lot of men speculated, should I light my own cigarette first? Because the match's sulfur kind of flares up and it's offensive. But the newspaper said, no, just because there's a little sulfur on the match, that's not enough of a reason to not do the polite thing and give your loved one a little of the old cancer first.
Well, and it's also because if a sniper was stalking you, when the light went up, it would blow her brains out.
Her face. Old school.
My God. I think that's about it.
Yeah, 50 years. And it's not like the news is all over it today. It's kind of nice. A lot of new specials out. They always find some new footage.
Yeah.
Try to get a different angle on the whole thing. I do like that composite they put together where they stabilize the Zapruder film video. It looks pretty.
I want to see
pretty
that.
cool. Yeah,
it makes it even
Enhanced.
more brutal.
When did they
you
do
haven't
it?
seen that yet?
Stabilized.
Very recently.
I saw a few years ago. They're always like showing the little sprocket holes. Every few years.
No,
they do
this one
something
is
with
like
Zapruder.
It's brutal.
They figured out how to stabilize the image so it's not shaky, and then
It's at the IMAX now. It's in 3D. It's really nice.
It's amazing on the big screen. You'll think you were there.
Did anyone ever question Jackie?
I don't think Jackie ever got interrogated.
She was close.
She was right there
With a Derringer. Who would have thought?
Yeah, who actually did they look at her purse after? It's a great question. It could have been her.
I don't think that's it, sir. There's Sam Roberts.
That's Oliver Stone's movie, you idiot.
It's
oh wow.
It's this Zapruder film, and it's what do they call it? Image stabilized.
Yeah,
stabilized.
The news covers like the Daily News had Kennedy assassinated, but the Post, JFK shot to death. It's just such a harsh
shot to death.
That's just such a harsh cover, man.
Yeah, that is.
So they were always in that world, huh?
I mean, I don't think they meant it to be tabloid.
There,
It's just a harsh. It's just a really a shocking way of reading it.
Here it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
I thought. Yeah. I think.
Yeah, there it is.
Stabilized it.
There he goes. Up, and the money shot. Boom! There it is.
I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah, he should be fine.
Wow.
Merely a flesh wound.
Wow.
That really is just a fucking horrible
shot.
Horrible thing to see.
Wow.
Fucking.
Do you remember Clint Hill? Did you guys talk to Clint Hill when he was in?
No.
He was talking about how he was holding onto the back of the car.
Yeah.
And he said, I could look down inside the president's head.
He probably knew right then and there. Like, yeah.
You think?
This ain't gonna this ain't gonna wash.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Wow. Yeah. You know. I guess there's a bunch of the next big batch of classified documents that are being released is
just release all of them.
And what
2017.
could they possibly be fucking holding on to?
2017. I don't know. The thing is, at the time they lock these things up, and there's no looking at them to see. Well, maybe we could declassify them a little before that.
Well, that's a good point.
So at the time there could be things, national security issues.
Well, how about we can now go back over and redo that?
Well, maybe, yeah.
How about we have...
Yeah, we roll now, right?
Yeah, we can go in there and go, well, you're going to invalidate that nonsense.
Oh, it's like a little time capsule. Oh, look, we pulled out a fucking bottle of Yoo-Hoo in a Super Bowl. You know, shit like that.
It's kind of dumb.
But can't we just go in there and get that stuff? I mean, you're going to tell me that there's people, they can't just vote on it and grab everything?
Do you think there's a guy that gets to just read all that shit, though?
I would think that people get to read that shit.
Oh, the overnight guy.
Yeah, the overnight guy can get a lot done.
Well, look at, yes. There's Oswald and Johnson splitting a sandwich. do you guys hold on to the conspiracy stuff, or
I don't know. After a while, you're so inundated with it that you just say, "No, it was just him, one guy."
Yeah.
I think it was just him.
Yeah,
but who the fuck?
I've kind of got in that direction too.
Because no one really talked. Everyone talks in the end.
Yeah, but you know,
on your deathbed or something, you go, "All right, here, look, this is what I got."
Yeah, but the fact that Ruby took him out there and was able to get up close.
Yeah,
I'm going to go back over some.
Oh,
of
yeah,
stuff.
go read the paper.
I think that's
the paper.
That'll be tomorrow's paper, the Jack Ruby stuff, right?
Some guy on the bench one time. I sat in a park and we were talking about it.
Did you?
Yeah, and I said, I don't know what's. I said I wanted to really bring the truth to light, and he said, "Truth's on your side, Bubba."
It's great. You look like the tank driver from Kelly's Heroes.
Yeah, I was a conspiracy guy for a long time. I believed a lot. I read David Lifton's book. I read all these.
Yeah.
That was a great one about the medical evidence. But they always There's always that one critical fucking gap they can't fill. Like David Lifton had all these brilliant things about what Commander James Hume said and how they might have been interpreted, and things the FBI agents said when they were in the room that could have been that there was certain because James Hume said it appears there's been surgery about the head, because of Parkland. So there's all this medical conspiracy, and then you have to figure out when they did the surgery on the head.
It wasn't time.
Here's when it would have had to have been done. In the limo before they actually got there. Or in the fucking, he came to the conclusion that they did the surgery in Air Force One going from Dallas to Bethesda. And it's like, no, they didn't, stupid. They didn't fucking operate on the president's brain in the air on the plane. And they didn't do it.
You don't think so?
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
No, they did not. Robert Kennedy, I think, was on the plane on a jacket. They did not go in there and fix everything
Scalpel. Hand me a scalpel.
Because they didn't know what they'd need to do. We know, time in that moment, they didn't know they were going to need that bullet or how much fragment shit was going to be found. They didn't know any of that stuff.
What happened to his brain? Apparently, Kennedy's brain went missing.
I think Robert Kennedy had it, and they said the next day they buried something with him. I think it was Robert Kennedy.
You think they buried
took his own brother's brain?
I don't know why they have it.
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
Horror movie shit.
What do you think, Ronnie?
Yeah.
There's never been a time in this country that a majority of people believed that it was a one-person thing. The day after, 52% of the people thought it stunk.
Really?
Yeah. And now I think we're like 70%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that number moves around depending on what evidence pops out.
It just really goes to show that we don't believe anybody.
Right, right.
All the shit that we're taught about greatest country in the world and all that stuff we hear when we're kids.
We don't buy it.
We don't believe it, really. We say it, but we do not believe it.
I think it's more that people don't like the feeling like they have no control over something. Yeah. They feel like one guy can do that, then you're so vulnerable. That was the 9/11 conspiracy theorists, too. They hate to think that a bunch of savages over in some country, as long as they have a little bit of money, can come over here and fly planes into our buildings. So it has to be some grander scheme, or else we're all pretty vulnerable. Yeah.
The idea that this great man can be taken down by this fucking nobody, this little slight nobody, which is what he was.
Yeah. He was wayfish.
Yeah,
much like our own Sam Roberts,
like Fiona Apple, if he were a Russian.
Fiona Apple of Assassins. Yes,
and that's the first time that's ever been said.
Yes, I think so. Put it in the paper.
And did you know that there's a huge discussion going on whether Kennedy was a conservative or a liberal?
Really?
I always just assumed he was a liberal, man.
But back then, it was a whole different animal,
right.
It didn't mean the same thing, even.
He was conservative when it came to, what was happening around the world. He was liberal when it came to black people.
Yeah.
We don't have people like that anymore.
No,
they
not
can
at
just
all.
Pick a couple things like this I agree with and this I don't.
You got to now go all in with your party.
You got to take the entire thing. It's like cable. You can't
take
pick
the whole
and choose.
package.
Total package. It's a total package.
You can't pick and choose your channels. You got to take the whole package or nothing. I've been called a bleeding heart liberal and a fucking Nazi.
Who called you a liberal?
I know. It was crazy. Actually, that Twitter. What is that? Twitter.
Jay Goebbels on Twitter.
That's that Michelle Milken woman.
Oh,
has
right.
That Twitter thing. She reposts like things and then they comment on it.
Yeah.
And they posted something I tweeted and then called me a fucking, this figure's another liberal broadcaster. I'm like, what?
Right.
Me?
What was the tweet?
This was months ago. It was some drunken rambling I was doing. You think I remember?
Yeah, exactly.
I bet it was about the Negro.
Yeah, or maybe you're saying something fairly liberal. Like how the age of consent should be lowered to 4.
Yeah, that could have been it, Jimmy. Right, you are.
Twitchy.
Twitchy, that was
Twitchy.
it. Oh, I was saying Michaela Maroney. It was her 17th birthday.
Oh, yeah.
And I was trolling, of course. Jimmy's almost right about it. Jimmy almost nailed it. Yeah.
But what was your actual tweet?
That I would like bang her.
It's something about her cherry, I think? Or
oh, right. Yes.
Yeah, you were subtle about it.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
And now, if you look at Michaela Maroney's Instagram, it's just trolls posting how they want to fuck her and like her ass so that then her fans get all angry.
Yeah.
What did I write?
The verdict is in on Jodi Arias. fuckable.
Jesus Christ.
That
Is
guy.
this a public forum, Twitter? Is that a public forum?
I think it is.
Yeah, Ron, you don't get involved with the Twitter.
The verdict.
You know,
You're a
And they
smart
didn't
man.
They called me a pig.
Yeah.
Pig Anthony Cumia. Accused convicted murderer Jody Arias is fuckable. That's the headline.
Well, what do you
Everything
expect?
is right in that statement.
Yes.
Why are you shocked?
Did they go into the who, what, where, and when?
here you are fighting with Patton.
Yes, I had a little brawl with Patton Oswalt.
He was cool about it.
Oh, of course.
He was totally cool about it.
Yeah. Sick Opie and Anthony co-host tweets about breaking Michaela Maroney's hymen.
This was a good one.
Update. Talk show host doubles down. I guess instead of apologizing, I said, yes.
Yes.
You should fuck her.
Yes, instead of apologizing, you said, I'll flip her over and take her asshole, too.
I doubled down.
Host it.
To read it in the headline format,
Oh, my God.
it's hilarious.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
What do they write
are we
about
doing as
underneath the
people?
tweet?
Well, the tweet itself says breaking,
Right.
Michaela Maroney's hymen.
Breaking colon.
Sick fuck.
Yes, that's the new Bryan Cranston project.
Michaela Maroney's hymen legally. Happy 17th birthday.
What's the hashtag?
And then it says, take a hike, Chris Hansen is the hashtag.
yeah. Well,
and then what do they write about that?
The reference to Chris Hansen presumably is Chris Hansen, Ian.
Face.
No, it was the fourth brother from the little band that did Bop.
Oh,
That's who I meant.
All right. Best known for hosting a Dateline NBC
This is the
segment.
best part.
Blah, blah,
Get your
blah.
pajama tops.
The age of consent in California, where Michaela reportedly lives, is 18. What a creep.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Like I fucking keep tabs.
Yeah, I'll just fuck her in a rest area in another state.
Yeah, exactly.
Replies Cumia.
That's a man act. Got a girl in the car. Got Michaela Maroney in the car. That's a man act. Breaking hymens, knocking down mailboxes.
Good news, guys. We got a guy that's going to prove the JFK assassination.
Oh, thank God.
Good.
We need
Mike
this.
from Connecticut.
It's been too long. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey guys, it's really it's complicated, but what you have to focus on, because you have to focus on Oswald's trip to Mexico in late September.
Back in '63. What a very special time for me.
Look, and you guys were just talking about how they don't release all the files. They were supposed to release, after JFK the movie was released in 1992, there was a big controversy. They were supposed to release all the files. There was a civilian JFK assassination records review board set up.
This guy's into it. Listen to him.
The CIA's been stalling for 20 years, and they keep stalling. They keep pushing back when they're going to...
They were told to stand down.
I wonder if there's also it does frustrate me that they won't release those documents, but I wonder if there's just embarrassing things in there too.
Yeah, what could it be?
Just about Oswald and what he was doing. I still don't believe he was a patsy, but I do think that there's probably embarrassing stuff about him.
I don't think Oswald was a patsy either. I think he was involved in some way, definitely. If he wasn't the shooter, he knew what was going on.
Oh, this guy is so involved.
But it's like this.
Yeah.
But why can't we release all that stuff? That's the weird part.
Because they're trying to cover something up. In Mexico, when Oswald went to Mexico, there was an imposter. There was people making. No, this is all legit. This is all from a front-line document.
Let me ask you a question, dude.
He has cancer of the neck.
Guy
Talk to him
calling
quick.
in. Let me ask you a question.
Had it for years.
The Oswald Mexico thing. If all this has got a whole bunch of merit, why do they allow Oswald to be taken in by the Dallas Police Department? Like, meaning whoever set this up is brilliant and is very powerful. Obviously, they can get Oswald in and out of the country. They can do all this stuff. Why do they allow him to be taken by the Dallas Police Department and questioned for 2 days? And then why do they allow him to stand in front of the media? It makes zero sense.
Why wouldn't there be a car waiting for the guy?
That's exactly what I'm saying, yeah.
Right.
Hiding the conspiracy in plain view.
Why would they?
That's what they're doing. Let
Why
them
would they
talk.
mess up that little detail? A getaway car.
Why would they even let the local cops grab him? You know
Right,
that
yeah.
wouldn't happen today.
Right, exactly. Could you imagine some shit kickers grabbing some fucking conspiracy?
Fucking Protestants throwing him in the back of the car, lighting up a joint. Everybody's happy.
I can't answer that question, but I would say that they probably wanted to kill Oswald after he shot Tippit. If he shot Tippit, if you get into the details of that.
Oh, this guy.
No, they're
doesn't
pretty
think
well
it.
known. He shot Tippit. He shot J.D. Tippett. They're pretty well known.
You weren't alive there, Jim, so you can't say that.
Oh, you weren't alive.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's a great argument.
Face, Jimmy.
That's a great argument. I wasn't alive when the dinosaurs were here either, but I believe the rumor.
I know, but just because somebody tells you something doesn't mean it's true, man. People lie all the time.
You're telling us
Please
something.
repeat that into the mirror. I know.
I'm not saying you should believe me, but don't dismiss me so easily.
I like this guy. He's making good sense. I like this guy.
Yeah, I'm not dismissing you as a man, sweetie, but I am dismissing the idea that Oswald did not kill Tippett, because he did kill Tippett.
Yeah, come on.
Maybe he did.
Maybe not,
He
Jim.
did. He shot him.
Maybe not.
There's no maybe. He did it. He did it.
Well, Roby fixed it so we...
legit.
Okay. Go ahead, Mike. You're almost done, though.
Mike?
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm almost done. None of you guys are going to do this. All you have to do is type in PBS, Oswald, Mexico into Google.
Now I won't do it because you gave that dumb childish challenge.
All right, hold on, Mike. Hold on.
White stuff in the corner of your mouth.
We got Leonard on the line with Mike. Leonard's from Atlanta.
Leonard
Go
Lawrence.
ahead, Leonard. What do you got?
Hey, listen, Mike, he's the same kind of fella that believe if you type in alien on the internet that you believe what it reads. How old were you when this guy was assassinated?
We were not talking about aliens.
You don't know what the fuck you talking about. You spouting off information been pumped in your little pea brain all your life.
Shut the fuck up, you fucking southern retarded piece of shit.
This is a little microcosm of the Civil War. I like this.
Sure.
Connecticut, Atlanta.
I think Atlanta's going to take this one.
You think they're going to win this time?
I think Atlanta's got Connecticut on this one.
Yeah,
I got Atlanta in my bracket.
Yeah.
This guy's an asshole. What is he talking about?
And Connecticut doesn't have a deep, powerful speaking voice at all.
No.
You don't know what the fuck I am. I can be a homosexual. Listen.
Oh, Jesus. Perish the thought, sir.
Just took a weird turn, didn't it?
That's right. See that? Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to have a dick up my ass right now, for all you know. Pumping jizz into me.
I might be that fat bastard like, that Jimmy Dean sausage. You don't know.
All right, give Mike.
Now name different people.
I was in
Leonard, give Mike a chance for a second. Go ahead, Mike.
I don't know how to respond to this guy. He just seems like some yahoo who doesn't know what he's talking about. I know what I'm talking about, so I feel confident in what I'm saying. Whether you guys choose to believe me or not, that's up to you. I don't give a fuck.
Well,
okay, we'll make a legitimate no shit point. All right, now. You know what you're talking about. Where do you get your information from? Were you there that day? Were you riding along with Jackie and said, "Oh shit, I think something's wrong"?
The article that I'm pointing to, that talks about Oswald in Mexico, which has been vetted by the Public Broadcasting Corporation, has links to the actual images, the documents that they've scanned. You can see everything. You can see how the CIA...
He's making us go to the internet to
maybe
prove
lies
something.
about Oswald in Mexico. There's details there they're not talking about.
You don't know what he was doing there. You just know that he was there.
If you have a TV set on top of another TV set, you might be a redneck.
You damn right. If you listen to Opie and Anthony so much that you have dreams about it, you might be a redneck.
Oh, no. Wait on the anniversary.
I'm sure it's a wet dream, too.
On the anniversary.
On the anniversary. Thank you, Leonard in Atlanta. Mikey, we'll look up your shit on the internet, all right?
Mike's passionate. I understand that. And I respect the fact that it means something to him. I believe me, dude, I wish I had your conviction. I don't. I've read a lot of the conspiracy stuff, a lot of it, and I just don't believe it because of things like they ignore a certain logical thing because it would disprove the conspiracy. So to me, they don't mean to be, they're not being dishonest, but they're invested in the conspiracy being true as opposed to
that's
finding
what they did with 9/11.
Why don't they just release all the documents, considering that everyone still is pretty, strongly opinionated on this, and Ronnie says 70% of the country
I think because they
believe in a conspiracy. I think that number's a little lower these days. But
You think it's even higher?
Lower.
Oh, you think it's lower than that?
A little bit, but I think it's still over 50% of the people.
I don't think it doesn't have to go to the full conspiracy, but everyone thinks something's fucking
is not right.
weird.
Okay.
Not just that, because then you follow it with the Martin Luther King, the Bobby Kennedy, even the Malcolm X. I mean, within 4 years, they just shut up anyone who was
had some shit going on.
And now it's on to the floor. That was so bad. Well, and now it's on to Chicago. And well,
I'm going to have a roll first in the kitchen.
Who was the guy who shot Martin Luther King?
James Earl Ray.
I had him on the phone one time when I was doing radio in Florida.
Really?
They were, he was looking for a kidney, and somebody hooked me up with him, right? So I'm talking to him on the phone, and I'm just fucking around. It's like shock jock days, and you know what I mean? Like anyone who got on the phone, you tried to embarrass them, and then your listeners would high five. So that's about how bright we were. You know,
James Earl Ray, and you didn't take it seriously.
The whole time anyone is talking, just fart noises. They're like, it's fucking awesome. So,
like James Earl Ray was doing a lot of interviews.
Yeah, right.
Something so special that day.
And we just blew it, but he said something to me. I swear to God, I'll never forget it. He goes, and I bring up about, him shooting Martin Luther King, and he goes, what? And I go, when the assassination, he goes, dude, he says, I'm in general population in a 99% black fucking prison. He goes, if one of these guys thought I wasn't set up, they'd kill me in 5 minutes. He goes, how do I walk around here unless everybody in the place knows that was a fucking joke and a setup?
Wow.
I'll never forget that.
What about the
How
white
the fuck
guys
did he
in
live
prison,
the whole
though?
time? Huh?
What about the white guys in
White
prison?
guys were just quietly giving them a little thumbs up every once in a while. Here's some extra mashed potatoes.
Yeah, well
But isn't that strange when you
That
think
is
about it?
strange.
That guy was...
High-profile guys aren't normally killed in jail, it seems. Except Dahmer, but that was a prison infraction. Like, they all survived. Sirhan's alive. Manson's alive.
The guy that killed Martin Luther King?
But I mean, all the guys who killed Malcolm X who lived through jail. One of them just got out. They were allowed to live in prison. And they were black guys, and they shot him, and they were allowed to live in jail. Other black guys didn't rip
Where's
their throats
this
out.
prison justice we always hear
You
about?
don't hear about it.
No,
It's
the
never happened.
pedophiles are in there like everybody else.
Wait till he gets in there. He's going to realize that.
like
no,
this
he's
is
going to
code
realize
of ethics.
nothing.
Bunch of men of honor.
Yeah.
No.
Men of honor in prison. Right?
Instead, they're all sitting around watching Breaking Bad together.
Yeah, exactly.
The guy who
Nothing is
lives next to
happening.
Manson is the guy who killed Bill Cosby's kid. It was just in Rolling Stone the other day.
really? Yeah.
They're buddies in prison.
Whoa.
Yeah. Manson's 80 now.
Yeah.
And marrying a 25-year-old.
God bless.
Well,
That hit
we'll
yesterday.
see. If anyone's going to tie him down.
Well, he said he's a little nervous about getting married.
Sure.
He's got
It's a
cold
big
feet.
step.
He's got
feet.
cold
It's a
feet.
big step
He's got
for
cold
him.
feet as far as marrying a
There it is.
25-year-old. He's 80 now, huh?
Yeah.
You get plugs in prison? What's that about?
Yeah, he looks good, doesn't
Just
he?
always had a great head of hair.
Yeah.
That Manson hair
That
is
nice Chris Kringle wink.
good genetics, I
Understand the
think.
charisma.
Looks like some kind of wig on top, though, doesn't it? It looks like a salesman.
Well, it's a California thing. You want to do the tips.
The George Michael for
It's
the
got
wedding.
a little salt and pepper on the sides. He's a little gray.
That tattoo's holding up pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He uses just for psychopaths on the top of his head.
Yes. It's in a bottle shaped like an axe.
It's wonderful.
Is that his girl?
That's his broad, huh?
She's cute.
Wow, what the
I'd
fuck?
fuck her.
Boy, she's got a little squeaky from thing about her. He
that's what they
does
were
have
saying.
a type.
He does.
Manson has a type.
Exactly.
He likes the alphas.
Oh, God, she's
She's
batshit
fucking-
crazy,
yeah, she's
though. You
cute,
can see it
though.
in her eyes.
You're still like Bonnie McFarlane, but she has better taste than men.
How does Manson score a chick like this?
There's always some dumb woman that wants to marry. Richard Ramirez got married in jail. There's always some dumb woman that wants to marry a guy who fucking raped and murdered
Usually,
somebody.
though, they're like, I think the old fag hags have now gone to prisoners.
She's hot, man.
So she's kind of cute.
Look at his face. It's the way she's fingering his asshole right now. As we're sitting here watching.
He is wincing.
You would not be able to think that he'd be able to have somebody next to him like this.
She's got a little Casey Anthony quality about her.
She's very pretty.
Maybe that's what he found
I want
attractive.
to smooch with her in her big chin.
What is
Yeah.
I
She
just
has little
want
bangs.
I just want to know what her parents did wrong. That this 25-year-old is trying to marry
Do you think
Charles Manson.
Do you think she had to go home and talk him up? But he's really a nice guy,
Yeah,
Dad.
She's like, I have bad news, and she started taking Roman Polanski movies off the shelf and throwing them out.
Did Charlie have to call her father
Yeah.
and ask?
What are your intentions, sir?
Yes.
Well, I think I'm going to go to the junkyard and find the man underneath the big pile of garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to ask for your daughter's, I was going to say It blood and marriage.
Oh, no, that's-
Stop it.
Well, with that, we could go to another guy who has his 2 cents on the JFK assassination.
It's going to be a very
I don't know
busy
if people
day.
know, but it's 50 years ago today.
Wow.
And by the way, Ron said 52% the next day. That shows you how fast I think that the country got fucking shitty. As soon as that really ran.
And everyone
Everything changed.
everyone ran toward that fucking grassy knoll immediately.
Yeah, who runs towards bullets? I've never met anyone that runs towards gunshots.
Well,
You run away from them.
not really. When shit goes down in Manhattan, I always run forward. You want to check shit out?
Do you? That's.
Well, you're trying to go viral.
What?
Yeah,
no, but
yeah.
they said they were running and pointing though. They weren't running because that was the way out of that Dealey Plaza that day.
Yeah, I'd like to know what that was. I don't. Maybe they. Plus, maybe they did think it came from there, the echo. But there was no.
Maybe
one
it was
at
just
all.
the echo thing.
Yeah, no one shot.
You ever go to Dealey Plaza, Ronnie?
No, I'm never going to go down there.
Pretty amazing,
I'm
actually,
done
to
with
check it out.
those fuckers. I'm done with them, the Cowboys, all that shit down there.
Yeah.
Done with Texas.
Jared, you got your 2 cents on this?
Oh, yeah.
Take a communion.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Oh, hey.
Hey, Jared. What's up, man?
Not much. You'll have to pardon my voice if I'm a little,
Seductive?
a little,
Sexy.
sinuses, you know. That
That's
time
all right.
of year,
Believe me, I live with it.
Right.
Big fan of you guys. You know,
Thank you very much.
okay.
More of a setup, if you don't
This is
mind.
good. Yes,
cool.
please. Just
Well,
continue
Sagittarius.
talking without
Yes.
getting to your point.
Are you Protestant?
Yeah.
We need to know
Walks in the
that.
park.
Oh, Jesus.
the big thing with the JFK conspiracy is it's had enough time now that it's going to keep going and going and going and going and going, and people are just going to keep coming up with new ways to.
Well, that's true. It's sort of like the thing to do now.
Sure.
We're talking
Instead
about
of
blurred lines
accurately.
at this point.
Blurred
lines.
How many people can be walking right now through Dealey Plaza today, just looking down like they might find a clue?
Yeah.
Fucking blithering idiots.
Find a fucking shell casing they missed.
Pick it up with a pencil. Oh.
Yes.
What is this?
All right, get me an evidence bag.
Yeah.
Yes,
Everybody
something.
wants to be, you know, that guy who finds something.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think they've cleaned up.
Yeah.
So what do you got there? What's your point, Jared?
Well, honestly, like I said, the big thing is I don't know if we'll ever really, you know, find out if it was, you know, something.
Good one.
Something a little, you know.
You're a little nervous, aren't you?
Yeah. Jesus.
You're a little nervous, Nelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you get past the phone screener?
Oh, boy.
Is
Who's
it a
screening?
screener or a let in?
Wow.
Who's screening?
All right, Jared. We're going to let you go, pal.
Yeah, collect your
Good
thoughts.
call.
But you
Good
can call back.
Yeah, call
Darn
back for the 100th.
Call back, though.
Well, I'll be here. Can you believe it's been 100 years?
100.
Jeff and Indy. Jeff.
Yeah, boy.
Enough with that
Fucking
shit.
boo.
Just get to what you want to
Oswald
say.
did it, man. Oswald did it. If you go back in the mid-'90s, who held the range record at 29 palms for the longest shot?
A guy named Frank Tortle.
Mitch Cumstein.
Lee Harvey Oswald. I think, you know what I...
Nice
people look
reveal.
at the-
I like how he did that. Who did it? That man was Lee.
Nice setup.
We're supposed to be all like, whoa.
Oh, yeah, you should.
Damn
This is the wrong day to try to use Oswald as the reveal. Who was murdered in Dallas? Go ahead, sir. Sorry.
No, it's just, for years, you know, you look at the data, you look at all this stuff, and then you realize the guy, like Jimmy says, the guy was alive for like a couple days saying, I'm a patsy. That's it. That's all we know. That's all he said. And why would we believe this guy? This guy was everywhere.
Well, the entire Dallas Police Department was in on the thing because, you know, they don't care that they look like bumbling clods, that they lost the president and then him, and that one of their own cops was killed. They were all in on it. It's a big thing. They burn the notes because that's what you do.
I don't know.
I know.
All right, that was great.
I'm just kidding.
They all have. There's
Thank you, sir.
nothing
Great
new.
call.
There's no new ground
Really
being
was a good
broken with
call.
these callers.
The video, you know, once in a while the video, when they figure out ways to enhance the video, maybe something like that will help, or computer graphic imaging on videos that already exist, like on the Nick's film or Mary Mormon, all that stuff. There was one woman in the fucking book depository filming, and of course we've talked about before, the dumb clod broad. She was on the floor below Oswald, and she was filming from that angle, and fucking dummy didn't know how to use the video camera.
Yeah, she turned it off.
She turned it the wrong way, and so it's pointing just in shrubs while this assassination's happening. I hope that every day she went home, her husband hit her hands with a hammer, cracked her fucking wrist with a fucking... What a dope.
All right, we got food, so why don't we take a break?
A lot of
Make
fun.
love.
The great Ron Bennington is here today.
It is.
Very
It's
cool.
true.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very cool.
What makes you get up so early there and come in today?
I just wanted to come see you guys while you're still in the mornings. I thought it'd be a lot of fun.
Well, that's true.
Swing by.
Before the big switch over
Yeah,
to-
the big relaunch of the channel.
But we're turning this into a media destination.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, that's what we've been told.
I don't know.
More
what
on that
even
after
means.
this.
The Opie and Anthony Show on Sirius XM. Guys are back from the toilet.
Now, back to our show.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Ronnie B in studio today. We're very happy to have him.
Well, Friday.
Yeah.
Well, 50 years I have to be.
Yeah, you got it.
You got to celebrate the big day with us. Bobby Lee. Wow, Bobby Lee's coming back today?
Is he?
He's a nut job.
He's a little kooky.
Hilarious, but
Bobby
he's
Lee.
a nut job.
Yeah.
There's,
oh, go ahead.
No. I was going to say this is a big thing happening, a big JFK thing.
Yeah.
We're talking about the conspiracy.
What's that?
It's going on at the Borgata for Valentine's Day weekend, and tickets go on sale for it at 10 a.m. today.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's a big JFK thing. There's supposed to be some kind of reveal. So if you're into that stuff, buy tickets. It's under my
Right.
name. Yeah, but
Sounds cool.
I got something, too. I got to awkwardly say hi to John from Time Warner Cable.
Oh, we were bashing Time Warner yesterday?
Kinda.
Oh, what
I don't know if we
oh.
were bashing.
Oh, no, that was a sound.
No, I don't think we were
It was a
bashing Time
verbal
Warner
rape.
Cable.
Right. What happened?
Well, I can tell you this much: I'm all in with Time Warner Cable.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
You're not gonna.
He got to him.
He got to him.
You're not gonna see me get files anytime soon.
You fell asleep next to the pod.
The phone rang yesterday, and my wife goes, "It's Time Warner Cable." I'm like, "What the fuck? What? They want a fucking survey about the work they did in our apartment
Give
yesterday?"
them a piece of my mind.
And he goes, "I just would like to talk to your husband." And I get on the phone, and he goes, "I heard you on the radio this morning."
Oh boy!
And this is what we're gonna do for you. And the laundry list of what they did for me.
Yeah, nice.
Oh boy. To the people out there, you need a radio show because, man, cable could be really cheap.
Oh,
it could be really cheap.
Oh, again, the haves get
Oh, sure.
stuff. The have-nots just still language.
And then, and through the phone call, I'm like, well, this is kind of awkward. I go, did it sound really bad? And he's like, not really, no. And I go, you're a fan, right? He goes, yeah. And then I was asking if I could do anything for him, considering he's a fan. And I could tell he wanted to say yes, but obviously the phone call was being recorded. So he's like, no, just if you want, you can mention me on the radio tomorrow to make sure people know that we did right by you. Boy, did they do right by me. I don't know
if they would have done right by you, they would have said, we're canceling and giving you Fios. That was doing right by you. I've had horrendous experiences.
Fuck Fios. All
wow.
in with Time Warner Cable and the Samsung Galaxy.
My building's going to go color in 2 weeks. We're all talking about it.
Good for you, Rob.
Time
That's
Warner.
nice. Good
Time
for you.
Warner. Bringing color to the Upper East Side.
A bunch of aerials on the roof. But maybe you have to adjust the aerial.
But those rants, you realize that, I guess people do listen to these stupid rants of ours.
Oh, man. I got a call the other day from when I was driving home, and this guy goes, you ordered a lens from us, and there's like a 4-week wait on this lens. It's a very popular lens, and do you want me to put the order through, or you want to cancel it or something like that? I'm like, nah, just put the order through, because that was like the 5th place I went to. And he's like, okay, well, now that you said that, and you're putting the order through, I just want to tell you I'm a fan of the show, and,
oh, wow, so it should have been a week.
Well,
the fuck?
Here's how that worked out.
Oh, okay.
The very next day, I get an email that says it will be delivered to you tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
He probably couldn't say that because it's
the greatest.
That phone call is being recorded.
Radio.
And he shows up on your fucking
You're having a radio show.
He shows up on your doorstep, asks you for an autograph, and says, "You're dead, fucker."
You're dead, fucker. That's fantastic.
I was embarrassed by all the stuff he gave me yesterday. I'm all in with Time Warner Cable. No complaints here.
It's so
My
great
cable
being
boxes
a
are
minuscule celebrity.
They're being switched out today for the brand spanking new ones.
Oh, they're giving you new cable boxes.
He explained that there's some kind of law where they can't give brand new boxes to every customer or something for whatever reason.
What kind of law?
Yeah,
Who made
I
that?
don't know.
Time Warner made
exactly.
their own law.
You think Cuomo fought for that?
Yeah. No new cable. No No new cable boxes. Read my lips.
Then he noticed like channels I didn't have that are good for kids. And sports packages good for me.
You throw those in?
I'm all in, man.
Oh,
this
my
guy
God.
took care of me.
Yeah.
And I was completely embarrassed. Because I know what I said yesterday.
You were right.
I know what I said. I'm like, I hope it didn't sound too harsh. We pump things up for the radio show. I don't really mean all that stuff I said.
Meanwhile,
exactly,
you did.
Did you mean all the bad things you said about Time Warner?
I fucking hate Time Warner Cable.
Wait a minute.
Oh, it's terrible.
Hold on a minute. I got the guy's number for real, and he goes, if Anthony, if he wants to talk, give him my number. Because he goes, I know his place in Manhattan that has Time Warner Cable.
It certainly does. And maybe next time I go, the box will be rebooted by then.
Oh, you
Takes
need a new
fucking
box
forever.
for that.
Maybe that's it.
You want his
Maybe
number?
my Wi-Fi will work.
You want
I
his
understand
number?
it's a giant apartment that I have, but the Wi-Fi should work in the entire apartment.
That's Anthony speaking. Opie loves
Fios.
Time Warner Cable.
Fios is where it's at.
Absolutely.
We could so be bought. It's horrible.
It only takes one little thing, doesn't it?
And you're horrible.
Yeah, these guys are great.
Right.
And we're dopey radio guys. This goes on all the time in Washington. Like politicians get this exact same scenario
Treatment.
plays out for a politician. So then they're like, "Oh, I love this company."
Right.
Yeah, let me fucking push money towards them, and it's
fuck the wolves. Yeah, you can kill all the wolves you want.
Yeah, go ahead. We don't
I used
care.
to be an animal lover, but fuck it. You're giving me free cable and a fruit plate.
You know what?
Build what you want.
They set us up with live reads years ago. Once you start to figure out, I've already lied.
Yeah.
I've already lied to the public.
Yes.
Yeah, the
What was
live
that
reads.
shit? You're looking to lose weight. They used to buy every radio, and then people's livers started to fall out.
What was that? Stacker 2, I
Yeah,
remember.
Stacker 2.
Stacker 2 was a big one for us.
Yeah, legal speed.
Oh, that was great.
And they had to take a few
Stacker
ingredients
2.
out of Stacker 2.
Sure, like
and then
meth.
And then
Yeah.
they try, and then they try to sell it that you didn't really need those two ingredients anyway.
Right.
Stacker 2 still rocks.
This is better.
Yeah,
Right.
it was cocaine, but it was all cut after they fixed it.
Remember Stacker 2?
Stacker 2 was huge, and people were
huge advertisers.
Was it ephedrine or something that makes you lose the weight? That's the
Yeah,
problem.
you can't eat while you're cramped up, is what it really comes down to.
Yeah, people loved the Stacker 2. And 9 out of 10 doctors say it's perfect. No problems.
Oh, bless you, Angel.
Thank you.
My
Thank
little
you, Jimmy.
sweetie.
Thank you,
Hope
Jim.
all's well.
Wow, E-Rock, you're reading my mind. Yeah, we used to sell the horny goat weed.
Horny goat weed.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you, E-Rock. I really was just thinking that.
I remember that.
That shit probably worked though.
You think horny
Like,
goat
Yeah, that'd
Yo
probably give you a
Himby
boner.
probably. Like, I'm guessing it was like a Yo
goat
Himby.
weed.
Yeah.
You know who I probably fucking sold out the most to that's really, really there's no defense for it? Is fucking Don King. Don King used to fly us out to fucking Vegas, set us up, and we were just like, this fight is so great.
Oh, it's going
And
to
we're
be the most
all
exciting
excited
fight.
about it.
Yeah.
You know, and it would be over in 3 rounds, and everybody be pissed, but us. No!
Right.
There was plenty there. We'd just be sitting there. Coming up in the next fight,
Right. You understand?
fucking chicks are showing up.
You understood why so many people got fucked by Don King? We met him, what, once, maybe
No, a
twice?
couple times.
You were charmed, right? Completely
Beyond
charmed.
charmed. As soon as he entered the room, I'm like, oh, fuck, he should be our agent.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You know,
I'm serious, though. That's how
I
how
know.
that shit happened with those guys.
I'm in the Tyson's book again now, where he talks about Don King and how he finally settled. Don King owed him like $100 million, and Tyson really fucked up. He filed for bankruptcy a month, and he shouldn't have. And then Don King settled for like $14 million. Tyson would physically abuse him. He would slap him in the face. He would beat Don King.
Really?
Yeah, Don King didn't want to go around because Mike would slap his face.
Don would.
Yeah, but you're slapping his face, and while he's taking 82 million.
no, I'm saying, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think you're winning, you can't beat a guy like that.
No, I think you know that he knew he was losing to him, and he just wanted to get some aggression out. Because
Right.
Don King literally is just undefeated with these guys. He fucking ripped off.
And they all
I
hate
think
him.
everybody.
They finally all hate him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Finally.
mean, there's obviously a precedent there, and everybody still falls into his under his spell.
He comes in with an American flag tie. And remember the little flags he would walk around with?
Sure.
Why, though?
Just
Why?
to trick you.
Yes, but see, that's the thing. It's like if you start to use a crucifix as a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, be like, hey, look, Jesus.
He would do
Look
that.
at how he was dressed when he came in.
Living in America.
He had so much flair. Look how much flair.
Yes.
Don King had huge buttons. What does that big button say on his right chest? Can you make it out? Maybe. Boy. Yeah.
It's just a pouch that he was keeping Tyson's balls in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he
charismatic guy.
He's a character.
Absolutely.
Though. I don't know how anyone falls for his hijinks anymore.
Yeah, but still,
Well,
talking
they don't
to him,
have
though.
to. He's got everything he needs.
Yeah.
Is he even working these days?
Oh, I'm sure he is. Yeah.
I
He
know
was when we interviewed him. He had something.
his
going on,
office down in Florida had the biggest American flag that you've ever seen flying out front.
Oh,
Like,
really?
it was the size of a football field. So bad as like the neighbors would bitch that the light wasn't getting to their
Yeah,
homes.
it's blocking the sun.
It just hides behind it.
Oh,
Yes.
that's why he would fly you guys out, because you were Florida guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Where
he
in
is.
Florida was he?
So a
This
radio
was,
guy could be bought.
Hollywood or something, somewhere right above Miami.
Is he still there?
I don't know. You know, he seemed like he was old then. It was a long time ago.
Ronnie, recently I was trying to tell someone the U2 story with you guys.
Oh.
The trip to, was it?
The trip to Ireland.
To
yeah.
Ireland. It was, the big radio promotion that we've all done a million times and the listeners have heard,
Yeah.
win a trip to go see U2 in Ireland. And how did that go down with you guys
It literally
again?
went like this, and this is honest to God truth. And the winner is my Coke dealer. And no kidding, it was pretty much like that was the first night I was in radio.
Yeah.
We were in this fucking titty
shit.
bar. Guy comes over, and we get like a fucking quarter ounce from him for the tickets for the trip to Ireland. And
no
we're
one
like,
checked that shit.
Yeah, nobody fucking checked.
How can they check it? How could they have? Is there a way to do it?
Not back then.
Back then it was literally wide open because the person that you got the tickets from also brought coke in. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no one cared.
there was no, like, you were playing records because this is a great party. You're giving stuff out because this is a great party.
As long as the Coke was fucking being poured out, no one cared.
You know what
I was
changed
always-
everything was the big corporations. Once
Right.
Clinton signed that fucking bill.
The LMA.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden now
started
you have
merging
Clear
shit.
Channel and
Right.
CBS could grow. But when it was just everybody on their own.
What was the LMA?
It was like the first kind of merger thing.
Well, before that, I think you could only own
Two,
one,
yeah. One of each.
one AM, one FM.
In a market.
So you basically had a lot of guys who owned radio stations that were fucking pirates instead of,
Yep.
the
companies.
And
I
then they
remember
just
when
started, keeping better books.
I remember when they
all
did
started
that.
merging.
Right.
I remember when they did that. Their selling point was, look, they're going to have to be approved. We're not going to allow this to run fucking
God.
rampant and do that. And meanwhile, I don't think one merger was ever denied.
Right.
They put on the dog and pony show. They'd go before Congress and have to plead their case as to why they want fucking 15 FM stations, TV stations.
And that's when radios started getting ruined.
Yeah.
Because every fucking company had a different way of doing things.
Well, because you used to program radio from each market instead of now. I'm sure there's still Coke moving around, but it's just going to one guy.
One guy,
You know what I mean?
and yeah.
I mean, really, somebody's deciding now. Lady Gaga is a star,
Right.
and Miley is a star.
Yeah.
And that you used to have to knock that out market by
you
market.
gotta just jerk off one fucking guy out
Right.
there, and your artist is going to be the big hit.
So what do you think that he gets bought off with? You
Right.
know it's something gigantic.
Sure, something that's kind of on the up and up.
But then again,
technically.
Jack FM. Who? That's amazing.
Oh, that was a good
remember
one.
that?
That's good
was
stuff.
good.
I never-
It's smart.
I was never.
It's like an iPod. It's really
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
really cool iPod.
Great, right? Instead of, just getting an iPod.
That's good stuff.
It's like someone else's iPod, really.
Yeah.
It's 80 songs, but you don't know what order you're going to hear them in.
Right. It's on shuffle.
So exciting.
I was
great.
never brave to give away the big trip. It was always just concert tickets to the local fucking arenas and shit. I guess maybe my Coke habit wasn't as bad as yours.
You know,
but all my friends got to see the Allman Brothers and Yes and whoever else that came through for free.
But you worried?
A little bit, yeah.
Concerned?
A little bit.
I never had any concerns.
Because they also,
no concerns. No.
Were you doing drugs more than you should have?
A little more than they claim is healthy. But I wasn't the only one. So you always have that to fall on.
And then the companies started buying it. So now the Betty Crocker would own a radio station, and you'd have to protect them by not having the cokehead running the fucking show. And
or just being cooler with it, and not, fucking sad. I don't think anything's changed. I just think a lot of people got cut out.
I was lame. I would take the records to the local record stores, even though they were stamped property of.
Right.
At the time, it was WCMF. I fucking would take all the extra shit.
Remember Oedipus move?
Remember, well, it was the CDs that were specially made for radio stations. So those were really, those were pretty rare out there for record collectors. That they loved those things. And I know of a music director that, weekly went to a certain record joint to give up what he had and get some nice pocket money.
That
weekly.
was actually kind of in an odd way, without being said, was considered part of your salary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you would say to the overnight guy, you're not going to get paid much, but you're going to get blown all the time. You know what I mean?
It's a perk.
No, I'm not saying they're great-looking girls. I mean, they're the kind of girls that can't sleep at 3 o'clock. But no one, you know what I mean, and thinks you're in show business.
You just knew you just knew that was part of your...
Yeah, that would be part of it,
so right. You're so right.
What a business.
It was really, seriously, it was like the last great business for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, a license to print money. Remember that saying? A license to print money. God, they were making fucking a shitload.
Well, there was a thing. I mean, this business has always been corrupt. And I saw this thing that back in like the early 60s, the Brill buildings, the girl groups and all that, if you went to a jukebox anywhere in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area, whatever, any money you put into that went directly to the mafia. There was they had the records, they played them, and no one else got any fucking money. It just went directly. A bunch of nickels were sent into those guys. So right from day one, rock and roll has been incredibly corrupt.
Right.
Yeah.
Right from the early things like Tommy James and the Shondells, those guys didn't get any money. They went directly to the guys. Never. None of those guys.
Yeah, the artists themselves were the last ones that ever saw money.
Yeah, I mean, they would have to do something where you would get a bag of fucking money. To this day, Chuck Berry only shows up if you give him a gym bag full of money. No fucking check. I saw him one time, like years ago, and he showed up. They had to have a band fucking playing of local guys. Chuck Berry comes in. He fucking walked out and fucking plugged in on stage with these local guys, starts playing, unplugs, put it back into the case himself, and walked out into his car.
You saw this.
This still happens
great.
today with him.
Right.
He is not going to get fucked over by any big tour, nothing like that. Give him cash, he'll plug in, but he carries his own fucking guitar on.
He's like a hitman.
You think he hasn't been paid in the past?
Yeah, there might be that problem over the years.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, music
bastard.
artists with royalties and publishing, they got fucked more than anybody is musicians.
Dick Clark's name was showing up as a co-writer on fucking records. Before he would play the song, he had to be part of the deal. He had to have a production.
So he was kind of a scumbag about it.
Yeah.
What balls?
Oh, yeah. Dick Clark made a boatload of money off
that
of
really true?
people.
Mm-hmm.
Publishing.
All the shit that Alan Freed went down for, Dick Clark was doing the same shit from word go. All those guys were in it.
When did Alan Freed actually go?
It was like, what, mid-60s, I guess, by the time they got to him?
It was 50 years ago today.
50 years ago this very day.
It's on the back page of the paper.
November 23rd of...
Yeah.
Well,
payola.
This is really a weird thing because...
Hold on. What was the Freed thing? What did they bust him for again?
The same kind of
but
thing.
Payola, but what was the actual...
But because of he's double dipping, that he would be paid when the record plays, paid at the gig, paid on the radio to play the record. Then he's booking shows, and the same shows he's part of the production arm of,
And they finally said enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was greedy.
Yeah, no one is going to let little Anthony fucking get any money. He's running around singing all his ass off.
They realized there was power in the fact that you could spin a record, put it in heavy rotation, and make a hit. And once you had a hit song, people wanted to see the band. They became popular. And if you invested in that band and their tours and their records, and you were going to be rich. You could make your own money machine and then, attach yourself to it.
No, weirdly, now today we call that Live Nation. You know what I mean?
Right. That's now Live Nation.
They're involved in it, but they also cut the government in.
Right. Yeah.
But back then it was just regular guys hustling. Hey, kids, this is a great record for you. Stop it out at the Hop, and they're just getting paid at each spot. But this is another weird thing about Kennedy dying. It's that day that he died. Almost that day, they're booking the Beatles to come to New York City. So literally everything is changing, and everything that was around and cool when Kennedy was alive was gone 5 minutes later.
All of a sudden, not cool anymore.
And within a couple years, it was like the birth of oldies radio, because those people who probably would have been in their 20s were out of step by the time they were 28, 29 years old.
So they needed their own fucking, I don't like this new stuff.
Yeah, there was kind of Mad Men guy. They suddenly turned around and people had long hair and beards and were smoking pot, and no one got it.
I've asked my dad about the Beatles. He was, relatively young when they came to America, and he was right on the fucking border. He was a Frank Sinatra guy. But people that were a year younger than him were Beatles people.
Yeah.
It was that drastic. He never went from Sinatra to the Beatles.
And a lot of those guys were the same age as the Beatles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Beatles played to people that were like a little bit younger to them.
Right.
But the guys that were actually the same age as the Beatles, they weren't into that shit at all.
Yeah, my
and they
dad was
never were hip again.
He was only
for the
a few
rest of their life.
Right.
He was only a few years older than the Beatles, but he was all about Sinatra and fucking Perry Como and all that crap.
That's a great point about Kennedy. I wonder if people just wanted to shut the gate.
Just change everything.
Everything was so sad, you wanted to be reminded of nothing. It was just like, fuck this, close the door and move on.
And it's like, it was almost like one of those things where a tragedy happens to a person and they just stop enjoying themselves. It was almost like an entire generation of the country, because this was the young president. This is the young president that we elected. This is our time. And the second he died, they all felt really old. And they all felt, and their kids just started screaming at them, that you fucking loser.
Wow.
They're like, what?
Well, we got Jimmy James from Brooklyn. He's saying that his old man worked for JFK.
What?
JJ.
Hey, boys, what's up? How are you? This is a great show. Ronnie, you with the boys in the morning, it's a breath of fresh air. I love it. You feel like $1 million.
He's saying that he's not a fan of yours.
Oh, boy.
Who that? What?
Right.
Just kidding, dude.
Anyway, so my old man worked for him many years ago when he was a crooked politician in Massachusetts. But back in the day, Kennedy used to whore out his girls on every other week. He used to go down to the Cape and have like a lineup of chicks that my old man would have to bring in from Brooklyn, and they'd stay the whole weekend with him, and he'd have his choice of which one. It was unbelievable.
Why? Because Kennedy couldn't get his own chicks?
No, these were dirty, filthy chicks from New York that he loved.
I don't think he could go out and get his own chicks, no.
No?
I mean,
he would stand outside the Carlisle with his cock out.
Yeah, but even when he was a senator, everyone knew him. I mean, he's got to have that. Even though the press were a lot cooler back then, I would assume he had to have people set that shit up for him.
And he played cards with a lot of guys that started sort of literally in Massachusetts, like Tony's Pier 1. Those guys were buddies with him, and it was always they'd meet at a very...
This guy's pop told him some stories.
Right. Is your pop in the mafia there?
I'm not going to say.
I know.
Every fucking guinea from Boston, they're all, hey, your numbers runner. They all had some connection to the fucking mob.
You know that guy?
Yeah.
That guy.
Well, thank you, sir.
All right.
Yes.
I did get to meet his brain tissue also after the fact. It was a very interesting conversation. Brain tissue? No.
I didn't hear what you said, dude. Your phone's crapping out.
What did you say? JJ, what did you say?
Brain tissue.
What's that? Your phone stinks, dude.
Oh, he hung up.
Wow.
That was amazing.
Kennedy could fuck so many chicks because he never fucked for more than 28 seconds at a time. That was his record.
28 seconds.
You ever hear that they all say that? It's like he was in and out. Like, thanks. What? That was it?
Yeah. Well, he grabbed up that Mimi Beardsley chick. That
Sure.
Yeah. She was an intern?
She was a 17-year-old intern.
Oh man.
And fucking, Jack was chatting with her at the pool, and then eventually 2 weeks later, he's fucking taking her virginity with his fucking sweaty shirt and his back brace, just plowing her when fucking Jackie's away.
Yeah.
And then he had her suck Dave Powers' cock in the pool. Jack Kennedy
Blow that
ruled.
picture up so we could see a little bit.
She was pretty, man.
Let's see. That's
was
Mimi
all right.
Beardsley.
Yeah.
Yeah, she. That's his type.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She's cute.
She looks
Her
like
eyebrows are a little bushy.
Well,
I think she
So
looks,
Jackie, though, she was like Greek.
She does look a little like Jackie.
All right.
I think this looks like John.
Little John in there, yeah.
In the summer. In Hyannisport.
Yes, it's funny.
Little
Let his
short
hair
suit,
grow out a little bit.
tiny short
Right.
suit, and he's saluting.
He was fucking Leif Garrett. She was dating him when he died. I mean, that was, for a year and a half they had an affair.
Dating?
Yeah, I mean, like
dating
literally
the married president of the United
He was
States.
fucking her for a long time, man.
Yeah.
Jack was putting it to her.
She looks like she's in 9th grade.
Yeah, that
Looks
really
really
is
young.
a young-looking picture.
Just
Yeah.
took her upstairs. I think he just started kissing her, sat her down, pulled his cock out, began taking her clothes off.
What are we gonna do with this?
Yeah, if he wasn't intimidated by Khrushchev, he wasn't gonna let this little fucking nothing.
50 years ago today.
Yeah,
President railed her.
You will suck my dick by the end of the decade and do those other things.
Yeah.
Not because my dick is soft, but because it is hard.
Yeah. And he would talk dirty. He was a cuckold. Tell me what you'd do if they could drink out of the same fountain. I'd sit at the counter and have lunch with them.
Fucking funniest thing ever.
Oh, shit.
We got brand new, I don't know if people care, but we got a brand new U2 song.
What?
Are you a U2 fan?
Oh, they're the best. Are you kidding me? U2, fucking great.
What is
What
this
are they-
song
what are they-
called? We can listen for like a few seconds.
What do they want? Peace or something? They want peace on the planet Earth?
Is that it?
Is
They want to feed people. Was that this week?
Well, this to stop the diamond mines or something?
Yeah, something. Blood diamonds.
Pretty close.
Oh, yeah?
New song from upcoming Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom
Oh,
film.
Mandela.
Good.
The Long Walk to Freedom.
Good.
Was it?
A little taste of U2. I don't know what the fuck this song's called.
Oh, I bet the guitar goes ding ding
Ordinary
ding ding
Love.
ding ding
Oh,
ding
that's
ding
great,
ding
that's
ding.
great.
I bet the guitar does some of that. Oh, very. Is this Papa Don't Preach or the prayer?
I hope so.
Life is a mystery. Right?
How do you know that?
Oh, you've got quite the if in music.
I think it is. Sounds like it.
The sea wants to kiss the golden shore.
Very big to put the words of your song in songs now on videos.
What do you mean the sea wants to kiss the golden shore?
It's it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for what's.
How dare you, Opie? Try.
It's a metaphor.
Because it's touching. It's touching the shore. It could easily be
kissing.
Oh, okay.
Is
Gotcha.
Yeah. It could be the sea wants to scoot the shore as well. You ever seen a dog rub its itchy asshole on a rug? It's the same thing as kissing the shore.
Oh, okay.
By the sea, he actually means cunt. He can't say it because he's on terrestrial.
We all thought it was
So yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Concept to go.
Other sea.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
You gotta, think.
Okay, sorry.
The sea wants to kiss the golden shore. The sunlight warms your skin.
Yeah.
All right.
All the beauty that's been lost before wants to find us again. I can't fight you anymore. It's you I'm fighting for. The sea throws rocks together, but time leaves us polished stones.
What?
We can't fall any further if
It's a cool video.
we can't feel ordinary love, and we cannot reach any higher if we can't deal with ordinary love.
Here we go. Kicking the fuck in now.
Better kick in.
This is The Edge.
Oh, yeah.
There's Mandela.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Ah, here we go. I guess he figured that MLK song did so well.
Yeah.
That he do a Mandela one. You ever hear his shit on Harriet Tubman? It's wonderful.
That's a good
He
song.
does a great Harriet Tubman song.
The Underground RR. It's one of my favorites.
His tribute to Frederick Douglass and Earl Douglas.
Yeah.
Is,
The Douglas
brilliant,
brothers.
too. The Douglases. Earl all upset about the 5 points.
Oh, God. He's choked up.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's not bad.
It's great.
It'll do well.
It's fucking great.
It's the way it's
The video's not bad. It's kind of, but everyone is putting their lyrics in the fucking thing now. So
Yeah.
Did you guys hear the Kanye song where he buffed out his wife's nipples?
Yeah. I was listening to the Ron Fez show yesterday.
Wait, what happened?
It's the greatest fucking song. I honestly, God, I thought that we had left 3 windows open because it's on the computer. It sounded like 3 different fucking songs.
It absolutely did.
It was so great.
What is this called again?
Bound 2.
Bound 2. Sam's a big Kanye fan.
Well, the whole world is right now.
He's such a hateable guy, too.
What kind of pompous fucking video is this? It's stallions running through the water in slow motion.
White stallions.
Insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Something's about to happen. Of course.
All them other niggas lame and you know it now.
Shit, what happened?
Driving his motorcycle in a t-shirt through the mountains.
Jesus. Is that really her body?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
She's fantastic.
No, they fucking fix that body up in post, right?
That's what,
No, it's her.
It's a shadow. Then you can shave that shit down.
This is 3 songs. You're right.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
But still look thirsty. Rock forever 21, but just turned 30. I know I got a bad reputation. Walk around always mad reputation. Leave a pretty girl sad reputation.
I'm a big fucking baby reputation.
Bad reputation.
Yeah. I turn the plane around, your ass keep complaining. How you gonna be mad on
His plane. He'll turn that around.
Dutton running around all these Jamaicans.
I hope it's because I'm. I hope it's not because I'm too old, but I don't get this shit.
And then
It's
they
not a good beat.
I don't get it.
I heard a rap being played along with the one of the songs from Little Shop of Horrors, I think, was playing in the background. And then some kind of beat from like just a rhythm and blues song.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Listen, we got Bobby Lee outside the studio.
It's
So
crazy.
why don't we take a break and get Bobby Lee into the
He
discussion?
looks like a 70s cop.
He looks like Mako from MASH.
Mako.
Bobby Lee. So we'll break. We'll get Bobby in. Ron Bennington is here as well.
Yes.
So, stay there.
Oh.
The Opie and Anthony Show on Sirius XM. Now back to our show. The Opie and Anthony Show. Now back to our show. Continues. Now back to our show. Now back to our show. The Opie and Anthony Show. Continues.
Ron Bennington in studio.
Is it reasonable?
Oh, yeah, White Album. 45 years ago today released.
That's 5 years after Kennedy got shot.
Really?
Yeah.
Same day, huh?
I'm working the numbers in my head.
Got to crunch those numbers.
And I think, yeah.
We got Bobby Lee outside the studio.
Yeah? What's
He's
he
playing
doing?
Gotham Comedy Club this weekend.
He's ready to rock it.
And he made the mistake of telling me he gets really nervous to do our radio show.
Why?
Bobby!
Hey. Here he
Hi,
is.
Bobby.
What's up, Bobby Lee?
Bobby,
Over there,
take a seat right there.
What's going on, man?
How you doing, man?
Yeah.
Take a seat.
Fucking Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
It's been too long, sir.
It's been so long.
It has been a while.
I missed you guys so much. Thank you for having me on.
That is one high chair you're in.
Thank you so much. I feel like Kim Jong-un.
Why you got flip-flops?
Well, because
It's
I'm
cold
doing
today in
radio.
New York.
I know. I'm from the islands. I'm Hawaiian. Did you know that?
So you're more susceptible to being cold then?
Yeah. No, but my left foot has foot. I don't know if I should say it.
Yeah, you should.
I don't know why, but my left.
Gout?
No, I don't know what that is. But my left foot is really itchy.
You got athlete's foot.
I don't know what it is, but I buy all the Tinactin, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I put it on there, and nothing will help it.
Is there flaking or no?
Yeah, and I peel it too at night.
You have athlete's foot.
Let me see it.
This is.
No, I can't.
Ronnie's,
Don't do that. Don't do
Ronnie's
that.
just looking
I
at
wanna
him
see
like
it.
that.
I don't want to do that.
Ronnie
You got
wants to.
flip-flops on.
Yeah,
I'll tell you because I've had
No, because it's on the bottom. I don't want to. No, I don't want to lift my bottom to show
my
you.
God.
Why?
Maybe later.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Can we do it like in 10 minutes?
But some of those sprays don't work. You got to find the one that works for you.
Yeah.
I've had the same problem with athlete's foot.
Oh, you did?
For me, it's Destinex that works.
Destinex? I'll go buy it today then.
This is island rot, though. You're not going to be able to get out there. That's the deal. The humidity, it all plays into it. It's bad. It's bad. You see it, huh? Yeah. It's bad.
It gets really just itchy. I hate it. And I've had it for like a decade. And I'm too ashamed to go to the foot doctor.
Well, Bobby, next time I see you putting skeeter shit on your feet.
Hey, why don't you go to the doctor? Why are you ashamed?
Because my right foot's all healthy and stuff.
So what? Let's find an explanation. You'd have to.
No, I can't do it.
You're scared they're going to amputate it or something,
Well,
right?
yeah, what if that happens? Like,
you probably like itching it too. It feels good to itch things.
But right now they could amputate the foot. You wait too long, then they're going to amputate you right up to your fucking hip
Leslie
bone.
West.
That's right.
Leslie West.
See, Ronnie, tell him, man.
You can really get it amputated if you have foot fungus?
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess for anything.
I'll go then.
It's not under the nail, is it?
Some of it, maybe.
Yeah, if
is.
it's under the nail, it might even be too
Then
late.
it's too late.
You got to keep that away from the nail.
I should have wore shoes today.
Yeah.
I regret, you know.
Do they even? Is there a reason that we have fingernails and toenails? Is there a reason that part of your finger or toe is that sensitive though?
Yeah, because
why?
Because you have to crack open coconuts. That's what like monkeys do. Right?
That's racist.
We used they used to use it. Now we don't use it as much. You know?
Also, a little bit of a wepen.
How do you
you scratch people's eyes and stuff.
How the fuck do you crack open a coconut with just your nails?
Protection device.
I don't know. I don't know how monkeys do it, but sometimes they'll go on a tree and they'll drop it on a rock because they're so smart there.
Those smart
and then they'll scratch it with their fingernails.
So you can dig in your asshole when you're fucking.
Just so you can itch shit.
Yeah, they also sit there and drink each other's piss. So how smart could they
that's
possibly
probably what it
be?
was.
Oh, Jimmy.
We probably have nails from the beginning of time, so we could just itch shit.
I think it's to itch.
There's no over-the-top
As a
explanation
weapon.
needed.
A weapon, maybe.
Yeah.
Claws.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It turns out to be like, then it's like the appendix, just useless, but it's still there.
Fucking Ron.
In the future, we'll all have shiny bald heads and no nails.
E-Rock is working with TMZ now?
Yeah.
Just like paparazzi?
You just came in. Yes.
He's all about the TMZ.
That's it.
E-Rock, who's giving the guy out front, Adam, who's giving him like the thing of everybody that's coming
the
in?
info, yeah,
Yeah,
he
the
knows.
info.
How does he know?
We know one of the
knows-
TMZ guys for the people out there.
Yeah.
Adam's a good guy.
He is, but now everybody is piggybacking on him.
Yep.
So the other paparazzi follow him around.
Yeah, because they know where he is. That's where the celebs
He's
are
got an
gonna be.
inside connection to this place.
Yeah, the booking department is trying to figure out who's feeding him the info.
It's probably them because someone's feeding him the info, and this way it gets people talking about the building.
It would be smart. It would be
But
smart
they
to feed him
should,
the info.
TMZ should say outside of Sirius XM, and they never do.
Well, they never
You ever
do.
have TMZ stop you there, Bobby?
No, they do, and they make fun of me all the time.
What do you mean?
One time I was at Barney's in West Hollywood, and I was sitting on the curb smoking a cigarette, and they said that Bobby Lee's in the gutter again.
Oh.
And you know what? Can I say something? Can I say something?
Yeah.
I did cry.
Oh.
Because let me tell you something.
Bobby Lee's in the gutter again.
Yeah, and it hurts your feelings because I'm not on fire right now.
Oh, what do you mean you're not on fire?
My career's not on fire. If my career was on fire, then I could handle it.
You're not feeling.
Don't say what do you mean. He was on a sitcom that's no longer on TV.
3 episodes they canceled.
When was that?
The
It was for
veterinarian.
animal practices.
Yeah.
When was this?
Oh, I remember
Last year,
that
remember
one.
the little monkey that was in it?
Yeah.
I honestly
Yeah.
must have came and went. I
It
mean,
was
I didn't know.
Wow. It was like sick ropes for animals.
Yeah. And then there was a little monkey, and the monkey got paid $14,000 a week.
$14,000 a week.
Yeah, the monkey.
Righteous.
More than you?
Yeah, more than me. And then one day we were doing like some promos, and I turned around and the monkey was rubbing his little monkey vagina. It was I swear to God, it was going like that. And looking in my little eyes.
Monkeys love jacking off.
How's the
It's
clit?
amazing.
How's the clit on a monkey?
The monkey clit is it's small. It's like a rice, like rice.
Like rice. Oh, it's
like
smaller.
my penis. Like my penis.
Racist.
So wait, so that you were on what channel were you on?
NBC.
Okay, and why? I mean, that was Paul Reiser made 2 episodes. They don't give shows a chance anymore.
No, it was brutal.
Was it a
3
bad show, though?
episodes.
It was bad, yeah.
Oh,
But you know what? Other shows stayed on, like Whitney. I mean, they're my friends.
yeah.
Whitney's a friend. Dalia, they're very talented.
I understand
But
you're
it's
bashing
like
them.
it's not like they were like killing it.
Here's what probably happened with Whitney, though. The NBC pumped so much into promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they had such a campaign for Whitney's show that it was almost probably financially, whoever greenlit the promotion would have been executed.
And
if
your
they canceled.
show we never heard about.
Yeah, so
they should have promoted.
No, what happened
promoted
was
more.
the monkey fucked it up because
the
remember
monkey.
the Olympics?
Yeah.
Right, and that black gymnast?
Yes.
The girl, right?
Yes.
So at one point, she like was doing it, you know what I mean, like live, whatever, and then they cut to the monkey doing gymnastics,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, I remember
And it was
that.
big controversy.
I remember that,
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
Yeah, and
Who
then
cut
here's-
to that? That was just an ad?
Yeah, it was an ad for our show,
Just
and there
a
was a monkey
coincidence.
doing like thing. It was just a
that's
coincidence.
right.
Of course it was a
Big thing.
coincidence. Of course it was.
And then number 2, what happened was
Yeah, Gabby.
Gabby
Gabby Hayes.
Gabby Hayes. It was Gabby Hayes.
We already forgot her name.
She's
God.
Gabby Douglas.
Gabby Douglas. Very good.
Earl Douglas is
Yeah.
sister.
God,
And then
Earl
the second
Douglas.
thing that happened was that they played the pilot during the closing ceremonies at the Olympics, and they cut off the Who. So basically, the Who is like plugging in, and then watch
man.
this 30-minute piece of shit.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And then the next
that
day,
pissed off the
rough.
Who fans.
we were like the
you need the Who
hated
fans
show.
to have a hit show on TV.
They cut off the Who?
Yeah.
How fucking dumb is NBC?
Pretty
How
dumb.
fucking how dumb are you to cut off a band like that for?
No, they're great. NBC's
Are you
great.
saying the Olympics or the Super Bowl?
It was the
Olympics.
end of the
NBC's great,
Olympics.
guys.
But everybody's
dumb.
already seen Barbara O'Reilly now, what, fucking 800 times
That's
done.
true.
You know, and they're like, again, with these guys?
Yeah, yeah,
Last
yeah.
year is the end of the Who, though. They're going to do their last tour.
They just want to
good.
hear if he's
Last
still
tour.
going to scream.
I saw their last
"They're all
tour in
wasted."
'88.
Yeah, the farewell tour of '88.
I did see that one.
Wait, did
Yeah.
they really stop the Who in mid song, or did they just what did they do?
They never
just pulled
even, I don't
away.
think. I think the Who was on stage, and then they just go.
What
then they go to
song
animal
though? It
practice.
depends on what song they cut
Yeah.
off.
I think they didn't show any music. I think they were about to open with like Teenage Wasteland or whatever, and then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Monkey Time.
Was NBC supposed to show that or no?
I think that the closing ceremonies was like taking too long. You know what I mean? Because I don't think it was timed out right. So then they put our show on.
What executive jerk off says let's do that instead of just kind of going with it? And,
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Behind Blue Eyes, maybe.
oh, that's a good one.
Maybe it was
The
Behind Blue
Ulster
Eyes.
song.
It is
They
the
would do that
Ulster
live.
song. That song talked to me.
Bad man.
But then a string of bad things happened. Like, then that got canceled, and then this girl left me, and then my dad got sick.
Wait, what happened to the girl first?
Yeah.
What? She just left. She.
How long were you together?
We were
Up
never
to
together.
episode 2.
What? Oh, she just left.
Yeah, she didn't want to be with a loser.
Might be tight end.
Oh shit!
Why'd she leave? She never
She
gave
never,
an explanation?
No, it never. We never. I had a crush on her. We never did it.
Oh,
You know what I mean? But to me, I had.
So you were
feelings.
stalking her, basically, and she
Yeah.
moved.
It was called unrequited love.
That's rough.
Unrequited
the
love.
saddest of all
Yeah.
love.
Then my daddy got a stroke, but he's fine, guys.
Oh,
What happened
God.
to his throat?
No, she had a stroke. Stroke.
Oh,
Stroke.
I thought you said throat.
Oh, man.
It's an okay stroke,
But
though?
now everything's on the up and up.
Oh, that's good.
Good for
See?
you,
Because of
Bobby.
Tinder.
You're on the big
Tinder.
climb.
Except
you're
for the
playing
rotting
it.
foot. Except for the rotting
you got
foot.
rotting
Island
foot.
Rut.
I have island
Yeah.
rot. Yeah,
You got the island.
Island rot. Da, da, da. You got you're at Gotham.
What?
You're at Gotham
Yeah,
Comedy
yeah,
Club.
yeah.
See, that's good.
Is it good?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Go on stage, one shoe, one clear plastic bag, rubber banded around the left one. Bobby's very
Yeah, I'm
funny.
excited. You know, I did the Gotham live thing yesterday. I shut the show, and then
Did you host it?
yeah, I did.
it was good, right?
Yeah, it was fun. And then I have a new girl, guys. Can I tell you about her?
Please.
Yeah, please, Bobby.
Okay, I met her on Tinder, and she's half Filipino.
Oh.
And then I took her on some dates. She lives in Long Beach. I shouldn't say that.
You really met her online.
What's Tinder?
Tinder is it's a dating app for your iPhone or Galaxy.
yeah, yeah.
It's saved my life.
Isn't it like
How
you
does the
just
app
kind of
work?
walk around and it'll
it
show
hooks
you
up
what-
to your Facebook,
Yeah.
and then you just put 5 photos on there, and then just these photos come up, these profiles, and you just say yes or no.
Does your real name come up or no?
Yeah, my real name. Yeah.
See, I don't like that. I don't want my name popping up.
Why?
So I can say no.
Yeah, but you don't know that they say no.
See, when I get no responses, I'll go, yeah. They couldn't all have missed it.
You could figure out that it said no.
So then we were making out the third night we went out, and she goes, I'm violent. She goes, I'm violent.
Wow.
I go, what does that mean? And she goes, and she didn't say anything. And then we made out some more, and she goes, I hate you. And she punched me in the face.
She really punched you in the
sort of
face?
as hard as she could.
Wow, that's crazy.
So then my hand was in the back of her head.
Yeah.
And I made a fist, and I didn't know what to do, so I gave her a noogie.
Oh, you just kind of went.
Yeah, I went.
on the back of her
You
head.
the old Mr. Miyagi. You pinched her nose.
Yeah.
And then the fourth night, she spit in my mouth.
That's kind of hot.
I like that.
That's a
That never
sexy
happened
thing.
before.
Yeah, I don't like
and
that.
But then I tried to do it doggy style, and I'm not good at it.
Why? What's wrong, Bobby?
Because I realized that girls are much taller than me.
Oh, you little fella.
So when I'm on the bed, I don't know how to position you. So I have to do like
up there?
No, I do the sumo, where you bend, bend like that.
You just
and my
squat
thighs
your
burn.
legs
They burn
a little
real
bit.
bad, right?
Yeah.
And I couldn't get an angle because can I say penis?
Yeah,
my penis
sure.
is not long, but it's kind of thick, I guess. You know what I mean? But I couldn't. Yeah.
Chode.
Yeah, and I couldn't get an angle.
Right.
It was really embarrassing.
Yeah.
Bobby, here's what you need to do.
Tell me,
You go to a fucking shoe store and get one of those things that the guys sit on when they try on ladies' shoes. And you'll be able to, I'm serious, you'll be able to back her up right into that.
That's
It's
beautiful.
fucking perfect.
That is the
Yeah,
perfect.
they sell those in sex shops now.
Yeah. Wow. You know, you that's quite the quandary. If you're standing, you're too tall. If you're kneeling, you're just underneath.
Yeah.
There's a weird dynamic that has to go on there.
I want all it is just lay on their stomach.
Oh, I
just
love
do it
that.
prison style. You know what I mean?
Prison style,
You know what I mean? Where I get real angry. I have to choke them too. You know.
You straddle their ass from the back with their legs together. It's like fucking. She should have a toe tag the way I fuck girls. I love that on their
I'm
stomach.
sure they'd prefer it.
But I have real feelings for this girl's guys.
Okay.
But the violence is
it
awful.
sounds like how you're talking about her.
Why violent? Is she crazy or she was molested or what?
No. She says I only am with you, and I don't even know why she would be with me.
That friend of yours?
But then I realized that wherever I go in the world, violence follows.
Oh man!
Every country I've ever been there, I've been mugged or beat up.
No
Really?
way.
Korea.
Do you look
mugged,
like a
beat
mark?
Up, beat up. South Africa, mugged, beat up. Attacked in Germany.
Why were you attacked in Germany?
I just walk down the street and people just want to attack me. I swear to God.
Are they all people who were at the show the night before?
Yeah, at a certain point, Bobby, you got to start and take some responsibility.
Yeah.
You are doing something.
I'm not doing anything. Okay, in South Africa, I'm going to give you an example.
Okay.
It's 2 in the afternoon, and I'm at a nice hotel. I walk out. You know who Ian Bagg is? He's a stand-up.
Yes, he's from Canada.
Yes, from Canada. So Ian Bagg is across the street at this convenience store, and I was going to meet him there, so we're going to go get some coffee. All of a sudden, I'm on the ground.
Oh shit!
Okay,
Knockout game.
Knockout king, and they're kicking me on the sides. These 2 black guys, right?
Oh.
And they steal everything from my pocket.
Were they African American Africans?
Yeah, they're African American.
African Africans.
They're like Detroit
Africans.
You know what I mean? And they, and then they ran off, and then there's nothing you can do.
No.
Yeah, Korea. I had a watch, and these 2
Did
guys.
you have a bring back apartheid shirt on? Maybe that was, that might have.
But I think I just have a victim vibe.
Yeah. Well, you're also you have what they want. You wear a nice watch in a certain area, or whatever they're going to take.
Oh, that's what it is.
What
yeah.
about the watch in Korea? Go ahead.
Oh no! So then these 2 street guys.
Black guys.
What?
Black guys in Korea.
Yeah, black Koreans. Yeah.
Black
2
Koreans.
black Koreans. You know what I mean?
Wow. That's gotta be fucked up.
They put me against a wall, and they took my watch, and then they just ran away.
You and those watches. You ought to. You know, I saw a movie once. A guy hit a watch in a really good spot.
Oh, in the butt.
Yeah.
Just
shove it up his ass.
No.
What an uncomfortable piece. He goes, I don't do that. No,
I don't do that. You know.
Wow, you just look like a victim.
And in Tijuana, the last one was I had a machete, literally a machete to my neck.
Why?
I can't tell you why, but I had a machete to my neck. It was when I was using.
You were buying?
It was when I was using.
Buying a little
no, it has nothing to do with
recreation.
drugs either, but
You were trying to get some pussy?
Well,
I can't get into it, but
just say you were purchasing some fun.
You're not going back to Tijuana.
No, never
obviously,
again,
so
never
it's-
again.
You were fucking not someone underage, I hope.
No, I don't do that. I don't do that stuff.
So what could it be so
Animals?
bad?
No, not animals.
You
no.
were cruising a gentleman, and
It's a
you thought he had a
donkey
big
show.
unclipped penis, and it turned out it was a machete?
Okay, I have to tell you then, please.
Yeah,
okay,
you got it.
We prefer it.
Yeah.
Okay, there's
talk show.
I grew up by the border in San Diego,
Uh-huh.
and little ethnic guys that grow up in San Diego, because it's very conservative. White girls don't like us.
Uh-huh.
No girls like us in
They
San
go for
Diego.
all the sailors.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? Or football players or whatever,
Mhm.
right? And so what we'd have to do is in high school, we'd have to cross the border and go to Adelita. Have you heard of it?
No.
Adelita is a gigantic brothel.
Oh.
Okay.
In Mexico?
In Mexico, yeah. And it's on a street called Coahuila Street, and across the street from it is a Chicago club. And in high school, senior year, we would just take lunch money and just go there. You know what I mean? Because it was so cheap, you know? And we would sometimes do trifectas. It was such good times, you know? And then when I was 23, I went
down there with Johnny Ola. Showed me that place. I remember. It's fantastic. Oh, whoops.
And then the way I got my machete to my neck is I went there and
This was when you were 23?
Yeah.
This is a long time ago.
I can't say it.
What happened? You can. What happened?
He's turning beet red. Take a breath.
What happened?
Okay, I went down. I was working in a restaurant, and then I went after the restaurant. We would go to Tijuana, and I went by myself one night, and there was all those military in Adelita, so there was no girls walking around. So I went in the back of Adelita, which is this alleyway called Hooker Alley, and we don't know how old they are, and they really don't know how old. So they're judging me.
No.
And I was also 23.
Sure.
So I walked down Hooker Alley, and the girl at the end of this alley looked like Natalie Portman. You know,
okay.
but from The Professional.
Yes, I
From The
understand.
Professional. Not from Star Wars.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like The Professional, you know what I mean? And then we went to this place called the Miami Hotel. Okay, I'm gonna just say this real quick before I even get into these two stories. Number one, I want to say people that are listening right now that God punished me for this.
Oh, okay. Good.
The machete to the neck was punishment for my deed, you know, of this Natalie Portman girl.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I take her to this place called Miami Hotel. I make love to her.
Oh,
right.
boy.
The moon through the curtains shine on her face.
Did you wear a
She was
condom?
crying.
Oh, no.
Oh,
And she had
my
snot bubbles.
God.
Yeah, she had snot bubbles, and she was crying, right?
Holy
and I felt so
shit.
bad that I
Of course you
power
should.
fucked her afterwards.
Wow.
So I can get it over with. So then that's the first part of the story. 2 weeks later, I go back, okay? I go back to Hooker Alley to find Natalie Portman.
Oh, no.
There's no one there. Okay. So this red-headed Mexican guy goes, "Hey, you want some pussies?" I go, "What?" He goes, "I got some pussies," right? So I follow him like 3 blocks away from where I was.
Good instincts.
Thank you so much. And these two guys, then we ran into another guy, and they put a machete to my neck, and they stole all my money, and then they wanted to chop my head off. And then these 2 other guys got involved, and I grabbed my wallet because they put my wallet in a puddle, and I started running, and then the 4 guys now ran after me, and then these black Marines walked me I found these black Marines, and they walked me to the border.
Let me ask you, why did they put your wallet in a puddle? Or they just threw it?
No, because I'll tell you why, and this is my thing, is that...
Larry King question is that?
That's good.
Well, I mean,
Why did they put the wallet in the puddle?
It's a weird thing to do with the wallet.
No, because there was the first 2 guys, when I gave them the money... Then after I gave them the money, then they slammed me against the wall. Then they did the machete.
Oh,
right?
man.
So I thought they were going to kill me.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why they threw the thing. And then the 2 other guys were like in the other end of the alleyway. They didn't know these other 2. And I guess they wanted a piece of the money. So they started fighting, and when they fought, I grabbed the money and I ran.
It was like the fucking lions and the hyenas fighting over the zebra. The zebra gets up and fucking waltzes out of there.
And I was
trying to break
23
the fight up?
No,
Fellas, please.
There's a misunderstanding here, obviously.
Yeah. And then I never went back.
Well, no shit.
All right, you can tell that story.
Yeah, what's wrong
And
with
you
this?
did.
Because of the Natalie Portman thing.
Because he was with
How old was she?
an infant. An infant?
No, not no.
Toddler?
An infant.
No.
Were her shoes white?
Once you cross a border.
If I were to guess, she was like 17, maybe.
Yeah,
That's cool.
keep
That's 11.
That means 11. Yeah.
You had fucking marks from the incubator.
Metric 17.
He's willing to go with 17. Yeah.
I should have told that story.
Why not?
I just feel.
That's okay. You got it out there now.
I don't feel good though.
Yeah, but that's first step stuff. You know what I mean? You're out there now.
Absolutely. Going.
Are you sober?
I'm going to pull a fez. I'm just no, I'm going to
What is it? What is it, Ant? What
Where
is
you
it,
going?
Ant? Come on, you all right, buddy? Come on back. Oh, see, I've been through this myself.
I
This
remember
is
you.
what Fez does.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah.
I like you.
That's Sam.
Bobby, what a hell of a 15 minutes you just gave us.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I mean.
No, it's great. You were telling me you get really nervous on our show.
I do.
Why, though? You're like a big
anything I ever
star.
do- I'm not. I'm not. Thank you so much for saying that. But I have everything because of the first time I was here.
What did we do to you?
You guys did tricks on me.
No.
Yeah, you did.
What tricks?
There was a rabbit.
That is a trick.
Yeah, there was a rabbit.
What do you mean? What do you mean there was a rabbit?
And you guys were trying to trick my mind.
What did we do with the rabbit? I don't even remember.
I don't even remember. There was a rabbit there, and then I didn't know why there was a rabbit there because when I got here, there wasn't one.
Was it a
And then
giant
you guys
rabbit?
were like,
Yeah, it was pink. Oh, the pink bunny?
Yeah, the pink bunny. Yeah,
Yeah, we broke that out every once in a while to freak people out.
Yeah, and then I got a panic attack.
Yeah.
And then I ran out.
Yep.
And
That's
then-
because we were
and
trying
then
to show you Stalker Patty's pussy. An
Oh
asshole.
yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And then,
likes
and then
that.
the last time, what was it? Then the
Meaning
second time
hers.
something happened. The earthquake, remember?
Yeah, we made believe there was an
I
earthquake.
touched the desk and then it was vibrating. And you go, "There's an earthquake."
Yeah.
And then did I leave? I left right after that.
Yeah, you ran out
And I
that
told
time,
the
too.
guy I was with, Greg.
Yeah.
I go, I can't. They don't like me, and I can never go back.
Oh, we
there."
love you.
I know, I love you too. But then the last couple of times has been amazing.
A little better, right?
Yeah, because they're doing more tricks.
And he blew on Bobo's dick.
Oh, that's right. You
I
did do
did.
that.
Last time. Yeah, remember the guy who was here? He had his little erection.
How could you forget that? You wouldn't be. Oh, I did.
Yeah, we
Is
made
that
you. We made you blow on Bobo's dick.
I don't
Not
why did
blow.
I
You
do
actually
that?
forgot blowing on the genitals of an autistic. How exciting is your life that that
Way
one
worse
got
than
by
your
you?
Tijuana story.
Yeah, but that's why for some reason when I was walking up here, I got really nervous and stuff.
Nah, man, we love you.
No, I love you too. I really do.
We might have taken advantage in the beginning, but it was too much fun.
Why did you do that?
It was just fun. I don't
It's
know.
not
That's
right.
a good
though.
question.
It really isn't right.
Yeah,
That is a very good question. I don't know why we did that.
because I'm a West Coast comedian, and we're not as strong as you guys. I don't think.
What do you mean?
Just in terms of spiritual build and strength on stage and stuff. There's a different energy. So but now I feel like I can handle it, But I was a kid, that was 7 years ago, 6 years
I found
ago.
a picture of us from Vegas. I think it was me, you, and Dice.
Yeah.
From, when we did the 9/11 benefit. It was 2001 sometime.
Yeah.
2002.
Can you text me that photo?
Sure. If I,
That'd be
yeah,
great.
I think it's on my phone.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. That's when we did that, and then Joey Diaz was on that.
That's right.
Yeah.
You guys did a 9/11 benefit?
I believe so. Yeah, it was something like Dice had a red, white, and blue jacket. I think that was. I just don't remember when.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah.
You guys fixed everything after that. It was great.
We did, yeah.
It was not, remember that? Oh, we were so.
No, it was for the families.
We were waiting for Dice.
Families of hijackers.
Dice was the last celebrity down at Ground Zero.
Yeah.
We made
The very last one.
For real. We made
Yeah.
fun of the fact. Because they were parading down to Ground Zero. And
Like
Dice,
2 years ago, Dice got that.
Dice was in everyone's way at that point. It's like 6 months later, and they're like, oh, God, we're just trying to fucking clean up down here,
It's like
please.
4:15 of the Freedom Tower.
Right,
What are you doing?
Right, get out of here. He meant well, though. He meant well.
Who was the first? Who was the first down
Oh,
there?
God, who was the first? There was a first.
Some New Yorker, probably. Some.
I wanna
I'm
say-
gonna guess an athlete.
I want
or-
to say it was someone like a De Niro or a
Oh, you know
Pacino.
what?
Oh, yeah. That's
Probably
his
De Niro.
neighborhood.
Right?
That's De Niro's neighborhood.
I think they were, one of the first down there. So,
Well, you're not
Bobby,
wrong.
50
Yes,
years
man.
ago today, Kennedy assassination.
what a shame.
We're asking everyone their thoughts on the whole thing.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a conspiracy?
I think that it was an inside job. Yes, sir.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know because that's what they say. They say it's an inside job, but because it's the angles and stuff.
Yeah. And the magic bullet?
Who knew? You know what I mean? The guy from the thing, the Watchtower guy.
Yeah.
No,
Right?
Watchtower.
There's no way that he could have done it from that angle. So who knows what's going on?
That's so true, man.
And then there's a grassy
Yeah.
knoll, and there's probably people there doing it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
That's the basics, sure.
Yeah, yeah. And then he died.
Yeah, it's sad.
That's
See,
really bad.
now, is that your thoughts, or are you actually quoting from a special? That sounds.
I think I saw it on a documentary.
Special needs.
Yeah. No, but isn't that the truth, though? Isn't that what happened?
Yeah, that's exactly
That's
what
pretty
happened.
much
man.
it.
It's
true.
What is the theory?
There's a lot of theories.
Yeah.
Oswald didn't act alone.
It was a suicide. That one hasn't caught much
Suicide, right.
backing.
Not getting a lot of
He
heat,
had
that
been
one.
depressed, though. He really felt bad about Bay of Pigs.
Right.
Yeah.
It really got to him.
But how come there's no security? There was no security. I
No.
feel like if you wanted to do that there was no security then.
No, back then you could
It was
just
a little
walk right up.
different.
Now Miley Cyrus has better security
Than the president
Than the
did.
president
Oh
did.
wow.
Ronnie's right.
Wow.
You can walk right up to the car. more or less. And,
If you watch
he had a
his-
few henchmen that would
if you watch the
kinda look at you,
Zapruder
but-
film, one of his Secret Service guys is taking a piss in a bush. Why the fucking car is going by? He's just pissing in a bush. That would never fucking happen.
Are you serious? That's
yeah,
real? That's real?
That's real.
Yeah. Oh,
And
wow.
that's in the film.
Wait, is
Clint
that
Hill was
real?
looking- yes.
Yeah, he's just taking a big fucking piss. You just see it, just a fucking hot stream of piss.
And then Clint Hill, who was supposed to be guarding Jackie, was actually looking at his phone because the Sirius app wasn't working again.
Oh, it's not working again?
I don't
But he
know.
must have been in on it then.
Yeah,
He said,
you
"You
might
gotta
be
pee
right.
right now.
You might be
need to
right.
pee right now.
Some crazy shit's about to happen.
Yeah,
Right.
the guy, that's been a big one, but that was just a piss. I mean, it was nothing to it.
Right, it's not like he was taking a shit.
Did they examine the
Then I
area to
would've
make sure
known.
he was actually peeing, though?
What?
Did they examine the area
What are you
to make
saying?
sure
Could
he
have
was...
like been a water balloon and he's just squirting
or
it out there?
Maybe he was just making believe.
I mean, but the weird thing is that there was women and kids around
Right,
at the
well, that
time.
was-
He's just taking
That was another time.
So you say weird, I'm like, that's the hot part of it.
Yeah, you're right. It's a different time.
Yeah, you know,
Back
adults
then
just
you
whipped out
could-
their penises back
Yeah,
then.
you could piss in
and
front
their
of children
vaginas,
in those days.
You know. Now we're just sensitive. Sensitive
Yeah.
nation.
But you guys,
They've changed.
Oh, there he is. There's the guy we had on, Jimmy. What's his fucking name again?
That's Clint Hill.
That's Clint Hill.
That was Jackie's
Something more that you
personal
could
guy.
have done in those moments that no one could expect
Oh,
would
that's
happen.
good.
50 years later, do you still remember it with the clarity like it was yesterday?
Yes, I do remember it, every moment of it, just like it just happened.
Can you walk us through what you saw? What
you
was it
did
from
wrong.
your
Yes.
perspective? What did you see that day as you were in
Red
Dallas
mist.
near Dealey Plaza?
Red mist.
Well, I was on the car immediately behind the presidential vehicle, on the left-hand side running board in the forward position. We had been scanning the areas. We proceeded down the streets, and when we got to the corner of Houston and Elm, we had noticed that there was this building in front of us. Some of the windows were open, but there was nothing unusual there. We'd faced that same situation all the way up and down Main Street in Dallas. The crowds kind of dropped off there on Elm Street, but I was scanning to my left, and all of a sudden I heard this explosive noise over my right shoulder. I didn't recognize it as a shot immediately, but I knew something was wrong, because when I looked toward that noise, I only got as far as the presidential vehicle. I saw the president react. He grabbed at his throat. He moved to his left. I knew something was wrong, so I jumped and ran, trying to get up on the back of the presidential vehicle to form a shield or barrier behind President and Mrs. Kennedy to prevent anything further from happening.
And then when you saw the president's face, what did you see?
Well, just before I got to the car, there was a third shot that rang out, hit the president in the head. And when that happened, because it was so explosive and caused eruption of material out of his head, Mrs. Kennedy got up in the trunk trying to retrieve some of the material. I got up there and pushed her back into the back seat, and then the president's body fell to its left into her lap with his head. The right side of his face was up, and I could see his eyes were fixed. I could see through the skull area. The brain matter was gone. I assumed it was a fatal wound, and that he was dead.
Do you remember what you were thinking in that moment when you saw what happened in front of you that had never happened before? No one would ever think that this could happen to any president, especially someone as loved as him.
Well, my thought process immediately was, let's get to a hospital just in case he can be resuscitated or revived. But I was sure that that would not be the case. I was very upset, and but I had a job to do, and I placed myself up in a position to prevent any further damage from being done, because I had no idea if there were going to be more shots fired. I assumed there would be, but there were not.
And you saw the Kennedy family through their mourning, even having to tell Robert Kennedy that his brother had died. You were assigned to Mrs. Kennedy's detail after the death of her husband. What was that like? How was she changed after that day? Because you were in such close proximity to her.
Well, I stayed with her for a full year after the assassination, and the sparkle in her eyes was gone. That wonderful smile she had was very, very few times you ever saw it again. So she changed remarkably. She really wanted to do whatever she could to make sure people remembered her husband, and worked to establish a library up in Boston in his name. So her primary focus was making sure the children are okay and making sure she did whatever she could to help the president's memory be retained by as many people as possible.
And you did the very same. Clint Hill, thank you for your service, and thank you for your time this morning. A former Secret Service agent, also the author of 5 Days.
Wow. He's one of the best people we ever interviewed.
He was amazing.
But I admit I was joking, but he got hit with pieces of Kennedy's skull.
Oh, my God.
And
Crazy.
he had a thing for...
I think he did too. I think he was in love with her.
Yeah, this thing right here. That's the fucking thing he had. Right fucking here, this thing.
He kind of hinted he had a little thing for her.
And he regretted not calling her in '94. He said when she was sick, whatever. He's like, I wanted to call her in the hospital, but I didn't want her to remember that.
Just power fucked her like Bobby Lee.
Jesus, Bobby Lee. Can't even look at you.
Bubbling fucking snot bubbles.
Who was he? He was Jackie Kennedy's Secret Service agent.
One of the main guys.
Out of the car after the shots.
Oh, okay.
He had the best view of the assassination.
The incompetent guy that fucking fucked up.
Fucked up that day. Epic fail on his part.
And she's saying to him, who could have believed this would have happened? I'm like, well, he wasn't the first president ever shot, and that's why you had a Secret Service.
Right.
Everyone believed this could happen.
Exactly.
That's why we were out there. That's why you had a job.
That's probably not the answer she was looking for.
Maybe not.
That's why they came up with the job. You're right.
This would have been a great fucking idea. How about not put the guy with his head sticking out of the fucking window of the car?
It really was like, hey, look at this.
That was his decision.
It's his head.
That was Kennedy's decision.
They don't allow them to make that decision anymore.
Probably not anymore after that, but I mean, that was his decision.
Although they do let him get out of the limo and shake hands walking down the street after the inauguration and shit.
We've seen the motorcade, Obama's motorcade, go by. I've seen it a couple times. You could barely tell
just
there's
whips by and
you
then
can't
you don't
tell
even know
there's a person in there.
Yeah, you don't even know because they run a couple.
Amazing.
Have you guys ever been close to a president before?
Never have.
The spinner rims are a dead giveaway.
Yeah, which one?
President Clinton after office.
Oh, that's
after office.
That doesn't count.
It's a different vibe.
It really
It's
is.
a different vibe. I brought out
get that close.
the first President Bush on stage, and there's the buzz that is just around this guy. It's like it crackles. It crackles but with tension all the time. And the Secret Service guys, we had to get there earlier before we brought them out. They were fucking around with us. We were talking about different things. But the second that he starts to show up, they just go from, and they just glare at us and stay like 6 fucking inches away.
Jesus
and just
Christ.
looked at in our faces.
Same
like,
guy you were just
same guy that I was bullshitting with for 2 hours.
It's like
The
Manchurian
president
candidate
comes
shit
up
right
and he
there.
just fucking looks at like he's ready to leap on me.
Yeah.
So, who was he opening up for? Molly Hatchet?
No,
Was
we were basically doing the same thing that we were doing for Hatchet. We just brought him out.
But for what?
Like,
What was it? Just a
some
fundraiser or
fucking-
something?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Something our GM booked for us. But
That's
the,
pretty cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me fucking hear it. Come on, motherfuckers. It's the president.
We actually did some shit that were fairly close to that, but the way that we fucked up is that we were supposed to exit stage left, and we exited right into him.
Oh,
so
shit.
we're walking off the stage, the president's coming at us, and we did that like little shuffle.
thing.
Oh, man.
And those fucking guys were on us in a heartbeat.
Did you shake his hand?
Yeah,
I would have in that moment. I would have shook his hand and just said, "Fucking let me yell at me."
Have a nice
He's
set.
got a gun. It would have been like, fucking, they'd chop your hand off.
These guys were so furious that we went the opposite direction. They were screaming at us, and they're like, "Next time I go, dude, there's not going to be a fucking next time."
Next time I go head to head with
this is a
lifetime?
once in a lifetime thing. Just let me out of here. I want to fucking go now. I don't want to be near you people.
You get a picture?
Yeah, there's pictures.
Very cool.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
Wow.
So you're smart to walk by him, because that's where you get the picture.
Oh, yes, I forgot. You like pictures a lot.
Oh,
don't
he
you?
The
loves
president,
a good
everyone likes a
picture.
good.
But it's only, I think, the buzz is not about the person as much as the office.
Sure.
And like he had the general next to him with the fucking suitcase if we needed to just bomb the
the old
shit out of
football
everybody.
there in case
Yeah, the
we gotta
football was
destroy
in
the
there.
world.
When you watch the motorcade go by, I know exactly what you're talking about. That energy that just slowly starts up, and it's unbelievable.
And
how
everyone
crazy it
surrounded
gets.
it. Everyone
Just
around
starts
it is
getting
caught
ridiculously
up in it, you know?
excited and giddy, and
That's so weird.
That's why they shake hands with people and touch you, because it's like it's worth. You'll tell everyone how amazing they are. That's
well, look, I love Time Warner Cable because
a guy called.
Can you imagine?
I know.
You
You got
the
the red
president
zone
shook
and
my
you love
hand.
him.
I'm voting for him every single time. Of course.
Who do you ask if you want a photo with the president? Him or another guy?
I usually just scream it as I'm running towards him.
Selfie.
How many tries do you get? Because you know how you sometimes the photo's blurry.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
then,
How
like,
many times
can
are
I
you
go
gonna
like,
sit?
hey, can I have another one because this one, the filter's not right.
He's
or
like,
something.
all right. And then you got to smile, put your arm around him again.
A safety
A safety, yeah.
If you go
I'm
to
going to
an
do two. I'm going to ask for two.
If you pay
Yeah.
for
That's
an
what you do.
event, they'll do it for you. White House photographer will take your picture.
They won't fuck around.
And they won't
Professional.
fuck it up. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Everyone's nervous. Imagine handing your fucking iPhone to a chick.
No, they can fuck it up. If you're blinking or something, they're not going to fucking do a
probably take
second.
two.
You think?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
like
my
that.
impression
Okay.
of two.
Because they don't want
good
people
one.
bitching that their photo came out bad.
Yeah,
You have to pay for that, though. You go to a fundraiser. It's probably a lot. There's group photos, and then I forget how much it is for a photo alone with the president. It's probably a good $15,000 or $20,000 plate, and then part of your dinner experience is you get to have a photo with the
Easy E
president.
did that, man. Easy E went to Bush Senior's fucking one of his things.
For-
paid, yeah.
Yeah, but for the 15 grand, how many courses do you get? there?
That's
I mean,
true.
You get an appetizer.
Yeah,
you know,
salad.
Yeah, soup.
Yeah,
I thought that would be a soup for 15,000.
dessert.
You got to pay for your alcohol separately.
Yeah.
Open bar.
Is it open bar or a cash bar?
So you're guaranteed. You're guaranteed a photo then.
Yes.
Unless he has to
If
run
I
out.
pay the 15,000, I'm guaranteed.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Because what if they pass you by?
No,
Nah.
you
Like,
actually
like
go
the
and
receiving
stand
line.
at the end of the night.
yeah.
There's a
They
line.
set it up.
You'll be all right as long as you don't tell that Tijuana story.
They
I'm
don't
gonna keep
bring
that
that
one.
up,
I'm gonna
too.
keep that one to yourself.
That's bad.
And someone tells them who you are.
to tell?
Yeah.
When there's some downtime, don't tell that
Yeah.
story, okay?
All right.
You might get away talking about your rotting foot.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. She was 17, guys.
They tell him who you are. Neil Brennan met him when he wrote for Seth.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Myers.
Seth Myers. And because at the correspondence dinner, so Neil was telling me the story about. He said right before you meet him, I think somebody tells him coming up. This is Neil Brennan. He was the co-creator of the Chappelle Show, and he said Obama was kind of he loved the Chappelle Show.
Wow.
So he was. I think he said, "Hey Michelle, he co-created the."
Oh, Michelle's like, yeah, shut up. Who cares about what you're talking about?
That wasn't what she said. I think she was very happy to hear it. I don't think there was that disrespectful interaction that you're implying. I think that
might
they were
have
actually very
gotten it
nice
wrong.
people.
Sorry.
That's pretty cool, though.
I think it is.
Yeah, because I don't think that would happen if I walked up. There's no project I've done that he'd be excited.
No.
Yeah, for.
This is Jim Norton. He's got a special that was just
Here's what he'd
released
say.
on Netflix.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Jim Norton's special is available on Netflix.
Yes.
American Degenerate is now available on Netflix.
Yes.
There you go.
And people-
Michelle, he did American Degenerate.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yes, he called my lips purple and said I looked like I blew the grimace in 2008 on HBO.
How come you never play Atlantic City anymore? That's where I want to see it.
I'm doing it February 14th, Valentine's Day weekend.
Is that right? This Valentine's?
Yeah, it's funny you should mention that,
Yeah.
Ron.
Tickets go on-
AKA master of the snuck-in plug. Tickets go on sale at 10 a.m. for Valentine's Day weekend. It's my first headline shows in AC for a while.
Wow.
Nice.
It's a new hour
Yes.
of material too, so you're not going to see the American Degenerates.
cool.
And Bobby Lee is going to be at Gotham Comedy Club. We're taking a break. You're staying.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're all going to make
Yeah,
love.
All right. You all right with
Yeah,
that?
okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Let's do it.
What is that about?
I don't know why I do that.
You all right?
I'm fine.
He wants to know everybody. He wants to know that you like him, Opie. That's
No,
the
no, I
thing.
already know.
I love
You already
Bobby.
get it?
Yeah,
Anthony,
it's
too?
deep, it's deep.
You feel comfortable
No
through there?
No fronting. I
I'm
love
a
Bobby a
Lee
lot.
guy. From way
yeah.
back.
And you've
way
given
back.
us amazing radio on top of it.
Bobby's a very entertaining.
Joe Rogan defends gay marriage, and his clip is going viral.
Does he
I think-
kick its ass?
I think we're going to fucking play that next for the people. We'll talk about it a little bit, all right? And some other things. Ron Bennington here as well. What a fucking treat this is.
Yeah, this is great.
For him too.
The Opie and Anthony Show on Sirius XM. Sirius XM. It's the Opie and Anthony Show.
Boom, 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 boom. Bobby Lee in studio. He was having a few panic attacks during the break, but I think he's okay.
All's well.
I think we got him back together for
All's
another
well.
segment here, right?
I guess, yes.
You doing all right?
Yeah, fine now.
Okay, good.
Bobby, quick question.
Yeah.
What would you
Hey,
Oh,
you need the
I don't know
mic.
what happened there,
Hold
Ron.
on with the mics.
Yeah.
Try that again.
Just
there.
a very quick question. What would you consider a jungle Asian? What? Who would fall into that category? Anyone? Is there anyone like that? Or is that just something that doesn't happen? Oh my God. That's something that doesn't exist.
You all right, Bobby?
Yeah.
Hey, it's something from the past. I mean, we're just talking about the past.
But I mean, Cambodia is
That's
that
jungle. That's
Laos?
in the jungle. Yeah, Pol Pot territory. Yes.
Yeah, is there a story there from your past?
I said that the Vietnamese people were jungle Asians, and I got in big trouble.
It is a very jungle area.
It is. It's jungly,
Yeah,
but he meant it in a derogatory way.
In
though.
which way? Like swinging?
Just saying jungle Asian is probably like saying that they're not as sophisticated. It's not a term of endearment.
Okay.
And I made a mistake because I don't.
Hold on, you didn't make a mistake. Wasn't it part of a little act of yours there?
Yeah,
a little stand up.
I was telling a joke.
Yes.
All right, so you didn't make a mistake. Sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't a mistake. No. It wasn't a mistake. It was my stupid.
But you didn't mean anything by it.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
You don't know.
So I don't think it's a mistake.
Everyone freaked out, and then they were like, and then my people were like, "You got to go to like the press."
The Vietnamese press?
Yeah, so I went to the Vietnamese.
Is there such a
press.
thing?
I go, no, there's like 2 places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I go.
What do they
"Hey, you
scratch
guys
stories out with sticks and rocks, or what do
my
they,
God.
what do they do? How do they get their stories in?
You gotta make me sweat, man.
They're just fucking beating on coconuts over there.
Yeah.
Jungle Telegraph.
Growing up, you see a movie like, Platoon, right?
Right.
So then the girls in high school, they go, you know what I mean? You're that type. I go, no, I'm the kind that invents things.
Oh, so it used to bother you, so you kind of acted out a little bit.
Well, no, there's a club. My girlfriend, now the girl I'm seeing now, is from the Philippines, and that's a jungle area. My best friend Joe Coy is a jungle Asian. And
I do think they dress. I will give them this: they dress comfortable. I mean, to go everywhere in pajamas, that's got to be fucking
But
great.
I apologize to everyone, and I think that everyone's the same.
They're my favorite Asian food. I'll give them that
Yeah, me
much.
too.
Really?
Oh, Vietnamese over Chinese any day of the fucking
I don't
week.
know about that,
And
dude.
the Korean food, I don't know much about. I know
it's
you like a
terrible.
little barbecue.
No, it's
thing.
not.
Kimchi shit.
Korean food is. I was in a Korean place yesterday
that dead
getting water.
fish on the plate with the fucking dried fish thing. It's terrible.
But the smell, the problem with Korean food is that it's cooked with, I notice a lot of smoke, and it's very, you can't walk into a Korean place without your clothes. Like the barbecue places, you reek like the food when you walk
Yeah.
out. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
Is it good, Bobby?
It's tasty. Why did you bring up jungle Asians? Because we said
I didn't know. I didn't know that it was something
Are you
we
back
hadn't
to
been
having
straightened
some
out.
anxiety?
I was fine, and then all of a sudden now
great.
this happens.
Well, I was trying to take the heat off the underage girl you're with. Seriously, I want you to get over here. I feel good about everything.
We're really trying to help you here, Jay
I'm
Bobby.
going to have to leave now.
No, man.
I really do. I think I'm going to have to leave
You
now.
didn't say anything bad about Vietnamese people. You're actually going over an old controversy, and you're saying you apologize.
Yeah, I
think
apologize.
that's
I didn't mean it.
Ronnie's being helpful, Bobby.
You know,
Ronnie is
The
trying to
Killing
help you
Fields is
out.
one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
You know?
Well, that was what was that? Laos,
Cambodia,
Cambodia.
I lived in Thailand
Khmer
for
Rouge?
3 months last summer.
Yeah.
I was in Thailand for 3 months.
You know what we
Okay.
think of those people, right?
They're the best, right?
Well, now
Well,
that-
we think you
it's not
go
helping
there
your-
for some weird
your
sex
case with
shit.
the girl.
I went to this place called Amsterdam every night. So I did this movie with Michelle Yeoh, and then afterwards I would take a moped and I would go to this place called Amsterdam.
What is
Did you
that?
pick up
Emmanuel on it? Even those jerk off fellas, Emmanuel, she was always on a fucking moped in Bangkok, getting lesbian action.
Why
It was
would you
amazing.
go to Amsterdam?
Remember that?
What's in
No, it was a
Amsterdam?
club called Amsterdam.
Okay.
And,
No, I know, but I mean, why would you go there?
Amsterdam, he's buying drugs.
For $90, they would eat your butthole.
Oh wow!
Why couldn't they just make it an even 100? Who fucking who you know wanted them down to a fucking
Oh,
90?
you never heard of inflation?
They're hoping for
You
that
can charge
$10
more,
tip.
right?
Right.
They're using
That's
like
$500.
Earl Scheib prices. For $99.99, we will eat any ass.
But you know what's interesting though? Like
Wow.
I would go there and I'd only go there to get that done.
Wow.
Right? So it's
Wait, how is it done in this?
So
in this
you
joint?
go to the bathtub and they wipe your, you know what I mean?
I hope
your
they
butthole.
wash you out. Yeah,
They wipe your butt.
They wash you.
bleeding roid.
Right? And then the lady goes, go now on the bed, lay on
The
your
girl was
lay on
great.
your
She looked
stomach."
like Kirsten Dunst in Interview with a Vampire.
You bastard. You bastard.
So they wash it out, and then they.
You go lay on your stomach. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I lay on my stomach, and then there's a clock on the wall, right?
Okay.
And I would look up at it, right?
Yeah.
And it would literally be 15 minutes to a T.
Wow.
To the second, which means
it's a part of a routine.
She's a clock watcher. That's a term.
No,
I hate
it's
that.
a part of the curriculum or whatever, right?
Okay.
So they open with that every time.
15 minutes of asshole licking?
Yeah.
And then what?
And then they want to have sex, but then afterwards, like, no thanks, fudge face, I'm done.
I like Jodie Foster in Taxi, though.
Yeah,
she
she was
just put
great.
the cigarette down. She's like, when the cigarette's out, your time's up.
Yeah.
Wow. No clock. She's just fucking put a Marlboro down, wait for it to burn out, and then your time's up.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because I was hanging out with Michelle Yeoh from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And, you know, the dinner...
Did she know that you were getting your asshole eaten?
No.
In between takes?
No, but I'd have dinner with her and she'd go, Bobby, I'm a real fan of your comedy, right? And then the first night I was with her, I go, hey, teach me how to run on trees. Because of Crouching Tiger. And she's like, yo, why a walk? Like, real angry.
Why a walk?
Like, I didn't know, you know what I mean? And then I'm like, oh, I can't hang out with her. So I'll just go to Amsterdam. And
Crouching Bobby licking prostitution.
Yeah, exactly.
It was, really.
No, that's not,
Playing Bobby crying hooker.
I don't view that as getting a prostitute.
How many times did you go to Amsterdam?
I was there for 3 months.
Well, it was club, I mean, not
90 times.
Club Amsterdam. How many times you get your
Not
asshole
90
eaten?
times, but maybe 20.
You went
20 times.
Yeah.
That's a clean ass.
your
But
fucking
that's
asshole
not, that's
swabbed.
not, I don't feel that's like...
Yeah, that's
going
probably
to-
why his foot is rotting away.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got Asian jungle rot in his foot.
Yeah, I got it.
You probably stepped on something while you were over there.
Yeah.
You know what it is that what it is to be true to you people.
Yeah.
To be true to you people is I just open my mouth and I say things, and I should have more of a filter in my brain.
Nah, come on. That's not
okay,
going to get you.
You're actually not saying anything.
Not
that
gonna
you
get you
shouldn't say.
far.
I know, but you know what? It's a new world out there. You know.
Right.
It is a new world.
Like
Looks
this
like
girl,
the same old
Brittany
one.
Furlan. You know, she's the #1 girl on Vine.
Who?
This girl named Brittany Furlan, right? She's the #1 girl on Vine. Okay.
What does she do?
Why is she number one?
Because she's got the most followers.
No, but what does she do?
but why?
Does she show clips?
She does
Gas it into a fan?
comedy on it, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what I mean? Now, like, she's a bigger
She's
celebrity
hilarious
than me.
at 6 seconds at a time.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, in that kind of world.
It's great. You know who else was? Oswald.
Oswald would have made a great Vine video.
That's all
You're
the
right.
film was. An amazing Vine video.
You know? But I forgive you for bringing that up.
Oh, okay, man. I'm
You
glad
wanted
it
to
all
say
worked
resent.
out. That was
You wanted
very
to say
good.
resent.
I did, but
Yeah.
now I don't. You
That's
know?
good,
Is she
though.
funny, Brittany Furlan? I don't know her.
She's great, yeah.
good.
But I'm just saying, though, in a world where, you know,
In a world.
yeah, back in the day, like in the '90s when I started doing comedy, they would say you gotta do open mic for 5 years, then you get to become a feature, right? And it takes 15 years to
Then
make
you
it.
get the woman,
right?
then you get the power.
Right. So you do this thing, and now kids are being signed to CAA and all these gigantic agencies because they have a lot of hits, right?
Oh,
so now it's a different, you know, there's a different path now, and I missed that. You know, it was
same thing with bands. You know, bands used to have to get signed to a record deal and
Get
and
fucked
everything.
over
Now
for a
they
while.
now they put their
Own shit
music out there, and it gets popular, and then the vultures come over and go, we'll sign you.
Yeah.
But did they ever sell anything?
I don't know if they sell anything privately like that. It gets the attention of the record companies who then will sign you. It's just another way, instead of sending press packs to fucking record companies, you know, this way you have a proven track record already, and the company calls you.
Yeah.
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 But comedy's the same way. They fucking find
different
like
world. It's a different
funny
world.
people. But what is that? If you could make a funny fucking 6-second Vine video, what does that mean? You can't get on stage and be funny. You can't act or.
I mean, these kids, you know what I mean, are getting like, you know, sponsors now and stuff. So they do like Listerine commercial for 6 seconds.
Oh my
and they get like $10,000 a pop now. You know what I mean? So it's a different
some
world.
fucked up shit right there.
Yeah, you know?
Wow, we
like
just
one time,
suck.
my agent called me and goes, "Hey, we signed this." I'm not going to tell you his name, but we signed an Asian kid. He's 19. He's a huge YouTube star. Can he meet you at the Ice House? Because I was headlining there. I go, why? Because maybe he wants to do stand up, right? And I met him, and he said, "There's this shaking, shy little kid."
Yeah, because they're not. They're just dummies on
just your
fucking
style.
Vine. Snot bubbles and tears.
Oh, you're so good.
You guys are so good. Man. Oh man.
Bobby Lee, Gotham Comedy Club tonight.
Gotham Comedy Club.
Let's fucking get some people in the doors.
Yeah,
there
let's
for
do
you.
it because you know the numbers have been a little weird.
I just watched a couple of Brittany Furlan's
fuck?
videos. She's funny.
She is funny.
She's
Yeah, I've done
definitely
a
funny,
couple.
man. She's a stand-up.
Let's play him
No.
on the show. Let's.
She dated a guy named Josh Adam Myers, not Josh Myers, Seth's brother, but some other guy. And he got in a car accident and he almost died.
Wow.
And then she broke up with him. And then she got on Vine. And now she's a big Vine star. And she's a really nice girl.
Let's play a couple of them.
I don't know if they translate. They wanted their visual. They're more visual.
Oh, they're more visual.
Yeah, I think so.
I've done a couple with her.
Oh, you have you?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
How old is she?
have you?
She's 27.
I'd be interested in taking her out.
She's
Make
really
that
hot.
happen.
She is, dude. Her butt, top notch.
I'm an ass
9.5.
fan. I'm an ass fan.
Me too.
She probably has a guy though.
No,
They
I mean
hooked her
no,
up
she
with
is.
me.
But I don't
I'm a
think
guy-
I
I'm a
can't talk about her
stepper.
personal life.
I don't care about just tell I'm a stepper. Tell her I'm a
Yeah, no,
mover.
but dude, you're like a legitimate entity. You know,
I'm just
I think you can land it.
I'm a stand-up. We'll be lucky if I have 40 tickets sold by noon.
No, you know what? I was driving down La Brea in Hollywood 3 weeks ago. Gigantic billboard with your face on it.
That's true.
Wow,
that's a Megan's law
that's
issue.
nice.
You know, killing it.
Bobby, what else is going on in your world there?
That's it, man. I'm just doing the road, and my dad had a bunch of strokes. I said that already, and then
A bunch of them. You said he had one.
He had a massive one, and he almost died. And then he's getting these little mini ones.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
How old is he?
A
few
he's
aftershocks he's getting.
73 now.
Oh boy!
But my mom will
74 is
call
the
me, and
age,
she goes,
so.
like one time she called me a month ago, and she goes, "Bobby," I go, "Yeah, mom." She goes, "Daddy, he don't wake up." Right, and she's crying. Right. So I go, "You gotta call the ambulance." 3 minutes later, she calls me. I go, "What, Mom?" She goes, "He wake up." I go, "How hard did you try the first time?"
Yeah.
I mean, did you go, "Wake up"?
Right.
She panicked. She went psst, and then just dialed you.
Yeah, that's what she did. You know what I mean? So it's like every morning, every time they call in the morning, I just feel like he died.
Right.
You know what I mean? It really sucks, you know?
Don't you hate when you see your parents' number come up on your ID? You're like, something fucking awful happened. Or they want to come see a show, which is worse.
And they can't wait to share the news with you. Those
Right.
fucking ghouls.
Yeah.
And they
then
love telling me about relatives that have died.
Well, that's my
They
dad.
want to be the first one to tell
While
me.
I'm on the air, he emails me and he goes, "Call me right after the show."
Oh,
come on,
So
you
I'm
can't
like-
do that.
So I call and he goes like this: "Your aunt died," and I go, "Thank God! I thought it was your mom."
Right.
All right, good,
Oh, shit.
good. Dropped an aunt.
Good
That's
I'll take the
nothing.
aunt dying, right.
That's
news.
nothing for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I laugh at an aunt's death.
You can't tell somebody, call me after something.
Right.
Now, you're not going to be able to do what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely.
Especially in a
Crazy.
text message, you could give the news.
Yeah.
Just fucking
No,
say
he
what you have
wanted
to
to,
say.
he wanted to hopefully hear me moan.
He wanted the personal touch.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's
Did
an
you moan?
E-Rock move.
I was actually felt good. Seriously, that it wasn't my parents.
Yeah.
I've never had anyone close die, so I don't know what that's like.
Oh, boy, you're in for a
terrible.
fucking doozy.
Really? Is it,
it's
is
not.
it
It
Miserable.
depends. If you see it coming, it's a little easier.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
If you don't see it coming, it all depends. Sometimes it's a relief, and sometimes it's.
I feel like I'm not going to be able to handle it. You know, I feel like
You can't handle, like, life.
I know.
can't handle a radio
I can
show.
barely even walk down the
you,
street.
you can't take care of a left foot with an itch.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. So if I don't know what's maybe I'll be reborn.
Sure.
Oh, maybe.
And I'll turn into a
Maybe
phoenix.
it'll
Phoenix.
toughen you up or something.
Yeah, maybe.
He's never had to
But
deal
I'm not
with.
weak. No.
No, I don't mean toughen you up like that. I know you're not
Yeah,
weak. I just mean,
hey,
yeah.
I want to tell you guys right now. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm a survivor.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I can go up in
Absolutely.
any situation.
Something tells me if it wasn't for a few Marines in Mexico, you'd have been fucking decapitated. Real
Yeah.
survivor there.
Yeah.
Good survival instincts going to some back alley.
Yeah, redheaded
Some
Mexican.
fucking-
Yeah, and that
Paralyzed
alley's,
his pussy.
that alley's empty, so he goes to even a worse one.
Yeah.
Good instincts. Way to go. As you do it barefoot.
All right,
you get
all right,
fucking
all right,
rot-
all right.
rot
Fucking
foot.
head's a hat display in Juarez.
But you got the good instincts, bro.
Yeah, I have good instincts.
Yeah.
But you know, I just feel like you guys think that I'm weaker than I am.
No.
No.
Because
not
I
at
can
all.
perform. I've done television. You know,
I'm hilarious. I don't think you're. I think you're a very funny
But
guy.
you guys do it though.
What do we do?
You think no, fuck it. You think, you know what I mean? I'm not like this anywhere else. Okay? I come here the first time and you play trick with my mind.
That was fucked up.
Right? And so what do you think every time?
You're not
I
over
love
the
you
bunny
guys.
thing?
What?
You're not over the pink bunny thing?
No, I'm totally over it, but
Okay,
I'm just
good,
saying
good.
I have defense mechanisms.
Trust issues.
Absolutely.
Like
That's
this
all
point
I'm
now.
saying. I have defense mechanisms.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good to protect yourself.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying
You know
to
what I
protect
mean?
myself. That's
Yeah,
all.
it's strong.
And already, I told a story in Tijuana I didn't want to tell. Right, the jungle Asian thing is back in the limelight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't want to talk about my left fungi foot.
Right.
You know what I mean? None of these things I wanted to talk about.
You got to have
and
one.
yet it happened.
You do have one more in you, though, right? One more story? One more. You're begging to get out? I know what you need us today.
No.
You need us to get this stuff out of you so you can heal. What? One more. Let's go.
One more. And then the Bangkok butthole, I didn't want to tell that.
True.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's true.
And then what else?
That's just a cute story.
Yeah, that's just
that's just it's good, clean fun.
When you got fired from the babysitting job because you were pouring Similac on your penis? That's a story.
Similac.
I don't want to get into it if you don't want to tell it. No.
I didn't have that. I didn't even know what that Similac means.
Oh, sorry, it was me.
This is good for you, Bobby. It's cleansing.
It's cleansing.
It's very
Hey,
cleansing.
do you still hang out with Will Sasso at all?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I see Will all the time. Yeah,
He's funny.
He's
man.
great. Have you had him on the show?
No.
Oh, you gotta have him.
He's the funniest Vines of all time.
They're
very
That
funny
fucking
Vines.
lemon thing that he does.
Yeah, very funny.
Jesus, that's funny.
Yeah,
I know.
And the Schwarzenegger as he's driving
Oh,
around.
it's hysterical.
I went out with a girl and broke up with her, and then like she went out with Will.
Yeah.
And
really,
she told me some weird things.
Really?
Well, like what?
Yeah.
Well, he's Canadian. You know that.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Weird.
What's weird? He does the lemon thing when he's eating pussy?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's no. It was kind of weird. Like after just a couple of dates, he started getting really clingy and hey man, you're my chick and don't do this and don't write on the internet because it makes me look stupid and fuck you and just kind of like.
I don't know that.
I like that.
See, he wasn't the fun Will Sasso that I.
To me, that makes him more fun.
No, but really,
Just putting his foot down immediately. Don't make me look like a dick by fucking blogging stupid.
Well, I'll tell you why he's like that, because he's a fat guy that lost weight, right? So when you're fat for that long, you know what I mean, you still do fat guy behavior.
Oh.
Right, you get clean and stuff like that. And I want to say, no, you're on TV and you're no longer that. You're kind of weird looking, but you know, yeah.
Oh, I don't care personally.
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah,
matter to me. Fucking goon armor and fucking throw on the floor.
Because a guy like that and me, we wouldn't get laid at all if we weren't in showbiz.
You don't think so?
No,
no game.
God created me so I could go out with a 4'8" girl named Ling Ling. That's what. And so, like, when I take like Southern girls that are 6'2" and stuff, God looks down and goes, "Wow, that wasn't supposed to happen."
That wasn't the plan.
Part of the grand scheme.
I date girls where I have to do hooks on the shoulder like this.
Oh,
like I'm a barrel monkey. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
There we
And,
go,
you know what I mean? And it's the best.
It's another one.
Yeah.
Barrel
Bobby,
Monkey organization's going to be very angry.
I'm getting a Bobby Lee request. Somebody said to ask about the candy guy in the shed.
No.
No.
What is that?
Candy guy in the shed.
I think I must have told that story here.
Sounds crazy.
I don't know.
Molested.
But we're not sure.
I was molested.
Oh, molested by the candy guy in the shed.
No.
It does ring a bell.
Does it?
You don't want to tell
Mate, why? Did you ever work as a candy guy?
I think
You
I
don't wanna
heard
tell
that
I'm
one.
just all somebody asked on Twitter. I don't know if
Yeah. Okay, I was molested by a guy with Down syndrome.
Well, maybe you did say that. He actually molested you?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow. Tricked you?
This was,
I can't even look at him.
Bobby, was this recently?
No.
No, okay, good.
Oh, I thought.
I was a 9-10-year-old kid in Minnesota.
All right,
and
so
there was a guy that, like, during the summers, he would, like, mow the lawns of the, like, there was an ice skating
how
rink.
old was he?
He was, I might be 25 at the time.
Okay, so you're
And
close.
I think he molested every kid, like, once because he had candy. I went there every day for, like, 3 summers.
How did he molest you?
I wanted the candy.
No, I understand what the motive.
Kids are fucking
What
just
kind of candy?
Sure,
though?
they love
He had
candy.
the,
Yeah,
my
they
parents
love
never
that
gave me
candy.
candy because they're.
But what kind of candy did he
Probably
have?
how he got it, too.
He got the dipping one. Fun dip.
So fun dip.
That's my
Fun
favorite.
dip was good. And then
He was having fun.
Did you put your dick in it?
That was like, hey, this is just practice for the other fun dip.
So how would he molest you? Like, he took you in the shed?
No, he didn't like
What'd he do?
insert anything into me, or I didn't insert anything
What would he
into
do?
him.
You just jerk him off or
No,
suck it?
I would like touch his thing.
Was it big?
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't care
Okay.
because I wanted the
Must have
candy.
been.
Sure.
Because you know I'm sober, right? For like 11 years almost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to do
Great,
that.
bro.
Don't have to do that. And I feel like it's a part of my addiction. Like, for instance, when I was on drugs and alcohol, I would do anything I could to get the drugs and alcohol. And I think that behavior stemmed from when I was a kid. Like, I just wanted the candy. I don't care what happens to my body.
Fun dip. You know what? It
want the
wasn't
fun
even
dip.
the dip so much. That stick was delicious.
Yeah.
That vanilla stick was delicious.
So wait, you'd fucking
Not for
jerk him off.
Bobby.
He would just stand there with his big dick out, and you'd fucking tug it while you ate candy.
I gotta go, huh?
Why? No.
No, Bobby,
you
you're
have
doing great
question?
today.
Do you have flashbacks with Fun Dip?
No, it's not. Listen, I honestly, and I'm going to say this from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah.
It didn't affect me.
Oh, wow.
That's great.
I really feel like it didn't affect
Did
me.
he come?
On his left
I
foot.
don't care.
That's why he
I
can't
don't
touch his
care.
left foot.
I don't care.
He couldn't come because he was slow.
Oh, see that?
Here's the thing. It's like, here's what it is, though. It's like, you know, the dark things you do, your life.
Not me.
I know. I know not you, but the dark things that I have, you know.
Yeah.
If I bring it out, it's not that dark.
Right.
It's still dark.
Absolutely.
It's still incredibly dark.
It's still very dark, but
Yeah.
for me, it's like I'm like a phoenix.
All right.
I'm reborn.
I don't know.
That's
Every
true.
time I talk about stuff.
This is a good cleansing for you.
I
It
think
really
for
is.
him it works, but then he pushes it on everyone else. So we'll be tossing and turning tonight.
Exactly.
Taking a fucking lawnmower, man.
weird
With a
it
fun
out.
dip.
Exactly. Thinking of fucking eating Pez while fucking tugging
Hey,
a
do
big.
you think because of all these things I tell, though, you think that makes me a bad person?
No.
No, be real. I'm being real.
No, that's up to
Doing them
God.
What?
Doing them does, but telling about them just cleanses you.
Don't worry about us. You should worry about God.
Yes, God will finally
Right,
judge you.
God will
Yeah, I had a
judge
girl.
you.
She looked like Maria. She looked like Sofia Coppola in The Godfather.
No, I wouldn't worry about it.
No, I'm not. I'm not worried about it. I'm just saying because I've been talking about it all morning.
Yeah.
And just listening to me talking.
But how is he able to molest so many kids? Like, didn't someone fucking put the word out?
It was like an Asian neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
No, it wasn't. I was the only Asian there.
Shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Why would your parents do that to you?
What do you mean?
Be the only Asian in
Well,
town.
back in the 70s, there weren't. I don't think a lot of Asians in
That's
Edina,
Chinatown.
Minnesota.
Chinatown.
Yeah,
you needed a Chinatown.
We needed a Chinatown. That would
What's even worse is that his parents are the ones that turned fucking the retarded guy onto Bobby. Our son likes candy.
Oh, God.
Oh, can I tell you what happened though? So then,
Yes.
when I was
Oh,
17,
God.
can I tell you what happened? So when I was 17, right? Just listen to
He
this.
shoots
This
through
is what
wires.
happened.
He's
So
killed.
I was in a place called the McDonald's Center. It was a rehab, right?
At 17?
Yeah, because I was doing math at 12, right?
Oh, my God.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay.
Everything's fine. So then, so at 17, I went to this place called the McDonald's Center, and we had this thing called knees to knees, where you would the family members would form a circle, and in the middle of the circle, you would like go
Cracker.
knees to knees with a parent,
Yeah.
and you should tell them the darkest thing.
Oh my God! How
That
awful!
It was
is
awful, right?
A little awkward, my
so,
friend.
I'm doing knees to knees with my dad, and the counselor goes, "Bobby, tell
Oh,
him."
yuck.
Right? So you go, Dad, when I was 9 or 10, I was molested by a guy with Down syndrome. You know what he did? He went like this. He laughed.
Oh, no.
He went like this, like that. You laughed. He
Right.
thought it was the funniest thing he ever heard.
Wow. Now, how did that make you feel?
I didn't find it. I laughed too a little bit.
You did,
You
yeah?
both stood up with tents in your pants.
Oh, then they went ass to mouth.
Oh my God, my career's over. I didn't end my career today, man.
No, you're fine.
No,
You're
it's
fine.
not.
You're fine.
You say it's fine.
You're
and then-
fine.
No, you guys say it's fine, but then years go by. I don't see you, and you don't know. And then I get it on the Twitter. You know what I mean? And then
They're loving you on Twitter.
You know what I mean? You
I
say
took a
it's
little
fine.
peek. They're loving you today, Bobby.
You say it's fine.
And you're welcome here anytime you
I
want.
love you, man. Family.
All right.
You know what I mean? I got to go in 5 minutes, guys.
Come on.
I have another thing I have to do. Okay.
Oh, no.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
I have to go in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because if I tell another,
what are you
I
doing
can't.
with the rest of your day?
I'm gonna sleep all day. I cannot tell
Yeah.
another story.
We love this.
That
I know
means
you do.
Wait,
I'm
you
not
got
doing
one
it.
more. There's one more.
One more.
There is. There is, right?
No.
You're thinking about it.
No.
You're debating if you should
No more stories.
tell it or not.
Did you ever do anything with it, like play doctor with a girl and like when you were young, you look around and look at each other's asses?
No, I have
or
no more
something?
stories.
I did that in kindergarten.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, there was a girl that lived down the street from me, and she was in my kindergarten class, and we used to go in the work shed in her backyard. I guess that's where all the sex happened,
exactly.
in these sheds. And we would show each other our heinies. Like, she would turn around and pull her pants down and look over her shoulder, and I'd look at her ass, and then she would want me to show her my ass, and I'd look at, we'd look at over our shoulders at each other's asses.
What?
Yeah, it was kindergarten, and I didn't know anything else. I just thought, okay, there I go. I just had sex.
Ass to ass.
Ass to ass.
That was like
Yeah.
hardcore sex back
That was
then.
it. But it's
same
normal.
Age, same age as me and my buddies. We got busted by the parents for doing the doctor thing, and we put a stick in the girl's asshole.
Whoa,
It was like it was a
God.
thermometer.
See, that's not
and
right.
we were like, okay, this is great. It's like doctor. And then later, just like sitting there watching TV, beat on the door.
Oh, no.
The old man's fucking going crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow. How old were you?
Like 5, something
okay.
like that.
So you didn't know.
You didn't know, but it didn't mean that they didn't blame everything on you at that
Oh,
age.
man.
You know?
Bobby, don't check your Twitter.
Shit.
You're all right.
I'm sorry, in my neighborhood, there were no retards with candy.
that's terrible.
You guys love it, huh?
Well, it's
great radio. It's
we
amazing.
all have weird little
everything
stories.
happened.
We've told them
I've
all
never
on
told
the
a
air.
good story, like a good thing that ever
All right,
happened.
tell us a good story.
Something nice.
How
Yeah.
about a nice good story?
Like a positive story?
Yeah,
All right,
that
let's
was.
know a nice positive story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because they're not, because...
Oh, you got one.
Go ahead.
No, I don't really have, I don't
The
know.
other one was kind of
then
nice.
tell
Yeah,
another bad
helping
one.
the handicapped.
One more.
Handy-capable,
Yeah.
yes.
Big
And he
dirty
was-
hands.
What do you
Oh,
want?
God.
What story do you want it involving?
I don't know. Did
about-
maybe a quadriplegic fuck you? Or?
No, I did make love
To what? To who?
I made love to two ugly sisters with two other comics, and it was the worst. I put my penis in my friend's eye.
Your friend's eye?
Yeah.
So there's 2 girls and 3 guys?
Oh, no. This was
Yeah,
Sammy
I
Davis.
was playing. You remember Steve Sharippa?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, when he was doing the Riviera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Vegas with and these 2 open micers at the time drove me, and then we ran into these 2 ugly sisters. One of them had no teeth at all. I swear to God, she was skinny.
Meth?
Anyway, after
Was it meth?
I
She had
could have
meth
been.
too?
It could have been.
Yeah.
Could have been.
And so then we had these 2 girls in my hotel room at like 2 in the morning, and we all 3 guys were making love to these 2 girls, and then I was doing the one from behind, the fat one from behind,
Making love.
Yeah, and I turned to my left and I see my friend Aaron, but I don't know where Brian is.
Uh-oh.
And
Aaron and Brian, were you on the set of Breaking Bad?
And then I felt something tickling my butthole,
Oh, shit.
like a feather,
Yeah.
and I turned it around. It was gone. It was like a paranormal thing.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was a ghost.
That's odd.
I turned around. I go, "There's no." I thought it was a ghost tickling my butthole.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I keep going, and then now I know something is actually rubbing against it. And I looked down, and my friend Brian had crawled underneath my body, and he was eating a vagina while I was doing her. And then I go, "You got to get out of there, man." She goes, "She likes it. She likes it." And then I pulled out real quick, and I tried to jam in, and and he put his head up,
Oh,
and my penis
shit.
went against his eye. And then 3 hours later at breakfast, I was buying breakfast for everyone, and I looked at Brian, and his left eye was completely closed shut with an adhesive over it. And then we went to the doctor, and then we got antibiotics.
You gave him some kind of infection.
You gave him pink eye with your penis?
Yeah, yeah.
Although it was probably her.
That's his
Cunt
fault.
slime.
Yeah. She
For
had
lack of a more medical term.
So that's
I like the medical jargon.
I'm not gonna tell any more stories.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I think I just burned every bridge. You know what I mean? Yeah, I burned every bridge with America.
Not
you know
at
what I
all.
mean?
No, you're good.
And, no.
You're good,
And you
Bob.
know what, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I love you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
We love you.
too.
Yeah, that's nice.
You're a great guest on this show and a
Can you
fine
plug my
person.
Gotham again?
Yes,
Gotham
Gotham.
Comedy Club this
Yeah.
weekend. The great Bobby Lee.
Yeah,
What
Bobby
are you
Lee.
on Twitter?
Bobby Lee Live.
Bobby Lee Live.
And
That's
on
right.
Instagram too. And it's like next time I'm on the show, I got to do it differently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whole new way.
No,
Whole new start.
Yeah.
New
I
start.
understand.
I'm
It's a new
being
start.
I'm being
Yeah.
dead serious.
All right.
So are we, Bobby.
I
That
say
It's about
words,
time, I
Words
think.
are power. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like sometimes when you use words in a bad way, it's black magic.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And I just, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be clean next time. man.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Bobby,
thought
I
you were very good, Bobby. You're always very funny.
Strong.
I don't follow you. I'm now following you. I thought I followed you on Twitter.
I'll follow
Bobby
you
Lee,
now, too.
Bobby Lee Live. Follow
Bobby Lee
him,
Live?
please.
All right. So it's like
If you enjoyed his sick fucking stories,
Yeah.
Love it.
follow him on Twitter
Yeah.
today.
Where's your
Yeah.
candy?
You're leaving us?
yeah, I gotta do something else.
He just leaves.
What are you doing?
He's going. He's got to
gotta
go.
You really gotta do something else?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
I
well.
do.
He's taking
You
off.
sure you got to go?
How do we?
There he goes.
What?
You just wave your hand.
Yeah, because last night I wait 2 hours and then one.
No, this is the perfect
I thought
time.
that happened to black guys. I didn't.
9:15 is the perfect time.
That happens
is a
to
good
Asians
time.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll see you next time.
See you,
All
buddy.
right, Bobby.
Okay. And can I say this too?
Yes.
I really appreciative of the time you give me.
Oh,
Don't
don't worry
Helps me out
about
a
it.
lot.
Wanna
We're
hug it out?
appreciative of you coming in here.
Sweet.
You need hugs? You need hugs?
Bestowing upon us amazing stories of
Are you?
sexual exploits
Okay, man.
Shouldn't have done that.
and underage 6.
Because if I have to go to the Vietnamese people again,
Oh, God.
I love everybody.
See you, buddy.
All right.
Great seeing you, man.
Take it easy,
There goes
Bobby.
Bobby Lane.
I know.
Bobby Lane. Bobby's great. Oh, my God.
Bobby's very funny.
Fucking
man.
leveled.
There he goes. A little nervous Nelly. He's like a chihuahua.
He's had some life, huh?
There's a lot of things going on.
I'd like to see him get some therapy. You know, some. kind
Would
of
you
help.
like to see some
Yeah, I'd like
some
to
help?
see him get some help.
I think you've had it with trying to get people help.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
I don't know. Just saying.
All right, we'll get a break.
Yeah?
We got a break.
Yeah, Ron Bennington in studio.
Yes.
You didn't get you got to plug Bobby's
Gotham thing.
Wait, what is he saying?
So it's like a weird balance of like, you know what I mean? Like,
Wait, keep the door open. If it's real bad, we'll dump out. Bobby, what's going on out there?
no, why? No, did you listen to what I just said?
Yeah, we did.
He wants to stay like.
No, I don't want to. I got somewhere to go.
I like news stories.
No, I got to go.
He's panicking.
Holy shit, he's panicking.
Come in. I gotta go.
He's good, though.
He's panicking.
He's good.
For a second.
Oh, my God, he's back. He was down the hall. He was down the hall.
No, I swear to God, I have to be somewhere at 10.
He's got to roll.
All right, you got to roll.
I gotta roll.
You got to roll.
Did
Where
you
do you gotta be? I gotta do another thing, man.
Did you enjoy your time?
I love it.
Okay, good. That's all we care about.
It's the 50-year anniversary of Kennedy's assassination.
Exactly. What are you
I
going to
know,
gig in
it was
Dallas?
the
Come
first
on.
time I'm heartbroken over it. I really am.
I hear you.
All right,
I'm a Democrat.
Oh,
There he goes.
ew.
Oh, Bobby.
He's racing.
Just let the guy go. He's sad.
Oh, the poor guy.
What was he
Yeah,
saying?
I used to think it was a work.
No. What was he saying, Kenny?
Come here.
He was giving you an earful there about his appearance.
He's freaked out that he reveals his dark side in here. 'Cause, you know, he wants to be more mainstream sitcom network guy.
What does he think? He's handsome? He's fucking. That's who he is.
I think his appearance worked.
Yeah.
I love
yeah.
Bobby Lee.
It's great.
I love him.
I love those
I think
little
it was strong. I think
stories.
people can identify. I mean, a lot of us have been molested by retarded people.
Oh,
We just
yeah.
Because you
don't
wanted
have
the
the
candy.
courage to say, yeah, who doesn't like candy?
To blurt it out on a radio show.
Who doesn't like candy?
Right.
And everyone's used the term jungle Asian at one point or another. Sorry,
And
everyone
since he's
doesn't like it.
Asian, he could get away with it.
Yeah, but he's not a jungle Asian.
No, that's true. Well, he could
And he
be.
power fucks girls that have snot bubbles.
Oh, God.
Underage.
Well, we don't know that part.
Well,
Yeah, we don't know for sure.
yeah.
What is that thing you're wearing? It's a little box.
This is Virgin Mary, got made for me by a listener.
Little mojo.
Yeah, it's just on the back of some
domino.
dominoes. Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a voodoo thing. Kathleen from the Bronx made this.
That's really cool.
It's how she makes a living. She's just making these things one after another.
Wow.
And
Of
supposedly, there was a thing, I don't even want to get into it because I know you guys aren't religious, but there was a little blind girl, and I laid this on her forehead and she could see.
Wow.
So, yeah. Isn't that great?
Why aren't you using it more?
I
Help
don't
people.
like a lot of blind people.
But you could have helped out
okay.
Bobby Lee with that.
Yeah, ease
Calm
his
his
suffering.
mind.
Ease his suffering, man.
He's a Buddhist, and
Oh,
I don't
is he?
like.
Is that what it is? 'Cause
I mean,
he's
to
Asian?
me, you know,
Yeah.
most. I don't know. You guys know this, but most religions do not hold the Virgin Mary up the way the Catholics do.
That's true.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
She's
didn't
very
know that.
underrated in a lot
She's
of places.
very underrated. Her and Mary Magdalene.
I
Well,
thought
Mary
she was
Magdalene,
the
they
shit.
have their own views on. Even Christianity doesn't treat her particularly well.
Well,
You know, the whole hooker thing.
Because she was a who?
you know, they say that she never was a hooker.
No.
She just got called that later on so that the women wouldn't get any power in the church.
That might be. They said she was powerful in Christ's ministry.
Wow.
That's
No
very
kidding.
true.
That was the number one chick, the number one person he talked to. Like something would come up, and he'd go over and like, "Okay, I'm gonna get back to you tomorrow." And he'd go to talk to her. So people got mad about her, and they started calling her hooah.
You know what? That you might be. Ronnie might be right. That might be why Mary Magdalene never got her due. She was very revisionist history.
It's almost like Linda McCartney. Like and people are like, "Oh, great."
Yeah.
Why is
But
she
when you
up
hear those
there?
isolated tracks, you
Well,
realize she
That's
shouldn't have
pretty
been
amazing.
up
Yeah,
She's got
but
an amazing
you know,
voice.
I thought it was
Terrible.
I thought it was strong.
What happened, Eric? Now
Oh,
Eric's
you're
got
right.
a Bobby Lee story.
He
This
followed
kid-
him down with
This
the
Bobby-
paparazzi.
How does Bobby Lee even sleep at night?
He's having a
How's-
bit of a panic attack.
Wow. Did he recognize you from the shed?
Why are you mad that you get it? Why aren't you happy?
Jesus.
That was a funny callback.
So he found a seat by the elevator that facilities use. He's sitting down and he feels like like he's tearing up a little bit, and then started confessing to Sam that he feels like he doesn't know why he's alive.
Jesus.
Like, seems like he should have been dead.
jeez.
That's great. That's the effect we have on people. They come in to plug a show, they throw themselves down the elevator shaft.
Wow. Snorting.
Oh, God.
He's all right?
He's better now.
That's good.
I told him.
He's just sitting in the
I don't know
corner.
why it happens this way every time he comes in. Is it too easy, or is it him? I don't even know.
Yeah, what? Go ahead, Sam.
I think he doesn't confront some of the things that he confronts here with normal interviews.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they just talk to him about whatever, Mad TV or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he's not used to.
He's the best.
He was on Mad TV?
Yeah.
Fuck, you should have brought that up.
Yeah, so what was that like?
Yeah, that would have distracted us a little
Oh,
bit.
really nice.
That
Nothing better than an
character,
actor talking about how nice the director was. Clunked their heads like coconuts. And remember that in fucking Salem's Lot?
All right, we're gonna break and then we're gonna wrap up this fine Friday show with Ron Bennington. Stay there.
The Opie and Anthony Show. Sirius XM. Sirius XM. The Opie and Anthony Show.
My Ron Bennington in studio, really fucking pushing us toward the weekend in style.
What a fun time.
Yeah, we were discussing Bobby Lee.
You guys mind I tell one story what happened to me when I was little?
Please tell us.
Somebody put a fish in my asshole. I shouldn't tell
Wow.
this.
Fish in your asshole.
He brings it up, and then it's everybody else's fault.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to prod him too much.
How much time are you guys working next week? You going to do it all?
A few days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I guess. Then it's the holidays. Thanksgiving action.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
When I went to leave.
Yeah.
My Escalade, my poor Escalade, got nailed by a cab.
Yeah, I saw you guys outside at the aftermath. It's like, what the fuck is this about?
I was.
It was pretty impressive too. He did some good damage to the cab and your.
It was a rear ender. You know, Kenny was driving. Thank God.
Great.
Not on my bullshit. You know, and hit like the rear right passenger side of my vehicle with the front driver's side of the cab. I think he was trying to sneak through. To tell you the truth. He was trying to sneak around. And cabs and people on their fucking phones are the scourge of the highways because they don't look. Cab, you can stop a lot. I said the other day, I think 20 or 30% less people get through a red light cycle now than they used to because of fucking phones.
Yeah, but you got to do a little texting at that red light.
But
we all
every
do
cabbie's on the phone too.
They're all
every
on the phone.
cabbie is on the phone.
That's illegal.
100% of the time that they're
100%.
driving you, talking to a chick.
And you think they're fucking
from another country.
Yeah. They think you think they're talking to you for a second.
Right.
You're like, it's like, excuse me? They don't even acknowledge it. You said, excuse me. And then you're like, oh, I'm the asshole.
Right.
I'm the asshole talking to you. Meanwhile, you're on the phone.
You think they're rubbing shit out while they're driving you around if they're on the phone with the chick from another country?
I don't know.
They're doing a little rubbing action?
I know they piss their pants sometimes.
Yeah. It just stinks in there.
No, they got the big bottles.
Snapple bottle.
Whatever they
use. Big wide mouth or something like that. But they suck because they're always filling out something on a clipboard or counting their money or something when the light turns green. And then the people on the phones, man, and driving down the expressway, you'll just see somebody weaving all over the place.
Way worse than drunk driving.
And that used to be a drunk.
I would much rather see a drunk driver than a fucking texting asshole on the highway.
Once in a blue moon, on a fucking Saturday night, 3 in the morning or something, 4 in the morning, you'd see someone weaving and go, oh, that guy's fucking drunk. You wouldn't just drive around during the day and see drunk drivers.
Right.
Now, people texting, there's people weaving all over the fucking road like it's a road full of drunks. And then you get the left turn arrow that you might get 5 cars through if everybody moves quickly.
Right.
It turns green, and there's the person at the front of the line not moving.
Well, he's got to get that last word in before he sends the text.
So I have no patience anymore. I am the second a light turns green. If I don't see their brake lights come off in front of me, map. Can't take it. Fucking. It's so frustrating.
How bad is the car? Gonna be able to fix it?
Yeah. I got my lease is up in what? I think April, something like that. So, they'll patch it all up. I'll send it in. I'll get the new fucking awesomeness of the 2015 Escalade.
I got to get a new car.
You're leaping ahead. You're leaping over 14.
Right over 14. Fuck 14.
Pretty smart, though.
Because they're already out
right to
like the
15.
14s. Yeah.
14
That was
blows.
just ironic that you said that.
Oh, right. He's maturing. What car should I get? Nice fucking family car that doesn't look fucking
Why don't you
douchey.
get something big
I want a bigger
brawny.
car than my brawny.
Yes, you got to get a big animal car. Nice gas waster.
Like what though? I don't know if I want to go Escalade.
My 50 Cal fits in the back. When I drive out to
that's
Calverton,
good.
I don't even have to break it down. I just put it in the back on the bipod, fill it up with ammunition, and just fucking go.
Do they make a smaller Escalade?
No.
What are you thinking? Kids seats, little TVs in the back for them?
All that shit. You know.
They get so much room in those things. It's fucking great.
They don't even know they're outside. Kids don't. They still feel like they're in their room.
Dude.
They're in their room. Yeah.
I don't know about it. You're a suburb guy, right?
No.
Oh. No, I mean you used to be.
Growing up, yeah.
Okay. My kid doesn't want to fucking walk because he doesn't get it. He doesn't understand walking because he's a city kid.
Oh boy.
I pick him up at school. I have to carry him.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand walking because his whole world is in an apartment in the fucking sky. And then when it's playtime, it's when I decide playtime, when I want to bring him outside. It's bad.
But you know, the suburbs is the same way now with kids. Like kids just don't run out and play in the suburbs.
It
Their
is
mom,
creepy.
their mom or dad goes with them. It's not like when you were younger.
It's creepy when you drive around neighborhoods. You don't see any fucking kids anywhere.
You used
What
to
the
go,
fuck happened?
Used to go like, yeah, I'm going out. Okay. And you'd leave in the morning. You wouldn't come home until nighttime.
Yep.
And you'd be out all fucking
And
day.
we would lose one or two, you know.
Well,
it was,
Hey,
part,
you're
of,
gonna
it was
have-
part of the war.
Kids going to get hit by
We would lose
they're
one
gonna
or
be
two.
cars.
Right,
I had
by
4
a
kids
car.
on my a street, all killed killed by cars.
Yes. Really?
Yeah, 4 of them.
I knew about 3. No,
Who'd you grow up with, Ronnie
2 car,
Kovacs? Oh.
2 car, and one
Ronnie Kovacs.
and one drown in the fucking sump.
Oh God!
We used to
Tried
have
take a swim in the sump.
We used to have the thin ice kids in our neighborhood.
Oh yeah, that was the problem.
That was our big one. Thin ice kids and trains.
Trains.
The suicide kids
I
with the
didn't know.
trains.
I knew a guy that was hit by a train
Not
but
so
didn't
much-
die, and they called him Trainee.
See, we had a kid because we used to hop trains,
Yeah.
and one of
You
the kids got
hobo?
sucked on. That's what we were told. My mom used to call them
Hobo.
train bums.
Yeah,
she goes,
train bum.
"Promise that you won't go near the track. The train bums will grab you."
It's train bums.
What do you mean you used
So
to?
he got sucked under, lost his leg, and his
Oh,
parents moved. They're like, "Look, we're going to move somewhere
Yeah,
where
we're-
people don't remember him with a leg."
Don't know that.
It's kind of logical.
Yeah.
Well, what would you do with the hopping trains thing?
I just ride it as long
To
as we
where?
could jump off.
But where would you end up sometimes?
Something like you would ride it for like a quarter of a mile.
Oh, okay.
You know, just you jump up on the ladder and you're just holding on.
Hang
you're
on,
screaming
yeah.
at each other. This is fucking great!
Holy
This is great!
Fucking
You know?
see, I jumped off that fucking thing. I rolled. Yeah, I saw it.
Remember skitching was really popular? You hold on to the
Hold
bumper
on to
and
in the
you
snow.
don't see any of that anymore with the
No.
snow, right?
Kids aren't outside.
Right.
Nah, that's
fucking blame 'em.
that's amazing video games available now. Why the fuck go outside? Why snowboard when you could fucking Xbox snowboard? I love it.
Do it with strength. Do it with strength and
Right.
power.
Yeah, fuck that. But you'd all hop on your bicycles like a fucking little motorcycle gang.
Yeah.
And ride around on your bikes and go places. But you just don't see that anymore.
Not at all.
People are afraid of what? Fucking retards in the shed with
Yeah,
candy?
yeah,
I think, yeah.
they're afraid of their kids being snatched and blown.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's
They're gonna
all parents think about now.
They gotta be
Snapped and
supervised.
blown?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Play dates. It's all about play dates. It's got to be all organized now.
Yeah.
Are you into that now? You into
No.
you have to sit there with the other parents?
No, we've decided.
Sounds like a treat.
We've decided to raise a loner.
I mean, that's a smart idea.
I don't want to deal with the parents.
No.
I'm taking Fez out on gay dates where I just sit there. He dances in the corner.
You sit with another guy. And go, yeah. Where's yours? It's over there.
I sit in my kid's classroom and I know which parents are cool, and I
Yeah.
just pray that he's going to play with that kid.
Yeah, so then you don't got to deal with an asshole.
Oh God, I don't want to deal with assholes. Everyone says I'm going to have to. They're going to be in my house being just assholery as our kids play.
But what if the other parents are thinking the same thing.
You know what? You're absolutely right. It does
Could you
work both
imagine though,
ways.
like you show up at the school just to be a dad? Like,
all the
could you imagine if your dad showed up at your school?
Oh my
It meant you were in
God.
gigantic trouble.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I've come to grab you in front of everyone and take you away.
If mom showed up, it could mean a little bit of trouble. It could mean you were sick, something like that. You had something to do, an appointment, and mom came. If dad ever came to the school, that was major trouble. Probably the biggest trouble you would ever be in at that age.
My kid's school is filled with parents the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
They got a whole room with a coffee machine. Like, they don't go home anymore.
Parents never show up.
I
They
go
don't
there,
leave
make
the-
sure my kid settles in, and then I'm out of there.
If my parents would have showed up to make sure I was settled in, I would have been fucking mocked forever.
Right.
I didn't want anyone to know I had parents. If I saw them at the mall and I was with my parents, I would walk away from my parents. It was like embarrassing to think that you had parents.
It's a different world. Although my kid's still, he's only 3.5. I would assume this is going to fucking fade away where the parents don't hang out the whole time.
Dad took me to a father-son breakfast as a kid, a school father-son breakfast thing, and he was real fucking totally hungover.
Is this
He's
the
like,
one where it was really set up that the cops bust all the fathers?
They walk in.
There are no Yankee
being a
tickets.
scofflaw. Yeah, it's a father-son breakfast. All right, grab the kid, take him out of the room.
No free TVs. What the fuck?
That, and then my mom used to be like the field trip mom.
Oh yeah,
so she went on a few of the good field trips and stuff, Radio City and Museum of Natural History and stuff. And she was hungover too. My parents take trips all hungover.
Well, they were under a lot of stress.
Yeah. I remember she was at Radio City that time, and she was taking swigs of Pepto-Bismol out of her fucking pocketbook.
Right.
And I was like, "What's the matter, Mommy? Do you have a tummy ache?" "Yeah, I got a tummy ache." "Oh."
Mommy's wearing sunglasses.
Inside Radio City with the lights off.
My mom's best friend was a raging alcoholic, so we were let down all the fucking time because she would plan these trips to New York City with her, and then we'd get the call in the morning
I can't
that she's
make it.
sick, and then we finally started figuring out that this lady, had a drinking problem.
Yeah.
I remember a trip to Chinatown that never went down.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was a bit hungover.
But, come back to suburban Long Island with your little back scratcher.
I never went. That's what I'm getting at.
Chinese fan.
There was
like, ooh, my little trip to
when
Chinatown.
my mom set up these fucking, day trips, but that lady was involved, we knew that we were going to be let down again.
Yeah. Really learning the culture.
It is weird how we were just surrounded by alcoholics and fucking accepted it.
It was accepted.
If my grandfather would drive us to the beach, he would pull into fucking tap rooms, right, with the kids in the car to go like this. I got to go talk to a guy. Wait here, right?
They leave the kids in the car.
We would sit in the car and he would be gone for an hour.
To get a quick one in.
Grab a couple of beers.
A couple in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
Me and my buddy Roy, he lived in Flushing. I was probably maybe 7 years old, some 8. And me and him were trying to find our dads. It was one of those family things. My family would go visit his family, like friends for years and years and years. So we went walking around, and we found them coming out of a strip club in Flushing. And they were fucking just stunk of beer and whore. And they told us, don't tell your moms where we were.
I
don't remember. I might have ratted them out.
Was Tom Bosley in there?
Yeah, that Happy
Mr.
Days
C, was he in there? Was he in there?
What happened with that one?
Well, Richie got a fake ID
and went to the strip club. And there's Mr. C.
And Mr. C was there.
He's enjoying himself.
And now they're both puzzled to see each other.
Right. Wasn't it a business thing?
Back when
he was forced
back
into
when
it.
like strippers had live music playing.
Yeah.
You know, the bands.
And now, and all she did was like take her gloves off,
the tassels,
and she had like a tassel-y thing, but she never stripped, and he was very disappointed. Richie was disappointed.
There's a businessman in town, and Mr. C had to take him out.
That's what Mr. C said.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
That's where I met your mother, Richard.
Meanwhile, he got a lap dance, fucking left with fucking...
Yeah.
We have that clip.
Slug trail on his fucking pants.
We don't have the strip club clip. It's
kind of a long
we don't
thing,
need a whole
think.
episode. That's fine, whatever.
Yeah, and then my dad would take me to, it was like take your kid to work day. It wasn't a real technical thing or a real thing. He would just be like, hey, Anthony, come to work with Dad today.
That's
so
nice.
Like, oh, okay. So we would go over to good old Joachim Flanzig and Weissman over there in Mineola, the law firm that he was an investigator for.
Sure.
And then we'd leave and go to the bar. It was this bar where I thought it was so cool that you were able to take the shells off the peanuts and throw the shells on the floor. And he would set me up at the table with, Cokes or something, and he would sit at the bar and just drink fucking whiskey and beers for a while.
And he thought you were just having a blast.
Oh, I was. It was great. And then we'd hop in the car. He's fucking hammered. I didn't know any better.
Going into a
That
bar when
age.
you're a kid is fucking fantastic.
It's great.
You're like, I can't wait till I can start come here on my own. Play
could do
fucking
this.
shuffleboard, bowling. You know what I mean? It all looks fantastic.
There's games in there. There's darts and fucking, shuffleboard, and everyone's laughing.
Yeah, everything's great.
Fucking fun, right?
You're fucking talking about sports.
Yeah.
You're fucking playing jukeboxes. It's everything you want.
No annoying women.
Boy.
It was great.
Guys drinking beer out of very small glasses. Old guys always drink out
The
of
old
this
guy
very
with that little
Yeah.
glass. Yeah, set me up with another one. It's like, wow, yeah, you.
Me.
Oh.
Don't smile back. Why not?
Yeah, see, Sam, I'm missing this.
If you offer to buy him a drink, they'll order champagne cocktails at $5 a pop.
Funny line.
Whores.
Wow.
Oh, God. Remember that sound?
Oh, I'm not very thirsty.
Little Rogaine.
I didn't ask if you was thirsty. I asked what do you have. There's a 2-drink minimum.
Oh, beer? Yeah. Beer.
Beer.
All right. Playing a little Sweet Georgia Brown.
Yeah, she's
As
doing a
this
sexy dance.
blonde bimbo.
Oh, my God. What
Tries to do a little dance.
She's waving something.
Jeez.
I like the couple behind them. There's a guy and a girl.
Yeah,
couple
what
looks
is
like
that
Joseph
about?
Goriak, Champion Bank. And your wife says no.
Not taking much off. Don't
Yeah.
you know anything? They don't let her take it off. They save it up for Bubbles. She does it all.
Bubbles takes it off.
Oh, Potsy, you cunt.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Oh, they bring both the beers. Now we're just watching Happy Days.
Bobsy Twins, your beer.
Wow, the writing was terrific.
You know what? I do
Amazing.
remember the thrill of going into a strip club, though, for the first few times. Instant hard-on. Just got an instant hard-on.
Went into this, I can't think of this fucking woman's name, but we went up into Philly, fucking ugly as shit, and she came out. It was like when there would be just one fucking stripper, you know what I mean, booked for the show, and she came out pushing a broom with her vagina. She had it fucking stuck up, and she was walking in.
How great is that? Come on.
Great. Jack of all trades.
Yes.
You're like, woo, this is going to be a harsh fucking night.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I hate to ask where the janitor was. Pussy.
Yes. Some of those strip clubs, they would have maybe 3-4 girls for the
yeah.
whole night. And
Just
now it's just
rotating
a
through.
parade of fucking hundreds of girls.
Beautiful
That's the same.
runaways. They're all doing great. I was at this place
Yeah.
called Mons Venus where the girls used to have to fucking get
Mons
off
Venus.
they had to get off the stage and play their own songs in the jukebox. They had
Yes.
to pump quarters in. And there's one chick, and I'm not making this up, while she was dancing for us, her fucking water broke.
Oh, shit.
That's how far along she was.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's a treat right there.
And
That's
they're
worth
like,
a buck
well,
tip.
there's something for you and something for the baby.
Yeah.
You know, you got to ride, right?
Something for the baby.
Hey, this guy, Alex, wants in from D.C. Alex, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Hey.
Just chilling with Ron Bennington today.
What's going on, Ronnie?
Hey, man.
I'm from Latin America, and try growing up when your grandfather owns the fucking whorehouse and the bar.
Oh, wow.
That sounds pretty good, though.
What, you're saying he had prostitutes in the back room, right?
Yes. Basically, it was front of the bar, and then basically guys would come in there and just talk to the ladies and buy drinks or whatever, and then it was like a menu. They took them to the back and did all kinds of shit. So it was a small town, so my grandfather would actually get these other girls from other towns. And bring him in, and it was the only bar in town.
It's like Richard Pryor wrote the same.
Right. Did you ever ask him how he got the girls from the other towns, by the way?
Well, it's kind of a poor country, so you don't have to. You only offer them, just a little bit of money. And it was a fishing town, so you had fishing was the main source of this town, and so you had a lot of guys from different countries and stuff like that. So, yeah, I was the most popular, one of the most popular kids in town. Because me and my brother, because our
Like
grandfather owned the
Porky's.
fucking whorehouse
His
and the
fucking his grandfather owned Porky's.
Latin Porky's.
Latin Porky's, yes.
Porky's.
Porky.
Good times.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right, sir. Godspeed.
Yeah. My grandfather used to drink steady, just like he would sit. Every time I saw him, he was in that lounge, the little fucking recliner chair, watching the Met game, just drinking a beer constantly. Like, constantly had beer. And I never remember him being drunk, but I never remember him being anything.
Same. He was the same in the morning, the same as at night. Yeah.
Every time I saw him, that was, visiting Grandma's house. There's Grandpa. He's in there just fucking.
Whose father?
That was my mom's dad. Yeah.
See, the thing is, you probably don't know anyone today as hard as that fucking man was.
Oh,
that
no.
was a generation
Right.
of hard dudes. By the time they were fucking 40, they had it.
Yes.
You know, they would just sit in the dark and smoke fucking balls, try to forget all the shit that they've seen, all the stuff they had to do.
Yeah.
Try to push down.
Drinking.
And those factory guys, when I would be going to school, we would see them going into bars before work.
Oh,
you know,
man.
8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, they had to stop and drink before they walked.
Before they could even go to work.
Just
Yeah,
the
yeah.
idea of it.
Yep.
Like I've got to be fucking buzzed
And you
for
know,
this.
lunch was the same thing.
Same
they were
exact
going to be
thing.
drinking for lunch. Yeah, you just couldn't.
Do you got to remember, life was like worthless to them.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like they surrendered their life.
Yep.
So that their kids could have food.
There was no hope for them.
Yeah.
Their course was set, and that was it. No hopes, no dreams.
Yeah.
Sounds like us.
You're
It is.
yes.
It's just a better version. You know what I mean? But imagine this: that if you could lose your arm when you're at work,
in
or
some horrid machine,
Exactly. As opposed to just the dignity they've taken and all promotion.
but it would be the same guys fucking running that, you know. But the
Yeah.
same kind of guys that run this ran those factories, and we're always saying, "Well, we've got to get industry back in this country." It was fucking awful. That's what they forget. It was awful. Guys were like 39, and their lungs were fucking rotting out.
fucked up. They a bunch of guys with no fingers or hands.
Yeah,
just
their hearing is
taken off in the
gone.
hubcap machine. Yeah, no
Their
hearing.
nerves were gone.
Yeah.
Those jackhammers, everything else they were fucking working with.
Ah, yes.
Jesus, the good old days.
Yeah, the kids are spoiled these days.
That's right.
They don't know how to work a jackhammer.
Everything about that fucking life was just so brutal. Just brutal for those dudes.
And then
And then they had to see us. We're fucking letting our hair grow and smoking pot and shit.
Having a good
fucking
old
looking like
time.
girls to them.
fucking waste. Right. Looking like a girl. This is what I fucking sacrificed for.
Laying on the couch and watching cartoons when you're 15. I don't know.
I don't know what I want.
I don't want to mow the lawn.
And they've already been working 5 years at that point.
By the time they were 15, yeah, they'd already killed people.
Right.
Holy shit. Yeah, just a whole different fucking animal.
Different generation.
Yeah. Wow, I'm just beat.
Yeah.
Now I'm just
Bobby Lee
ready
just
for the
fucking
weekend.
tired us out.
Well, I think everybody's got a little bit of that fucking jungle rot from them too, man.
That is
that
some
shit was in the
frightening
air.
stuff.
Did you really see it?
Yeah.
How bad was it?
There was flakes coming off his foot and was flying around there, you guys.
Oh,
I was watching
shit.
it in the light.
I don't
There you
need
go.
that. Why the hell? I don't need no
Yeah,
jungle rot.
Look like the hotel gun scene in True Romance.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Right? It was floating in the air
Floating
and
in
stuff.
the air, just like that.
Yeah, you're so cool.
Yeah.
The whole time I was looking at it, I was saying, you're so cool.
You're so cool.
Well, Bloomberg wants to do one more thing before he leaves office.
Oh, pardon me.
It's great.
He wants to ban styrofoam.
Good.
He's going after the styrofoam people now.
Good.
Sure.
Is that
Why?
a code word for something more important?
Yeah,
Or is
vaginas.
it really styrofoam vaginas?
He really wants
doesn't
to
like
get rid of them.
vaginas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, why is a good question here.
Well, you know what? I can't even criticize this fucking guy anymore based on what I've read already about de Blasio.
De Blasio's going to suck a fucking bag of dicks.
Did you see the little commission he put together, the little think tank
No.
he put together to question them about the police department and things that he
Who's
should...
involved in that?
felons, criminals, drug dealers.
From their point of view.
From their point of view,
Good.
they and they gave him such advice as, of course, stop and frisk should be done away with.
Sure.
And why can't the police just leave us alone to do what we'd like to do to earn a living? And if you get out of prison, they don't like being checked up on because they say, look, we paid our debt. And we don't need to be watched after.
De Blasio, it seems to me like a groveling twat.
Yes.
He is going to be atrocious.
We're gonna have fun with him, though.
Because La Hoda, the other guy, was not likable.
Yeah.
And de Blasio is probably a much more likable guy, and his family is interesting and different, and they feel progressive. What a bunch of dummies New Yorkers are to elect.
He said he's not a free market guy at all. He's not a free market guy. He likes a heavy-handed government.
But the Republicans blew it with Loda. He didn't look likable at all.
Yeah,
that was the best they could come up with. They had, what, 12 years to figure it out?
Well, just the fact that you'd want somebody that was probably a little similar to the last guy that was in there, you know.
I got a split, guys.
Oh, shit. What, you got a meeting?
What happened? It was great seeing you guys.
Panic attack? What do you got
Yeah,
going
I got to
on?
go see
You
Bobby.
okay, buddy?
Bobby Lee and I said some things I wish I didn't.
Oh.
Okay.
Twitter's mad at me. But it was good to see you,
You
guys.
okay, buddy?
today,
You locking up? What's the matter?
Just locking up. I want to get out of here. I just
You okay?
don't feel so good.
I also want to thank Fez for stopping by today. It was very nice of him as well.
Yeah, thanks,
It was a very
Fezzy.
nice surprise you guys
Well,
stopping by today.
You know. He knows everyone doesn't like him because
we
he's gay.
like him.
Because it changed everything when he came out as gay.
Is that what he thinks?
It's the
Why
biggest
would he
surprise.
think that?
Well, because you guys use the other F word.
Oh, right.
Facial.
Facial.
It's fagala.
Fagala.
All right, I'll see you boys later.
All right there, Ronnie. Thanks for coming in, man.
You made the time
What a
fly
blast.
by today, sir. Ron
I love
Bennington.
seeing Ronnie.
See you
Take it
guys.
easy,
Thank
sir.
you.
Have a good show. I'll be listening on the way home.
Fuck it, I say we go home.
Well, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Kenny.
Oh, holy shit, he came on like Kramer.
Jesus, what
he came in
happened?
like Kramer.
Oh, my God.
You can't go yet.
Why?
Because at 10 o'clock, something important.
Yeah, Jimmy's tickets go on sale.
Yeah.
Oh,
For the
right.
Borgata, February 14th.
Yeah, and 2 nights, Valentine's Day weekend, whatever those nights
Oh,
are.
2 nights.
Yeah, the whole weekend.
Very cool.
Valentine's Day and President's Weekend.
Okay.
So it's a double thing.
Didn't we do that last year? We all went down there?
I didn't do it that week. I've been doing antisocial for the last couple of years. I actually just wanted to do headline shows this year.
Fucking do Uncle Social.
Fuck
too.
you. How am I going to follow that, Comia?
Our yearly trip to the Borgata. I look forward to that. Especially in the heart of fucking winter. It breaks it up nice.
Yeah, I always love getting down there.
Gives you a couple days.
And
it's a good time, man. We always have a blast down there.
I have a mailing list. Do people still join mailing lists anymore on my website or no?
Your fans do.
Mailing.
Do they?
Yes. You got loyal and dedicated fans.
Thank you. Well, join the mailing list then. Go to JimNorton.com.
Mailing list
light.
then.
It's fucking light.
All right. Maybe they don't know about it. Now they do.
Yeah, JimNorton.com.
Right.
And tonight I'm in Clinton, New Jersey. I think tomorrow's sold out. Tonight there might be tickets on the early show. So whatever. If you want to come see me, see me.
Come tonight.
If you
all
want.
new material.
Yeah.
All
All
that
right.
stuff.
Let's see what else. Bobby Lee live on
Gotham?
Twitter. We'll be at Gotham this weekend.
Yeah.
And I put together with the help of a couple listeners a Shaq Balloon video. The video with our commentary.
Shaq Balloon.
Although I couldn't find the UFN line.
Oh, well.
But it's still pretty damn strong. So, hey, Rocky, put it on the Facebook page yet? It came out really well. I put a heavy edit into it to really make it fucking smoke. It's on Facebook?
We will.
Okay.
Put it up.
Yeah, put that up there for the people.
You do that.
All right. Have a good weekend.
Everybody. Have fun, huh? Have a good, safe, and sane weekend, would you?
Here comes light of the day, light of the day.
We've seen the motorcade, Obama's motorcade,
Yeah,
go
and
by.
Bush's
I've seen it a couple times. You could barely
It
tell
just
there's
whips by and
you
then
can't
don't
tell
even know
there's a
it's him.
person in there.
Yeah, you don't even know because they run a couple.
Amazing.
The spinner rings
Oh, I
are a
have.
dead giveaway.
The Opie and Anthony Show continues. Sort of. In a reanimated sort of way. After O&A Live with Sam Roberts is next. This Here's your host, Sam Roberts.
Yeah. Have a wonderful weekend, Opie. You too.
We were just discussing you too.
You like the new song?
How great was Bobby Lee and Ron Bennington today?
Love them. Two of my favorite people to have on the show.
Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee always,
amazing.
and he's so great because he's on so seldom.
Right.
It's like maybe once a year, but it's always an event.
And you know he's in New York more than once a year. He avoids us.
I know.
And then he gets the guts to come on our show finally.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, he's like, this was a bad idea. It's never a bad idea because he kills.
It's always great. And I'm sure he sells tickets. He's a Gotham this weekend.
Right.
But he was having an episode after the show. People walking up the hall, because he found a chair in the middle of the hall, and he just sat down and he was like, oh, I don't know. I go in and I say these things. I shouldn't have said these things. Am I a bad person? And I'm going, what? Like, what did you even say?
That's why I know it's not a work.
Because he's still doing it. Like,
I think part of it might be a work if we really want to break down the fucking wall today. But I think in general, that's Bobby Lee.
No, he cried.
I think it's one of those.
He actually was crying?
Yeah.
He was teary-eyed when I saw
Why?
him.
About what part?
In the elevator, he cried.
About what?
He said, I'm sorry. Like, can't he go back to the hotel because he's tired? I'm like, that's okay.
Oh, my God. He gave us a great hour and a half or whatever it was. 2 hours, maybe.
I think he's one of those guys where he's always performing. Like, he lost whatever real person Bobby Lee was before the performer is gone.
Right.
So he's just the performer at all times. So even if he is kind of doing a character, he's totally lost in it.
Right.
So the character is real.
Yeah, it becomes what he is.
But he was like, people who work in facilities that like build things here and you know, make sure the garbage is taken out and all this stuff, were like looking at him just sitting in this chair going like, is he okay?
Right.
And he'd give him this look like, why is he looking at me?
Right.
What does he know? What did I say?
He's a bit paranoid.
Yeah.
We probably shouldn't have broke out the pink bunny.
That one time, the first time?
We didn't know at that time.
I think it was the best thing.
We had no idea that he was who he is, and we figured, you know, to finally try the pink bunny gag.
That's something we should put on a podcast, that whole first Bobby Lee appearance.
Really?
Yeah.
We need something for next week.
But he got weird. The first appearance, I remember, he got weird right away. Like, he came in and he was pulling his pants down to show his his slim-cut underpants.
I forgot about that.
Like, he had these really tight... I only remember because in our office, there's an autographed Bobby Lee photo, and it's a photo that E-Rock took of him in the studio with his pants pulled down.
Yeah.
And he's got these tiny little striped, thin-cut underpants on.
He wanted to show us.
And he wanted to.
We didn't ask to see it.
So then we realized he was weird.
Right.
And started playing with the lights.
The
and
console.
Like, yeah, we
Did we talk about it on the air or off air today, how we made the whole audience disappear to really fuck them up?
I think it was on the air, but
we did some David
briefly.
Blaine shit.
Yeah, you guys distracted him in the studio.
Right.
So he had his back to the audience.
Whole studio with the bleachers and the crowd, which would get pretty big some days. And we distracted Bobby Lee, and then we had it well coordinated where we had everyone leave. So then when he turned around again, because he wasn't hearing laughs anymore, he turned around and, what the fuck, where did the audience go? And we're like, what audience? We never had an audience.
I think me and one of the other guys, I don't even remember who it was, got 30 people to silently, and that's why our audience was so good, because they're always in on the joke.
Right.
So we got 30 people to silently get off the bleacher. I think we just shoved them all into our office and just said, everybody be quiet. And then we shut off the lights where the audience was.
Right.
And so, like you said, eventually Bobby Lee turns around.
He goes, where's the people? I'm like, what people? What are you talking about?
There was never any audience, Bobby.
I think we're just as sick because we play with his mind.
And that was the same studio where we had a switch, and the console, the desk that we broadcast from, could move up and down. And so we were just moving it up and down. And Bobby Lee's not the only person we did that to.
No.
Who else did we do that to? I don't remember.
Maybe Stalker Patty.
Yeah, probably Patty.
I gotta go, Sam.
All right.
I like doing radio with you, but I gotta go.
I'm not taking it personally.
You sure?
Yes. You go do your thing.
Have a great weekend. Are you celebrating this weekend?
No celebration.
All right, because according to my calendar, it's a certain day.
What? No.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't celebrate the JFK assassination. You sick fuck.
all right. Well, I don't know.
Opie sees him by the staff lunch.
Opie said he's leaving, Roland. I don't think he ever said that.
He did.
That's your trick that you do. But Bobby Lee, one of my favorite people. 866-WOW-1-WOW. Call up the show. The after show has begun. Bobby Lee was on today. I don't remember. I'm trying to think of all the things that we've done to Bobby Lee throughout his tenure on the show. Okay.
The rabbit, the earthquake.
Well, so you had the audience disappearing off the bleachers. We made him think there was an earthquake happening because we started moving the console up and down.
Because he came from L.A. and the day before was the earthquake there.
Right.
And he asked us, is there a possibility of the big earthquake happening in New York? And you all said yes.
Well, he asked these questions with the innocence of a child that makes you think that he's joking around. Like, he'll ask you, is it possible for a giant earthquake to hit New York? And then he'll just trust you. Like a child would trust his parents when you go, yes, it absolutely is. In our minds, you're looking at him going, well, this is another adult. There's two adults and we're just having a conversation. Like, I would never just go to some guy on a radio show and say, hey, I don't know, is it possible for a giant earthquake to hit New York? And then just believe him at his word when he says yes. But Bobby Lee still has that childlike mentality where if you believe him, he goes, okay, yes, he said there is, and I think there's an earthquake coming. There's a big possibility. So when the console starts moving up and down, yeah, he thinks there's an actual earthquake. So we did that. We had one of the guys, we used to have a big pink bunny suit. I don't even remember why we had that thing. But we had a pink bunny suit, a guy in a bunny suit walking around, and we had to insist to him that there was no bunny. That really freaked him out, because we were like, what are you talking about? And we just have the bunny stand next to him.
There's another comic in the studio that day, too.
At one point, we had the bunny sit in the empty bleachers. So where he thought there was once an audience had completely disappeared and been replaced by a lone pink furry bunny. It was the weirdest day. I would assume the fact that he thought it was all real had to only make it that much more weird for him, unless he's just always in this altered state of consciousness. Eric, what else have we done to Bobby Lee?
He also mentioned the earthquake where...
I just talked about that.
Oh, I wasn't in here. Sorry. The earthquake, the moving the console. There was something with a crane next door. Remember they were knocking a building down?
Because we were we were broadcasting, living. We might as well have been living. We were broadcasting on 57th Street, where there was construction going on across the street, and then we had a big window in the studio. It was a beautiful studio back then. We had this big window, and we convinced him when the earthquake was happening that yes, that crane from across the street that was building something could absolutely fall on the studio at any moment. He freaked the fuck out. That set up his relationship with the show. So now he comes in, like he said, he's super defensive, and I think he's just ready to get weird. He's just in this mood where he's ready to be strange. I believe it was the last time he came in, Bobo was in here, and that was when we were obsessed with playing the up and down game with Bobo. When we would make Bobo take his pants down, not make, simply request. We would request that Bobo would take his pants down and become erect just by talking. You'd talk about women, and he'd get instantly erect. You'd start talking about the Mets, he would become unerect. You'd start talking about women, he's erect again. I swear, Bobo gets more horned up. We were working on some production with this guy, and last time he was in last Friday. Troy and me had him in the studio to work on some production that will debut soon, but it's of a sexual nature. There were no women in the studio. He got but we needed him to sound like he was talking to a woman, and just the idea that it could be happening got him so worked up. He was in a lather. His pants got tight and everything. It was very strange. But he was doing the up and down game, and I guess Bobby just felt like it always needs to be taken to the next level. So he goes over and he goes, should I blow on it? Should I blow on it? And they're going, Opie and Anthony are going, what? And knowing me, I'm probably going, yes, of course you should, Bobby. You should definitely blow on his penis. And he went over and just started getting next to Bobo's penis without touching it, no contact, and blowing on it. You remember that, Roland?
Yeah.
It was weird. It was his idea, too. It wasn't like we said, hey, Bobby, you should definitely go blow on Bobo's dick. He goes, I think I should blow on it. Do you guys think I should do that? Yeah, Bobby Lee, I guess we should.
And then after I get Bobby Lee, what's going to happen? I go, you'll be fine. Don't worry. It's not going to happen. I have to talk him off the ledge.
He's so funny.
And then I bring him in here. You guys throw him back on the ledge.
He is so funny. Nick in Tennessee.
Prime time. What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
All right. So I remember Bobby Lee when he was when he did Mad TV, and he'd always be running around in his fucking whitey tighties, goofball. But the interview today, man, I had never heard him on the show before. Today, that dude was so fucking awkward, man. Just unbelievably bizarre to listen to.
That's what it is. That's the word. It's bizarre. It's entertaining. It's engrossing. It couldn't be more entertaining. But yeah, it's so bizarre. What was your favorite Bobby Lee story that you heard today?
Fuck, man. Probably him going over to Amsterdam, wherever, over in the Philippines to get an asshole lick.
Yeah, he just goes, I could get my butthole licked for $50. I don't think it's prostitution, though, but I got my butthole licked for $50.
I thought he said 90, but either
Maybe
way.
90.
Then he kept getting all, like he was upset that he was telling these stories, but nobody forced him to. He was just offering this shit up, man.
He goes, I don't want to tell the story. Should I tell the story? And we go, yeah, you should. Okay, I can't believe you made me tell that story.
Oh, God. Well, it makes me feel better about myself.
Yeah, really. Thanks, Nick.
Have a good day, buddy.
All right. Scott in Illinois.
Hey, Sam. I consider myself a pretty avid listener, and I've heard most of Bobby Lee's appearances. Was the bunny one before or after the earthquake one?
It might have been the same day, because that first time we had Bobby Lee in, I think it was like we had him on for like 2 hours or something. We physically wouldn't let him leave that day.
Was Russell Peters there that day?
Mike Birbiglia was
Mike
there.
Birbiglia, yeah, definitely not
Kelly.
Russell Peters. But I think
an overwhelming success would be a Bobby Lee podcast. You've got to do that of his greatest hits.
Yeah, we may just air the first one and then save the other ones because the first one was so long. And if I remember correctly, I believe that we physically barricaded the doors.
Poe and Steve.
We would not let him leave the studio. He was freaking the fuck out. But now he considers the Opie and Anthony show his East Coast family. He had a great time. And I honestly think, too, that he goes on these other radio shows, right, across the country, terrestrial radio shows, and they're going to ask him, about the little role he had in The Hangover or something, because wasn't he one of the spies or something? What movie was he a spy in? Maybe that was Harold and Kumar.
Probably that one.
Okay, yeah. Because he was a...
That'd be racist.
he was in a movie with Ken Jeong, where they were both spies. No, the movie I'm thinking of is Pineapple Express. He was in Pineapple Express as one of the little ninja spies. And that's not racist. He was a ninja spy. But, they're going to talk about his little appearance in Pineapple Express. They'll talk about him being on Mad TV. But there's no other radio show that he can come on and just expose his demons. So it's, ladies and gentlemen, forcing his way into the studio and into the conversation. So don't expect it to go along the same line that we were just talking. How are you doing, Chip?
What's that?
I said, you know what I said.
Bobby Lee's very good.
You like him?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
He was in a movie with Ken Jeong.
No,
he was on Mad TV. There's no radio shows. He does it. He comes on the Opie and Anthony show because he can kind of talk in a way he doesn't talk on the other shows.
I just said that. You're not presenting a new opinion. Just whatever thunder could be there, you got to take it. It's got to be yours. No, that was my point.
I did make that point earlier in the hallway.
No, you didn't. We don't have a relationship, so you wouldn't have made that point to me.
We're best friends.
No, we're not.
You're my best friend.
You think so?
Piece of shit.
Shut the fuck up.
Fuck yeah.
What are you doing this weekend?
Just fucking chicks.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How many?
Probably about 30.
In one weekend?
Fuck yeah.
Where are you going to meet them?
Everywhere. They just email me. Hey, Chip, stick it in there.
And you do?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's good. Even in the morning?
Fuck yeah.
What time do you start?
5:30 a.m.
And they're ready for a fucking at 5:30 a.m.?
Yep.
Do you nap?
Nope.
You don't nap?
Nope.
You ever take time to listen to music or something?
Fuck yeah.
What kind of music?
Metal.
What's your favorite band?
Fucking Thick fucking puppies, cocksucker. You know.
I do.
All right, I don't want to ruin the after show too.
Thank you for showing mercy.
How great was Bobby Lee?
Oh God, we were just
funny,
talking about. He's so funny. He's just entertainment.
He's an entertaining guy, man.
Yeah.
He just knows how to be crazy and enjoyable and
I told him, I don't even know. Like I want to comfort him after the show and tell him everything's okay. But part of me knows that he knows everything's okay. Like he's not a child.
Yeah.
Just because he acts that way. Like I think he's a deep performance artist, and he may be lost in this character that he does.
That's a good idea. That's a good point.
But yeah, I told him because he said part of this is that he comes on here and he tells all these stories and he feels like it's stopping him from mainstream success.
Wow.
And I go, Bobby, this is you. You're on your journey, my friend. And he goes, yeah. I'm on a journey. Okay, I'm on a journey. And he just walks away quickly. He's always in a hurry.
Have a lovely weekend.
Tickets on sale now.
Thank you, Sam.
At the Borgata.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, President's Day weekend.
It's like a plugging. I really am. It's like, no.
Well, you got to inform the people, though.
That's true.
You can't just expect these tickets to sell themselves, Jim.
It's true.
People have to
buy
know.
them so I feel better.
Look at the numbers. Look at the printout.
Bye, Roland.
Bye.
You see Roland falling asleep?
Yeah, why? What's wrong, Roland?
He's not healthy.
I'm healthy. I'm just tired.
Dude.
No, you're not.
You're
not healthy.
Eric, can you get on my desk?
Yeah.
There's or have somebody get it. There's a disc. I think it says Roland breathing on it.
All right.
That's a boring interview.
Dude, you're falling asleep right now.
I'm tired.
Why are you tired?
I didn't sleep well last night.
Why not?
I don't know.
What time did you fall asleep?
Like 1 or 2.
How come, man?
I had coffee before.
You don't think you have difficulties breathing? You don't think you can...
No, I can sleep through the night. I can sleep for like 10 hours.
Yeah?
You have sleep apnea?
No, I don't.
You don't think so? Because, dude, you fall... Because you might not even know. Yeah, you fall asleep at a moment's notice, and you're snoring immediately. I told you yesterday, that story we were at the movies. And you're snoring immediately, and then a shit joke wakes you up, and you start giggling. You go from snoring to giggling. I was interviewing DDP, wrestler.
I can't hear.
And you got headphones over there?
I don't have headphones.
Why aren't there headphones in the spots?
I don't know.
They just expect nobody's going to be here.
I'll use my own headphones.
All right.
Bring my own, right? Yeah, buddy.
Oh.
I actually like these.
I was interviewing wrestler DDP.
Oh, cool. How was that?
It was great.
That sounds fun.
It was awesome.
Cool.
I put the interview on YouTube.
Oh.
But on YouTube, obviously, I use the studio audio because it sounds better. The microphones,
Do you know how good these sound, by the way, in Bose earbuds?
Is that why you sound so excited? Like you're so much into it now.
I'm wearing Bose earbuds, and I feel like a real broadcaster for the first time.
And you can wear a cowboy hat. You look like Imus.
Yeah.
With your in-ear.
I could just put this down my shirt so you can't even see it.
But I put the video on the computer and I was like syncing.
That was later on in the day, though.
It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
That was the third interview I filmed.
It was the third interview. But while I was doing the interview, thank God, E-Rock saw what was going on. Because you can't stop the interview to adjust a cameraman. But Roland had said, "Don't worry, I got this. I'll film it for you." I go, "Okay, thanks." And I'm looking at him, and he's falling asleep standing up.
The guy was boring.
He wasn't at all.
Who was the guy? Oh, the wrestler.
DDP, yeah. It wasn't. That wasn't what it was. Because nobody, I posted it. Nobody has said it was boring. Not one person.
So Roland was sleeping, huh?
Standing. He was standing up with the camera, and I'm like, what? And he's just trying to hold it straight, and his head starts nodding.
You have audio of him breathing?
This is the beginning of the interview. We just started, so it's not like you were standing there for a while. We just start talking.
He was boring.
And this is, he couldn't, I'm saying hello to him. He hasn't had time to be boring yet.
He bored me.
Roland likes an exciting hello.
Yeah. Hello!
Exactly. Like, hey, let's do this. Like, oh, right. Whoa, what's going on?
This is the greeting. And this is what the on-camera mic picked up. The master of the diamond cutter has joined me. Diamond Dallas Page, what's the haps?
That's one of my favorite phrases.
Jesus.
That's not good, dude.
No. Lugging a refrigerator? What are you doing?
It sounds like oxygen is fighting to escape your body. You worry?
No, I'm fine.
You think so?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Did you hear it?
Yeah, well, these can't think of guessing how that puts on weight, so I blame everybody else.
Doesn't sound good, Roland.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I think it'd be an easy fix.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it's like, but you know, we've seen you snap back into shape before, but that, I was listening to the audio, I was like, holy shit. You at least got to be able to breathe.
Yeah, I like talking deep in my new headphone range.
You too?
Yeah.
You're all about the Bose.
I love a good Bose earbud.
Yeah.
You know, hey there, this is Breathy McSnore-a-lot. I fell asleep using your product.
Breathy McSnore. I hope Todd's picked up on the horrible impression.
I was breathing so hard, I fell asleep using your product. Because someone took the caffeine out of your coffee.
Sir, we don't sell coffee.
Yes, you do.
No, we don't.
My partner's got a big rock skull.
Do you still have apnea?
You know, it's funny. I have my machine is coming Sunday, the one I've needed.
Yeah.
It finally got in, and it could come tomorrow, but I'm working. So Sunday, they're sending it at 2 o'clock, the one that I actually need, the ASV machine, or AVS, whatever it's called.
How did you know that you had apnea? Were you waking up a lot?
I would wake up and I would just go, I'm not breathing.
Mm-hmm.
I just wake up silent. So yeah, I've known for years.
You don't wake up in the middle of the night, you said, Roland?
Snoring. If you snore, you have apnea.
I just wake up, I pee once, and I go back to bed.
But your breathing doesn't wake you up?
No, I just I wake up, I pee, go back to bed, and
it's true.
But you're a heavy snorer.
Probably.
Oh yeah, I can tell you that. He was like, I was driving with him, and he was in the passenger seat, obviously. But he's writing an email. I saw him put his phone in his pocket. Within 3 seconds of his phone being in his pocket, he's snoring and his eyes are shut.
Yeah, Roland has narcoleptic.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Do you think you could have narcolepsy?
He does. It's from lack of sleep. His apnea makes you sleep during the day when you have very bad apnea and you don't get REM sleep at night.
Is it possible that he doesn't even realize that he's not getting real sleep?
Of course. Like you could be in bed for a long time, but you're not getting, like when you go into REM sleep, it's your body it's so good for your healing and all that shit. And I don't get it either. I probably get more than Roland, but not what I need. And that's why I'm always tired.
Did your apnea change? Because heavy people a lot of times have apnea. Did your apnea change when you lost weight?
No, because mine is mostly not. It's not. First of all, my stupid fucking little pelican neck. My tongue falls back. I have a small throat, and but it's mostly my central apnea, which is brain, has nothing to do with my weight.
So God just blessed you with a small throat, and that's what gives you apnea?
I don't know. My tongue just falls in the back. Lollygags.
It really is like a reptile.
It's humiliating. My tongue's just fucking lollygagging, falling back.
Lazy tongue.
Yeah, it's like quadriplegic legs. Flops in there. All right.
All right, buddy. You put the earphones back in.
Yeah, it's just, fix you with some fluid or something.
Dr. Chip is probably the worst one. It's so stupid. It doesn't make any sense. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
765.
Hey, guys, just want to say how close we are to getting Bobby Lee over the 50,000 mark for Twitter on followers.
Oh, he wasn't at 50,000. He should be.
Yeah, good push. We're at 49.9 right now.
All right, Bobby Lee live on Twitter.
Oh, my God.
Everybody should follow him. 570.
Hi.
Yes, Sam J in Tampa.
What's up, buddy?
You guys are talking about falling asleep. Did you guys see what they did with the Mike Francesa falling asleep with A-Rod video on YouTube yesterday?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you got to see that, Sam. It's one of the funniest ones I've ever seen.
All right, what is it, a mashup?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, what did they make it look like he fell asleep while A-Rod was talking?
Exactly.
I'll get into a Mike Francesa YouTube loop and nothing will get me out of it. The way you will sit there edging, getting into a pornography loop, and you'll be late for your gigs because you're just sitting there jerking off watching porn. I will put my life on hold to watch I'm in a Mike Francesa YouTube loop. Jess will come, and then I know there's a problem when Jess will come home, and I'll try to show her what I'm watching, and I'm crying, laughing. I'll be like, "You got to see this! You got to see this!" And she'll look at it and go, "This seems funny. This is stupid." Snowy in Michigan.
Hey Sam, how you doing?
Good.
Is Roland there?
Yeah.
I mean, how many times a night do you wake up, dude, when you sleep?
Once a night.
He might not know it. Like a lot of times when you're having those apnea events, you don't realize you're waking up because you're not getting it. You're like,
Yeah.
And they're right back.
Every time I have sleep apnea, I'm a truck driver. Every time I woke up, I had to take a piss. Every time.
That's sometimes your body makes you have to piss to wake you up. I've had that too, where I'll wake up, I pee a lot to begin with, but I think sometimes my body, where I'd wake up with a deep itch, like an incredible itch, like a deep, maddening itch, and I think your body does those weird things to wake you when you're not breathing.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
When I did my sleep study, the doctor said, I asked him, every time I woke up, I had to take a piss, and they said, what is that? It says when you basically, it's like a mechanism, like, your body, panics when it stops breathing, and it wakes you up, and then it basically wants to evacuate everything you got in your damn bladder. And that's one of the things you told me about it. It's like, and I used to wake up with headaches. You wake up with headaches a lot?
That's bad too. That's apnea, yeah.
Hey, what's that? Because you're not getting enough oxygen?
Taking piss every time he wakes up, man. I'm telling you got it, dude. Get a sleep study.
Thanks, Dr. Asshole.
Why are you mad at people?
When are you going to strike and crash?
What are you mad
Enough of the stupidity. Let me diagnose you. Fuck your wife better. She's fucking somebody else.
Why are you mad at people for thinking you have sleep apnea?
Well, if they want to diagnose me, I want to diagnose them.
All right, that's fair. If you have a diagnosis for Roland,
that's right.
Jeff in Philly, he might have. Will you listen to Jeff?
Yeah, I have a diagnosis for Jeff, too.
Okay, but we'll let Jeff go first?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, Jeff.
Hey, guys. Hey, Roland, I just want to let you know I have the same issue. I just snore. I don't have the actual cessations of breathing at night. I went and got my sleep study done. I don't have the cessations where you actually stop breathing as much. Well, I mean, everyone has them. I have like 20 or 30 a normal limit. But my breathing is because of the snoring is so bad, I only get like 40% of the oxygen. So I technically have sleep apnea, so I have to be on a CPAP machine. But it isn't because, like, I physically stop breathing. It's because the snoring is so bad and obstructive.
Okay. See, that's helpful, right, Roland?
Oh, wow, thanks. I'm texting all your info down right now. I don't give a shit.
I don't understand it. Tom wants to help you out. Tom on Long Island.
I bet Dick and Harry are going to call next, right, Sammy?
No, nobody says Tom, Dick, and Harry in 2013. Tom on Long Island.
Hey, what's up, boys? Jimmy, I'm just curious. Have you ever tried going in a float tank or an isolation tank? Because I've heard that some people with sleep issues have had positive results.
No, that might give you silence to sleep, but no, I don't think that would help my apnea. But thank you, Tom. What, do you thumb or something?
Tom Thumb?
Well, Jimmy, I just opened up a center on Long Island. I'm going to send you guys in some gift certificates, so maybe you take advantage, all right?
What, are you a cat or something?
Roland, Tom wants to help you out.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. That's nicer.
Write it down, Roland, just like the last guy's info.
All right, yeah.
Have you ever gotten a sleep study done?
No. It's probably like due to work and stress. Half the shit is.
Why don't you
Yeah, but you can fix that.
Yeah, it's called alcohol and beating people.
Bye, guys.
It's just harmful.
See you later.
See you later, buddy.
Bye, everyone.
Bruce.
Yeah, I used to be real similar to Roland, where I would be in bed for like 8-10 hours a night, and feel like shit the next day, nodding off. And I'm a truck driver. You don't want to be nodding off driving truck. I lost 180 pounds, and now if I sleep for like 4.5, 5 hours a night, 6 if at the most.
Mm-hmm.
I feel so much better, and I do a lot of cardio. Is how I lost the weight. A lot of running and cardio. And I breathe so much better during the day. I don't know if y'all have ever noticed, but like when Roland's on the radio, you can hear he breathes like shit when he's talking.
Yeah, I think there is a weird breathing thing. Roland, don't you think? Because I definitely, trust me, I, of all people, know that you have probably the most stressful job here. Because Roland's sitting here, he's juggling publicists, and he's juggling guests, and then he's also juggling air talent. And everybody's, needs him to do this for him, do that for him, do this for him, do that for him. And the minute he's not doing this favor for this person, now he's in the doghouse with that dude. And for Roland to get done professionally what he needs to get done, all the moving parts have to be moving in the right direction. And Roland, whose job is it to get them moving in that direction?
Me.
Right. And most of the time, people can't even know that you're pushing them in that direction. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
So you have to sit there and be like, okay, how can I make him do that? How can I convince him that this is that? And you have to do it without really bold-faced lying.
Yeah.
For the most part, especially with the people that you interact with every day.
Oh, yeah.
Because people will call you out on bullshitting, too.
Yeah.
So Nobody is going to sit here and say you don't have a stressful existence.
I just turn to my food.
Right. And I get it. That's why you turn to your food. But don't you think that if you looked in... Because, I mean, the breathing, that's not good.
Gandolfini.
Huh?
James Gandolfini.
James Gandolfini, exactly. James Gandolfini didn't exactly last, did he?
Well, he had foie gras, which was delicious.
Right, and you're sitting there going, well, yeah, I enjoyed a nice meal.
He had a great meal before.
Right. So what's he got to complain
He went out
about?
with a bang, a delicious meal.
But don't you think that if you at least got it looked at, and you could figure out, okay, maybe there is an issue, like you sleep for 8 to 10 hours, but then you still sleep during the day, or you still whatever. If you could get, like this dude said, he figured out that he had sleep apnea, or he had breathing issues, or whatever it was, and the doctor said, here's what you need to do. Now he sleeps less, but the quality of sleep is better, so he probably has a less stressful life.
I know, it's
because
it's weight. It's like the magic pill.
You think that's what it would be?
Yeah.
I gotcha. But easier said than done.
Of course.
Because if you lost weight, your breathing would get better, you'd sleep better, you'd stress less. But what's stressing you out is work, and what do you do when you're stressed? You eat.
Yeah.
So there you go. You're caught in this vicious cycle.
And then everybody needs something. They go, well, turn your phone off. But then I get yelled at, well, I need you at 5 o'clock. I need you at 6 o'clock. Well, I need this.
And you're saying a lot of the people who are saying, look, Roland, here's what you need to do,
Yes.
are also saying, but before you help yourself, you need to help me.
I need this. I need that.
I don't do that, do I?
No.
Okay.
No, there's always those people like going, hey, take time for yourself. Okay, well, oh my God, I need this. I go,
Is that more your industry friends?
that and
The people
everybody.
that we don't even know.
Yeah, and other people too. It's like a mix.
Right.
So you're like,
And so you're sitting there like,
all right.
like all you guys are trying to tell me to get healthy, but you won't let me. Give me some time. I need some rolling time.
Or they go, hey, why don't you come and get steaks with us? I'm like, all right.
Right.
Dude, why don't we go drinking? Well, I don't want to drink. Dude, come on, we got to talk.
Stop being a pussy.
Yeah, so you're like, all right. And they're like, dude, you got to get healthy. I'm like,
Yeah, you're over drinks.
Yeah.
Like at the bar, they're going, dude, you're drinking too much. And you're like,
yeah.
I didn't want to come.
And my idiot buddy, he got his other friend to drink right back on the wagon again.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just because he needed a companion?
Yeah.
That's harmful, dude. And you're in a rough position.
That we all had to, because he controls the keys to certain people.
You're in a rough
So we're
position,
like-
right? Because you have to be, like, my instinct would say, get those people out of your life.
No.
Do not be friends with them. But then you would turn to me and say, Sam, I don't want to be friends with them. I don't like them. I have to be.
I get the healthy people out of my life, so the bad people, they sound pretty good.
Right. So you need people who are on the right path out of your life so you can convince yourself that the evilness is just the way of the world.
That's the way it works.
Oh, my God, Roland.
Fantastic.
What a terrible existence. What's going on, Eric?
A couple years ago, we talked Roland into actually going to do the sleep study.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Who, you and your wife? Who's we?
At least we thought, me, I think Steve was still here at the time.
Yeah.
And in order to do the sleep study, you have to get a referral from a general doctor.
Let me ask you, Roland, you've fluctuated in weight. You've gone down, you've gone up.
Yeah.
Do you notice your sleeping and breathing is better when you're less heavy?
Of course.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, so you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Go on, Eric.
So you have to get a referral to go to the sleep study. So we made an appointment with a doctor under the insurance plan here, everything, not far. And Roland said, yes, I was going to go to it. So we thought he had gone to the doctor's appointment until they called and said whatever happened to Roland. He
Whatever happened to
I
Roland?
got called away.
You did?
Yes. I had to do some favors for some people. And
Eric, you don't think so?
Maybe.
He was
but
shaking his head.
I think he just didn't want to go and do it. And that's fine. But
You don't like doctors either?
no, I don't mind them. It's just that,
You'd rather take care of it yourself?
no, just that if the sleep study takes a full night away,
Mm-hmm.
and if there's stuff I have to do.
But you can do it like on a Friday night going into a Saturday or Saturday going into Sunday where
See,
it's not as busy.
And then Saturday, Sunday, I consider those are my sacred times where I just veg out by myself.
Right.
But see, that's
what you have to snap out of.
Yeah, because it's your time, yes, but you should use your time to go to the sleep study.
You've had sleeping issues in the past.
Yeah, and I went and did it.
You did?
Yeah.
What did they tell you?
I didn't have what they would consider basic apnea, but I was close to it.
Was that because you had gained weight?
Yeah, because I had gained weight.
Okay.
And what they did was they didn't want to give me a mask or any of that stuff because it didn't warrant it. But they said if you go to your dentist,
they just gave you something to put over your mouth so you would stop eating. This will work. This will make it go away. Yeah, they put a muzzle over you and a straw.
You can lose weight.
Right.
Boom.
Yeah, just here's your apnea mask. I'm going to wire your jaws shut.
if you go to the dentist, they can they take a mold of your mouth and they can make a thing that you put in there that you sleep with at night, and it just keeps your jaw like slightly askew, so you can still breathe fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that, and it was fine. Everything worked out great. I was able to sleep and everything, and then losing the weight actually has helped.
How much weight have you lost?
Not a huge number,
Yeah.
but I'm like 7, down 7.
From for how long?
For a couple weeks.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not bad. I mean, it's on the right track.
Where I
Isn't it?
used to be was real bad, but you know, when I went to go to the sleep study and everything.
How are you losing weight?
Drugs.
You taking drugs? You coke?
Yeah, I'd be a lot thinner if I was taking coke.
That's what you should do. You
Yeah,
should
I
do
should.
some methamphetamine.
I got to pick up a habit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should.
How
No,
you?
I cut out a lot of. I'm not completely.
Not your sandwiches.
Well, some of those too. I've cut down a
No,
lot.
Eric,
I've
you
cut
love
down a lot.
sandwiches.
I know.
Roland, look at the sacrifices this man is making.
But look at all the stuff that we have too, and it's great food that Roland has come in.
Mm-hmm.
But rarely do I ever eat any of it. Like the barbecue, I did, but all the cronuts and ice cream and all that other stuff, I never touched.
Well, yeah, sweet guy.
Well,
Doesn't eat sweets.
He doesn't like sweets. That's the other problem.
Yeah.
That, like, we all have our little dorky obsessions that we use the perks of this job to help us out with.
Yeah.
You know, like I do all kinds of wrestling stuff because I love wrestling. Eric he loves his autographs and pictures, so he's obsessed with getting autographs and pictures. Roland, he's like, okay, I got my little industry connections, so when I want to just get connections for myself, I'm going to go ahead and get to know every famous chef and every restaurateur in America. And it, you know, I think it was Time Magazine was ranking the top inventions of this year. Cronuts is on the list.
Yeah.
You know the guy who invented the cronuts.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the guy who invented the cronuts also likes to put dozens of desserts in front of your face.
And they're all delicious.
That's the problem, isn't
And he
it?
gave me a little birthday cake, which was so delicious.
So what was your first step when you were, do you think it's going to work this time, Eric? Do you think, because you fluctuate sometimes.
Yeah.
And you're good at, you'll start something.
You know how Bobby says you go through fats in
Yes.
your life? The last one was the worst ever for me.
It was.
Yeah.
You hated it.
I hated it.
Were you depressed?
Yeah. Yeah, but not.
No,
in
this
the
show
sense-
this show lifts him up. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, a lot of positive reinforcement here.
Yeah, but you know what? The show is one thing.
Even Bob Kelly said it brings you down.
It does bring you down, but you
Not-
also have
not
to
in a
take
good
some
way,
personal
yeah.
responsibility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in order to get your, like, yeah, the show is not a positive influence on people's lives around here.
For the fatness.
Especially for fatness, because it just gets, it's like when you rub shit in a dog's face, that doesn't really work. You just end up with an angry dog, and that's what we've got with Roland.
I'm sorry I can't afford personal trainers.
But you got to take on personal responsibility and know that you're the only one that's going to fix yourself. So do you think this one's going to stick, Eric?
Yeah, I'm making it.
You are?
Yeah.
What was the catalyst? What was like, okay, I have to make this work?
Catalyst might have. Wow, that was 2 years ago. Remember when we did the physical fitness thing around the block and everything? And I got halfway there. I said, "Fuck it, I know. I already won the other events. I'm not doing this." That was one of the first steps.
Yeah, but that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You haven't been working to lose 7 pounds for 2 years.
No.
Because if it's taken you 2 years to lose 7 pounds, that's not. I'm not
I got
impressed.
3 more fats. I'll throw that on the table.
You don't have 3 more fats. That's you can't.
Quantum fat.
Yeah.
Moving into fats.
You can't quantum that fat.
No, but that was the first thing that started the road, at least in my mind.
Yeah,
that
like
this is
holy
a
shit, I used
problem.
to be able to jog around a block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, the sleep study, and just little things where around here, constant insults kind of take its toll at some point.
You have to, and I guess it would take time to figure out how to turn constant insults into a motivator instead of just something like Roland says that leaves you depressed. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Talking with Bob Kelly, over this stuff, and then I think what really got to me is seeing some of the old photos of Jim,
because it shows you that it's possible.
Yeah, this isn't. I'll work a plug in here, but on the O&A show Instagram, yesterday is today in history. There was a photo of Jimmy who peed his pants in the studio. So I put it on this date yesterday.
It's
so
it's O&A show on Instagram.
Instagram, right? So I put it up, and I'm looking at the photo. I was like, wow, Jimmy really used to be, used to be kind of heavy. And you see what he's done now. It's just like, well, I have no other excuse. You know, if he did it, Bobby's doing it. There's no reason I can't do this at all.
Roland, we talked about negative influences on your life, didn't we?
You guys want a donut?
Look at this asshole. Look at this piece of garbage.
The thing is, I don't eat those pedestrian donuts.
Give me those munchkins.
No, they're not mine. They're not mine. Don't throw them away.
No. I want.
Who are they?
Yeah.
Throw them away.
I swear to God.
Who are they?
What kind of munchkins?
So they're not yours. Who are they? You're taking credit. So you're an asshole for stealing.
All right.
They're pedestrian donuts.
I understand.
They're sharing.
But Dennis.
Yes.
They're pedestrians.
When we're trying to,
I never see him snacking. He really does good.
Well, he doesn't eat sweets, though. That's the thing. He won't eat sweets.
When we're trying to talk to our friends about getting in shape.
Yes.
Why would you come in and offer donuts?
Because it's funny.
That's not funny. That's mean.
Oh.
We don't do that type of stuff here, Dennis.
He thinks he's with the show.
You're a bad person. I want you to know that.
I'm sorry.
Do you know that you're a bad person?
Forgive me.
Tell me you're a bad person.
This is the season of nice. I have to be nice.
Well, you haven't been.
Exactly.
Can I ask you a question? Do you like eating assholes?
I like donuts. Little Dunkin' Munchkins.
Dennis, say, Roland. I'm sorry.
Roland is not a snacker.
Dennis!
Roland, I'm sorry.
For being a bad person.
For being a bad person.
I forgive you, turd.
Okay. I'm glad we're back.
Could you get me a pair of those Beats headphones? Those things are cool.
Dennis, get the fuck out of the studio. Get out of here. You're not getting any freebies. You're ruining people's lives.
Just wanted something.
And you know who else's lives you ruin? All the listeners. They're tired of you.
On the 70s and 60s channels as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nick DiPaolo hates him. So you think this one's going to stick? What is your wife? Did your wife ever say anything about you gaining weight?
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't like it.
No, but she's not like a dick about it, but she's concerned.
Right.
So she's telling, she points out things.
She goes, Eric, I want to take that dick. I don't want to be suffocated. Ever say that?
That's a bit harsh.
Is that a direct quote?
We'll not get into that, but
something like that been said.
She'll say, it's like, really, you went and bought that, or you really should be eating that, and it's like, you know what, you're right.
You say you're right. You should buy that $1,000 purse. I don't think so.
Why would you get mad? You need
Leave
people.
my food alone, woman.
Purse isn't gonna kill her.
It could.
Well, it's more likely that all the snacks
another
that he
bag of
recommends.
Ruffles and bacon horseradish dip isn't gonna help.
Bacon horseradish dip.
Oh, that's good. That's
I'm
good
sure
stuff.
it is. If E-Rock loses weight, would that make you be like, you know what?
Let me look at the calendar for the Food and Wine Festival that I'm going to attend, and I can tell you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, see, this doesn't help him either with Roland being so involved in the food industry and the celebrity chef world, where they keep inviting him out to events and premieres.
Of course.
So he's booking
and it's
his
fun
life around food events.
Well,
it's delicious.
And it's fun and it's delicious and it makes you feel special because you're hanging out with, big
Busting
names.
balls.
Busting balls. They like you. Oh, we love having Roland around. And Roland, you should be telling them, you guys are killing me.
No, the show started.
When we were at the Food and Wine Festival, all these chefs, like the chefs from, what was it, Chopped? Was that the show, Chopped? They'd see Roland, they'd come over and say hi to him. Like, he didn't have to go over there. They'd say hi to Roland.
Delicious
and then one of the areas was a...
Delicious food.
What was that pizza thing?
Oh, yeah, the pizza, like a pizza party.
Yeah, but it's like all these pizza places all around the tri-state area. The chefs were making their specialty pizzas. So you're on the top of a pier, right? Huge area that's just nonstop pizza booths.
Why would you need that many pizza booths?
Well, you go around.
It's like from all over the place.
And
Why don't you
he's
just
trying everything?
Why don't you just get a tackle box with the different toppings?
At one point, he disappeared. I turned around, I'm like, where did he go? And I'm holding his bag of freebie stuff, that they give you. He went back to this other place to get two more slices because he liked that place the best.
Is arugula and black truffles.
I don't know.
And olive oil.
I don't know. I mean, I have my vices. I can't give up soda.
That's a hard one for me too. But I've dramatically cut it down. But drastically cut it down. Stupid me. But it's hard to give up completely.
Soda I give up cold turkey.
He did.
Oh yeah, I just plays with
Yeah,
booze.
he drinks club soda, but that's one thing out of many that needs to be corrected.
I just do baby steps.
Well, that's like, yeah, exactly. Well, I gave up soda, and you can feel good. You give yourself the old pat on the back.
And then he paints the wall with the club soda.
They go, I'll take club soda. Throw a little bit of vodka in there too, my friend.
I'm going to talk to... Throw a little bit of vodka.
No calories in clear alcohol.
That's right.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, but you know what? You know what vodka does?
It helps Russians.
It leads you to making poor decisions.
No, it doesn't.
Some people get behind a wheel and run over kids.
I don't. I walk around and pee everywhere.
Well, public urination and...
it's like my Banksy.
And public urination and eating a lot are what results from vodka for you. Some people run over kids. Roland, I'm glad you're not running over kids. We're at a positive note.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't drink and drive.
No. Children are perfectly safe around you.
Yeah. Little bastards.
Mike, unless you're getting angry.
Yeah.
Mike in New Jersey.
Hey, Sam. Hey, Roland.
What's up, buddy?
Roland, I lost 130 pounds in a year.
Wow.
By changing my diet.
You don't work out?
Well, not for the first 6 months. The first 6 months, I lost 93 pounds, all diet.
Christ almighty. What do you eat? Oats?
No, the opposite, actually. I stopped eating carbs.
That's it?
I went high fat, low carbs, and I lost 93 pounds in 6 months. And that's when I started working out. And I'm down a total of like 130 now.
Yeah, I bet if you lose weight, you start getting motivated to work out on your own. That's probably not even an issue. Why don't you just stop eating bread? Why don't you give up bread and soda?
Why don't you stop breathing? Asshole.
It sounds hard.
It is hard. I love Italian. Chachi.
Oh, God, yeah, there goes your pasta, there goes your breads.
Dominique, I mean, everything, other dessert says...
Forget about the pizza boots.
Yeah, those are not good.
Haha.
Let me go to...
At noon.
You're mad that somebody suggested that you...
Yeah. I suggest he fucks his wife better. There, boom.
Jason.
Put your dick in her deeper, you turd.
Jason in Rochester.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
I've been battling my weight problem ever since I can remember, and I always had a chronic depression problem. And in high school, I quit drinking soda and didn't change anything about my diet and lost 35 pounds in 2 months. And I've been recently just losing weight and eating better by exercise and eating better. And it's completely cured my depression. I might have my off days here or there, but it doesn't last like it used to. And I feel 100 times better. I can work.
I can
work out whenever.
I'll bet Roland.
Once you get started, you feel better.
I'll bet Roland, if you got into shape a little bit and slept better, because it's not a matter of like, oh, I want to be, Fabio. I want to look like Brad Pitt in Fight Club. It's just enough that you can be more comfortable. It's not because it's not like a.
I dress as models. I'm always comfy, my friend.
That's true.
Roland.
My waistbands have elastic in them.
That's right. Woo woo.
Go ahead, Jason.
Once you feel that comfort of losing a few pounds, you just want to keep on going.
Well, he knows that though. I mean,
it's tough the first month.
We're talking. Don't let him trick you. We're talking to a brick wall right now because he knows that he'll feel better because he lost weight like summer before last, and he was feeling great, and he was way less depressed, and he was definitely less stressed. So he knows.
I'm less depressed now. I don't care.
No,
I learned not to give a shit anymore because that's what.
Yeah, but
the
you're
top up taught.
Yeah, no, you give a shit, and it's okay to give a shit.
I give a shit a little about my job, about the rest. I don't
You give quite a shit, and that's fine. By the way, I'm not criticizing you for it, but you'd like to not give a shit, and there are some things that you shouldn't give a shit about. But I see you, and you definitely give a shit, and that's not even a negative thing, but you definitely do. That's honestly, that's why the show keeps getting guests, even though sometimes things become difficult.
Yes,
because you do give a shit. But
that's why I go to Dominic's DKA with down Spring Street people. They're delicious.
But from when it's happened before that you'd be happier and you'd feel less stressed if you could get a good night's sleep and you could,
But let me tell you something. Have you ever ate nachos in your underwear during football season? Pretty fucking fantastic.
Roland, I've seen your underwear, and there's nothing. You in your underwear, you shouldn't be happy because there's holes in your underwear.
Air conditioner, my friend.
Well,
when I'm tired, it's ripping off.
Mike, real quick, Mike in Florida. You may actually like this guy, Mike.
Roland, I'm on your side, bro. Fuck those guys. Live, love, and eat, bro.
I love you, Mike.
Mike,
we should send him a Blu-ray.
Wow, Roland wants to send you a Blu-ray. Oh, he hung up. You would have gotten Meet the Millers or Superman or something.
We are the Millers.
All right, Roland. Well, do you think... Are you happy with the way life is now?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what am I talking about then?
Fantastic.
I mean, I listened to the DDP interview. By the way, prove Roland wrong. It's not boring.
And for everybody who tells me to lose weight, don't ever ask me for cronuts. Then let me twist down them now.
Okay, I get
and
it.
They'll be like, oh.
I
turds.
Interviewed DDP. He's doing DDP yoga.
He wasn't boring. I was just busting balls.
I know, you were just busting balls. You were just looking for... Anytime...
Plus, I had to take a shit, too. So
anytime Roland is at risk for possibly having his balls busted, the defense meter goes on. And he's ready. He just starts firing bombs. But the interview is up on YouTube. It's also on SiriusXM.com/blog if you want to watch the video. We talked about his DDP yoga. This is the guy who was on my show a couple weeks ago. He took the two biggest junkies in wrestling, Scott Hall and Jake the Snake Roberts, and he's moved them into his house. And he's trying to yoga them out of being addicts.
Did he yoga Chris Jericho?
He yogas Chris Jericho. He's going nuts with this yoga shit. But when I put that video on my computer to sync the sound, I heard your breathing, and I was like, holy shit, I got to talk to this kid.
Yeah, you're concerned during Kanye. You're like, yeah, he's fine.
That doesn't even make any sense.
It does.
No, it doesn't. You going to Kanye West concert didn't make you better or worse.
It could have healed me because he's Jesus.
I enjoy you as a human being, so of course I'm going to be like, I'd like you to breathe better, and I'd like you to see Kanye West with you.
Or you took me there so black and white Jesus could heal me.
That's what I wanted. I wanted Jesus to pop off that stage and put his hand on your little nose and let the oxygen come out just a little easier.
I felt it that night.
You did?
Yeah.
Good. You know what else could make your life easier, Roland?
Steven Singer?
Yeah, if you wouldn't wait to hate him. You don't have to wait. You can start hating him right now. Go to IHateStevenSinger.com. You know you have to get the woman in your life a gift, right? Roland, you can find yourself a woman.
Yeah.
You got to get her a nice gift.
Faster than Denny. Oh.
A lot faster than Denny, I'll bet. A lot faster than Denny. Denny repels not only women, but all human beings. You know it's got to be great. Well, Steven knows what every woman wants. It's diamonds. Yes. Sal, it's diamonds.
Oh, shit.
And it could be even a effeminate man in your life. I don't know exactly where you're at right now.
Come on, Sam.
I don't know for sure.
His name is Salvador.
For sure.
I do?
Yeah.
Salvador Liberace.
I don't know. The beautiful sparkle, the simple elegance of the diamond. Steven's going to make it easy and affordable. Check out his diamond stud earrings now, starting at only $199. That's right, $199. These are really beautiful, high-quality white diamonds. Go online to IHateStevenSinger.com right now and see all of Steven's amazing diamond jewelry. Steven makes holiday shopping so easy and affordable. Just go online to IHateStevenSinger.com and check out his beautiful selection of diamonds for her. Go to IHateStevenSinger.com now. Get your holiday shopping done today. Shipping is always fast and free. Steven makes shopping fun, whether it's in the showroom, at the other corner of 8th and Walnut, on the phone at 1-888-I-HATE-STEVEN-SINGER, or online at IHateStevenSinger.com. Roland.
Yes.
Eat, live, and be merry. Have a great weekend.
Yes, I will. Cronuts.
Cronuts indeed. We'll see you on Monday. Goodbye, everybody. Ron and Fez are next.
The Opie and Anthony show is now over. For real this time. Check out the O&A show on Facebook at Facebook.com/Opie and Anthony. And catch Opie and Anthony live Monday through Friday from 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern. Ron and Fez are next.
Hey.